think we're slowly becoming live. I think we are live. All right, we are live. Good. I just want to make sure the video is there. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope all is having a great day. CQ the Watch Guy and retired guy Jay coming back. It's been a while. How was your weekend, sir?
Short. It was too short. How about yours?
I could say it was too short as well because I definitely I streamed every day. So it was
No days
definitely
off.
short.
No days off.
No
Providing the
days off.
people with what they need.
Exactly. But it was really good. We had some good auctions. And a lot of people live watch with me. And I'm just telling
You
watch
letting
live.
Instagram know that you're live.
Exactly. But I'm
One
already
day
set up.
your Instagram's gonna match your YouTube. Or the vice
One day.
versa.
One day,
Vice
but you know.
versa.
Not yet.
Soon.
Anyways, guys, happy Monday. It is CQ the Watch Guy back with another Watch Talk Live with retired Watch Guy Jay. Before we start, we got to thank our sponsors, Gottlieb and Company. You might know this guy. If you need independent, truly independent watch advice, make sure you go over to cqthewatchguy.com or gottliebandco.com where you can see all the great services, whether you need to buy, sell, trade, just talk to a watch guy. You have no idea what to do in this wild world of watches, reach out to CQ at cqthewatchguy.com. Happy to help guide you through your collecting journey.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
What did
All
you
right,
think of
first,
the auctions, man? Did they
it,
go the
it
way
was a
you expected?
strong, it was a strong auction weekend. My camera's off. All right, it was a strong auction weekend. Some really good results. Before we get into that, let's shout out our winners from Roland Garros. Some really great tennis being played. So you got Carlos Alcaraz who won, put on the Pika Blue to celebrate an amazing win, and then you had Coco Gauff, and she still rocks the grape, which I love.
Hmm.
She still rocks the grape, and she got a good win there. So Rolex made a clean sweep at the Roland Garros, which was really nice.
Very nice.
Nice to
Very
see.
nice.
But let's go. Let's talk Phillips, shall we? Let's talk the auction. It was a strong auction, man. We got some good results going. We got Christie's coming up at 2 o'clock, which why not? I'll just cover live because that seems to be my thing. But yeah, the first, and I was just talking to somebody about this right now. FP Journe Elegant 48 Title Light. This is the black label with the black dial. These are now selling in the market. I've confirmed above $84,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So yeah, this auction happened. You know, partner with Zori over at Grail, and she had a client who had one to move, and she moved hers already, and she was posting above 84,000 for it,
Do
and she
you
did
feel
it.
like that's a valid price though? Like, do you feel like it's justified?
I guess so. I guess so. You know, I think that's a market right now for Elegante. And to me, this is the best looking Elegante. Title Light with that black label dial is just a really beautiful watch. So I think, it's gonna I think they stay strong. I just imagine like, and she said, somebody overseas offered her one well over 100. So I think you'll see these float into 100. I think if I was in the Middle East, I could probably pop one of these close to 100. What's up, Goldfinger? Good afternoon. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope your Monday is going well as well. So yeah, very strong performance from the Journe Elegante, from
Hmm.
Journe in general. Compare that to the Grand Longue one Moon Phase Lumen, which went for 107,950. Not too crazy. Beautiful watch, but didn't see too much crazy action on it. Then this is really the stunner of the show. FP Journe T30. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see. This hammered around 700,000, all in sold for. Let me move my head out the way. $889,000. Insane. Insanity. I'm looking for one right now. I will pay very strong money if somebody's sees this and they want to sell one. I have buyers who are looking for one right now, and they're willing to pay strong. I have sold this watch a couple times around 100,000, under 100,000. I sold one for. This is insane. Really good result. And so what's interesting about this result is that this doesn't look like many other Jorns, right? So only people who truly appreciate these pieces or trying to put together a strong FP Jorn collection are gonna jump for these watches. But 889,000 all in, an exceptional result, if I dare say so.
Is that brass?
So it's rose gold and silver.
Sorry, I meant the movement.
Yes, brass movement,
Okay, that checks out.
and it is based off the his original tourbillon pocket watch. So this is like, the extension of his original watch in wristwatch form, rose gold and silver. It's a beautiful watch. Doesn't look like many FP Journe you would see, but people up there are willing to pay up. And these were maybe a year or two ago. They're probably under five. So to see this result, yeah. So if a T10 appears to market, that would probably be a $2 to $3 million watch. Then they
What's
only
the
made 10 of
difference
those.
between the T30 and the T10? Like, is it the
So the T10 they only made 10 pieces, and it's basically a black label version of this. Let me pull it up.
okay? Hmm.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, you've already explained that tourbillons for Jorn are not usually exposed, so like it makes sense. It all checks out. Well, this is nice. I can see.
Yeah, so this is the T10. So basically the same thing, but all platinum. And these only ten were made, so these are gonna go insanely high.
What's going on, Rich Buddy? He says it's too bad though. After meeting Laurent Jorn a couple of times, I will never want their watch. CQ.
Yeah, Rich Buddy, experience is the thing that you really got to think about, right? If, how important, I was talking to a collector today and he's shifting up his whole collection and he's really focused on independents and brands and dealers who are really showing them a certain type of experience and a certain type of connection. And, while, I've never met Laurent, but I could tell you it's a brand where not everybody has the most amazing experience, and a lot of people who've had a ton of amazing experience with FP Journe and the different boutiques worldwide, but I also know a good bit of people who haven't had the best experience, and I think that's probably come from the brand finding such great success and trying to figure out how to deal with people. But I'd say I personally wouldn't spend money in places where I don't feel my money is appreciated. And when I'm spending near six figures on a watch, I want to have a great experience from the from the email, the phone call to me receiving the watch to after. I think it should be a great experience. I don't blame you at all, Rich Buddy. What's
What's
going
up,
on,
Skylar
Skylar?
Santana? How
Afternoon.
you doing? Afternoon. Yes, afternoon. Good afternoon.
And then this thing, bro, this thing went insane like I knew it would. 736,600 all in before sales tax, right? There is a sales tax depending where you receive it for this 1815 chronograph, 2022 Best in Show Concorso de Eleganza
Did we
de
talk
Villa.
about this? What makes this like, special again? Like this is I know it's a specific
It,
thing.
it's a piece unique, basically. It's a piece
Oh, okay.
unique, and you had to win the Concorso de Eleganza, which is a car show. So that's why they said to win the watch, you would have spent $50 million on the car, right? So that's what made the watch cheap.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's going on, SC? How you doing today?
Hey, what's up, SC? Hope all is well.
Mhm.
Hey,
What
and
color
look,
dial is that?
German watch, SC pops up. Interesting how that works, right?
It's like a calling to him. Is that a pink dial? Is that what color dial is that? Pink
So,
gold.
so
Pink gold. Okay.
um, yeah, they call it pink gold dial, but this would be like
Is
one of
it
the
salmon?
truest. Yeah, I would call this a true salmon, man. I would say this is one of the truest expressions you could find.
Like wild, not farm raised. Wild.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Okay.
the good king salmon. Well, actually, no, the real king salmon, if we're up with our boy Cash in Alaska right now, is even more red and vivid. But this might be like oh, darn, I forgot. I used to know so much salmon things, but this is definitely not farm raised. This has got good natural everything. Closed case back. That's the only negative on this watch, but and this is the car that won it was a Bugatti.
Uh,
Look at it with jeans though. Oh, it's a great watch. So that performed that performed really well. This Kyrie Vutulanen did really good as well. 234, 950
It
all
kind of
in.
looks like a Nomos. At least from like the small photo. I'm sure like when you go in, it doesn't look like a Nomos, but
It looks better. For the 711R Tiffany and Co stamp, this one in the corner, this only went for 241.3. I feel like it'll went stronger with a Tiffany and Co stamp. I feel like we've sold these plain dial for a higher amount back in the
oh,
day.
all I'm hearing is that people are wising up to the fact that Tiffany and Co. is just like, oh, so what? Like I get it. I get it. Like they only sell so many Tiffany and Co., but it's just like, so what?
It's just such a small stamp too, in my opinion. Like
Exactly. Like
it's so
it's
itty bitty. I don't want to pay. I'm not. How do I say this? I don't want to pay a premium unless like pay a premium for this if it's gonna sit in my safe and I'll never wear it. But I'm not paying a premium to have to put this in somebody's face like this for them to see the stamp. You know, I do understand the appeal, but it's I wish the stamp was bigger. I guess that's what I want to say.
spend a lot of money for a stamp. That's all I can, I'd rather just get the regular one personally.
I'd
Um,
agree.
he said that the Concours de Eleganza is above his pay grade.
Let's just go back to it. I just love it, man. I wish they made this again. If they made this again, I don't know how they could change it to make it like not a blatant rip off of this, but I feel like pay the person, I pay the person who owns this watch, like I don't know some type of fee, because you'd sell 500 of these all day. I don't know. That's a great looking watch. They
Lamal
should do
said
more dials like
Wempe
that.
must be crying that they stopped stamping their dials. Did Wempe used to stamp dials like Tiffany?
Yeah, I think Wempe stamped, Guben stamped. There's a bunch of them.
Wempe just
Seurico.
doesn't sound as cool as Tiffany and Co. though. Like Tiffany and
It just has
Co.
an
has a
appeal,
ring,
you
and
know.
again, who
It's
knows what they
it's
did to
it's
get
the blue
that.
box. It's Tiffany and Co. He went to Tiffany.
Even though I do understand Wempe, and I've heard Wempe time and time again,
Vimpy.
I don't care. I would definitely go Tiffany's stamp over Wempe stamp, even though stamps are stupid.
It's just
Sorry.
a little bit more of a allure,
I'm
I'd
sorry.
say. Beautiful 1518 hair went for a really nice result, $1.4 million. And this is just a really clean example of a 1518, which Jay is, if not the first, one of the first perpetual calendar chronographs that Patek Philippe made. So just a legendary reference. So to find one that's still in this condition, was produced between 1951 and 1953. I just think this is a really good example.
Rich Buddy asked, CQ, is stamping done at Paddock or during manufacture? I'm guessing he's asking about Tiffany stamping and stuff.
It I I'm not 100% accurate, but I believe that it's done at the manufacturer. So I think with Tiffany, some watches come pre-stamped, some aren't. But I think if you order one, you can, like, at the time. I think now it's a little bit different. But before, like, back in the days of when Kelly Yoke was there, like, okay, I ordered a 5226. Hey Kelly, can I have this stamped? They would either send it back, or maybe I doubt it, but possibly in New York in HSNY, maybe they'd stamp it there. But most, in my head, I'm thinking it goes back to Switzerland where the dials were made. It goes back to that dial place, and it gets stamped with the proper Tiffany stamp. I don't see why it'd be so hard to do it that way, and most likely why not keep it all in Ovi Marcel's done at Tiffany. So this is possible. I don't know 100%. I could be seeing it done either way. The only reason why I wouldn't think it's done at Tiffany is like then you decase the paddock there. So like maybe it's done at HS Harry Stern, New York, because I wouldn't see Paddock wanting somebody to decay something just to stamp it when you could just have them stamp it in Switzerland and send it over. But I don't know. I don't know the exact answer to that, so I can speculate all day on how I would do it.
Essay said that Bayer still stamps in Zurich, and they're the oldest
Yep.
retailer in the world. Interesting.
Yep. Oh geez. Would you get a double stamp that? I would love an HV, like an island dealer. I do like an island dealer double stamped, I think.
Just think of Cardo watches and I want to puke. So
Look at this minute repeater super sonoree. AP is not seeing strong action, especially like high end, high dollar APs. You're seeing them hit in the middle of the estimate, like this one here. Very very interesting. I think that market is floating in the water.
I mean, I don't think of AP when I think of minute repeaters. I know that they probably do a good one. It's just that's not. Is that somebody who you think of when you're thinking of minute
I mean,
repeaters?
they
Minute
they, they
repeaters.
did it. They did a lot of research on it and stuff. I just, again, like after after 120,000, you got to do something really special for me because I could get the Carl F. Booker mini repeater that I guarantee sounds better than this for nothing right now. Right? I could get so many other mini repeaters and a Royal Oak for the same price that I paid for this. So you'd have to be really, really in love with this watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like at a glance, you just got to know that it's a minute repeater because otherwise it just looks like another Royal Oak. Like it doesn't really have a wow factor to it. Rich Buddy said he's gonna pose a question to John Ridron, Ridron, Riordan,
Reardon, John
Weird,
Reardon.
John Ridden, and let you know what he says. SC says there's a special 5170J with the Bayer stamp without pulsation scale. Hmm.
Yeah, let's pull that up because I've never heard that. So let's go over the European watch.
How do you know it's there? Oh,
Oh
there.
wow, this is cool, and he's right. The scale is different. Oh, this is pretty cool. SE knows his stuff. I love the modern Bayer logo too. This is pretty fire. And they're doing a blue font on. I guess this is a tachymeter. So they did a tachymeter instead of pulsation.
What's the pulsation for again? Like is it to check your
It,
pulse or
yeah,
like
exactly. If you were a doctor and you
that's what I
timed
thought.
it and all that.
But Zenith, JWC, IWC has some affordable turbs too.
Correct, correct. IWC probably has some of the best turbs that like you can find on the pre-owned market. Even mini repeaters as well. You can find some really good deals in IWC. IWC and Zenith as well. Easily serviceable watches, modern watches, things that aren't too delicate. This is pretty cool. Good shout out. I see. I've never seen this watch before. And maybe I just show you a normal 5170 J. So let's go to 1916. See?
Hmm. Yeah, there's a stark difference.
I wonder how much that beer goes for. I'd still buy this too, but not now that SE has put this in my mind. This is the 5170 J that I want. Gotta think about it. All right, let's look over. What time is it? We got 1 minute. Christie's is about to start. So actually, let's just jump right over to Christie's. Let's join that auction. Let me close out all these tabs. And let's get a live auction watch along going, guys. I'm just closing out my tabs here.
Vimal stated that VC is planning on a 5 to 8% price hike in July.
Insane, insane. 5% increase by Vacheron, which means it's gonna be with other Richmond products as well. I just think this is just a really, really is not the market to do it. I understand why it's being done, but I really do think I don't know, man. It, don't pay it. Go take a trip. No, for real. Like 5 to 8%. No, no. Rolex did it the right way, man. They did 3% to the consumer, a couple points on the dealer side, but like 5 to 8% on a VC. Like what VC wouldn't you buy on the secondary market right now? since the auction is not starting, let's look over Vacheron right now. Like I heard that on OC stream yesterday, and it's like, which is it's probably true because they haven't done it yet. But brother, you tell me, what VC you'd pay another 5% on top of like the crazy prices today. Like, so this is gonna be what 50, close to 58,000.
I'm not
Oh,
a fan of their non-overseas, to be honest with you. So already, like when we're looking at patrimonies and traditionals, my eyes glaze over 10 times.
oh, sorry, I had to just lower the volume because she's. Let me just mute her. All right, sorry. So sorry.
I couldn't
What were you
even
saying,
hear
Jay?
her. No, I was just saying, when you look at the traditionals and the patrimonies, my eyes glaze over. Like it's just go straight to the overseas for me. I know that VC does make some other. There are some nice patrimonies and stuff. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The
Yeah.
first thing that they're selling on this is a Black Panthers figurine.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the audio up. People in the chat, please let me know if you can hear the auctioneer well, and us well, and if one is louder than the other, please let us know. I'm gonna have her get some audio going now.
Would certainly jazz up any home or office. And we can begin here with interest at $9,000, 9,500,
Can you hear Jay?
$10,000, 10,000
No,
is bid,
I don't think that I can.
$10,000,
Like, remember, like
11,000
this
is
is just
online,
the issue
12,000
that we
back with my
had with
absentee
the
bidder.
remember Cash
Come
You
back
Money.
to
won't
me,
be able to
Christie's
hear
I
it.
Live,
couldn't
try
hear the
13,000.
music.
We're at 12,000 with my absentee bidder here, looking
All
for
right, so this
13.
is
13,000 is
Beast
bid,
Kingdom for Audemars
14,000. I
Piguet.
have
It's a
just ahead.
Black
Try
Panther
15,000 online. 15,000,
for Audemars
60,000.
Piguet
Let's try again.
Does it tell
16,
sculpture.
time?
17 in a
No.
new place now.
No,
If it is in
I'm trying to
California,
see
It's.
it bigger.
18,000 back with my absentee
I'm just trying
bidder.
to figure out why it's here
19,000, 20,000 with my absentee bidder still at
because
Some
it's
20,000.
poor
made
guy, he
by
bought
22.
Audemars
the.
22 is bid
Piguet.
online
Oh,
and the book
because
is
it
out.
probably came with
22
the
is the bid
set
now.
or something.
Looking for
He's like, oh,
24. We're back to me,
you
California.
got to
We're at
take this AP
22,000. Looking
statue
for 24.
with my
Looking
other
to my phones now.
watches,
Still
is
with
what
you,
I'm
Christie's
hearing
Live
from
at
you.
22,000.
Yeah, it's
Would you like
signed Audemars Piguet
24,000
though.
the two? We're at 22, just ahead of you online. 22 is bid.
ten
24
thousand
continues.
dollars? Is it made of
Let's
gold?
try 24. Still with you, Christie's Live at 22,000. Any further advance
I'm very
at
interested to see
22,000.
how long it's going to take for
Fair
them to
warning.
even get a bid on this. You
Selling.
know,
No, 22,000.
they already
Sold
have a bid at
22,000
22 on
is
this.
going for
Yeah, it just
paddle
sold for
Oh wow!
22,000.
3156.
Oh, it's sold for it's
Lot
over.
number 2, the JLC
Thank you for
SC
letting us
Arabian
says
Elegance
know,
the
Pink
audio
Gold
is
SC.
Mint
good.
Repeating
Yeah, yeah.
wristwatch.
They shot
A
up.
fresh to market reverso, and we can begin here with
Wow.
interest in many
I
phones
like
at
this watch.
22,000,
This is a mini
at
repeater.
24, at
You
I was trying to
talking
see if I
22,000
could make it
already,
bigger
at
for you
26,
about?
guys.
at 26, looking for 28,
Oh,
28,000 and 30 back with my absentee bidder. Let's try
nah.
32
Oh wow,
here, and we're at
30,000
30,000 in
already.
my book. At 30,000, looking
Thanks
for
for jumping in, SC. See you
32,000, at
later.
30,000 still.
Goodbye, SC. See you
Still with the
later.
absentee bidder at 30,000, looking for
Um,
32,000.
eh.
Looking for 32. Still have 30 here in my book.
Reversals are cool,
32.
but
Would you like
like,
to come in online? We're at $30,000. Any further advance? I can sell to my
I think he
absentee bidder
signed
if
it.
no further.
Oh, like,
Fair
do you
warning.
mean Chadwick? Chadwick? If Chadwick,
Sold for
if
30,000
Chadwick
to
signed the
absentee paddle
statue,
Th-
5178.
then
yeah, then it makes sense.
then I
Lot
take
number
everything I
3,
said back.
Patek Philippe
Then there
Pink
would be
World
saloon.
Time 5130R. And let's begin
BC is
here at
is very
16,000,
poorly managed brand.
17,000.
I would agree, the rods, they need to be
18,000,
sold as soon as
18,000.
possible.
Try
I don't
19
understand what
online,
the management is
19,000,
doing.
20,000.
And I think the
Just
price
ahead of you, try
increases
22. At
will just
20,000 with
cause
my absentee
discounting.
bidder at
Why would
20,000.
you
Oh,
pay up for
words
any
from
22,
VC right
Christie's
now?
CQ.
Live. Would you like 22? We're at
Is it
20,000.
true?
Are we all
All right, we
through?
got a
I can sell to my absentee bidder.
5130R.
Wait, the JLC sold for the middle
Fair
of
warning,
its
Christie's
price? Like
Live.
it just went to 30K? Because it was projected between
On
20
the
and
hammer,
40,
we've got
no?
22, and the book is
Yeah,
out.
which I
22
think is a
now
fair
in
price. Because
New
remember, there's
York.
a
Christie's Live
premium
bidder has it
on
at
top of this
22,000.
and sales tax.
What is
22,000.
it signed
Are we
by?
all through?
What was the Jerry LeCoultre signed for?
Oh, just
Fair
sign. Just
warning.
mean that's the on the brand. Sorry, I was trying to get the
Sold for
conditions
Okay,
for sale.
22,000, and that's
okay.
to paddle 3164.
And this is just a world
Lot
time.
number 4, the Longa and Zone Pink Gold World
What
Yeah,
is
this is
Time.
there
long.
any
And we can
significance to this
start
one, or
here
it's just a
at
No,
usually
these are just normal
5130? Okay.
modern watches that you
17,000,
could pick up
So that's
on
why they're
Chroma
18,000,
selling it that
24.
like
19,000.
that's why they're
Market
selling it
price,
at,
yeah.
Christie's
okay,
Live now,
gotcha.
19,000,
No reason to
20,000 in
really
South
pay up.
Carolina.
So do we have
20,000
any
is
like
bid.
things
Come
here
back to
that
me,
you're
Christie's
actually
Live. We're
looking
at
forward to, or you
20,000 to
just kind of
70.
just
22 could do it.
So,
At
the ones that
20,000.
I'm looking forward to
$20,000 in South
probably
Carolina.
lot
Any
10,
further
this
advance?
JLC,
Selling to my
I want
bidder
to see
in
what
South
the modern
Carolina.
paddocks do.
22,000
And then
in,
we have
in Georgia
a
now, in a
couple
new
good
place. Come
Jordans,
back to
Black
me,
Label
South Carolina.
Collier.
We're at
So
We have
why is
22,000
it
Force
that
in
Free.
Georgia.
Phillips
Not
has
with you,
better
South
watches
Carolina.
as far as
24 could
auctions
be.
are
We're at
concerned, in your
22,000.
opinion?
Well, because Phillips has just
Fair
made
warning.
a really they're the
Sold
stars of the show, man.
22,000
They
to
curate good pieces.
3167.
They get good prices for their watches as well. So it's
Lot
just
number 5, the
a
Patek
different
Philippe
world over there.
coveted and sporty
You know,
Aquanaut.
like
Reference
this is great, but
5167R
Phillips is
with the
just a little bit
brown
more
dial. We
pizzazz.
can
I don't
start
know.
here with many bids on my book. We've got already
And she doesn't even have a
48,000,
gavel.
50,000,
Yeah,
52,000
she had a little
already,
small one.
52,000. Next will be 55.
They all have like their own little
52
gavels.
is
It's
bid.
very
I'm looking for
interesting.
55
The
now.
gavel
55
world.
is bid online and the book is out at 55,000 now. Looking for 60.
All right, this is the
$60,000 is bid.
5167R. This
60,000.
is just a
Come back to me,
normal.
Christie's Live. We're at 60,000, just ahead of you here at 60,000. Try 65.
I'm just gonna confirm what their
$60,000 is
conditions of
bid for
sale
the
are.
Aquanaut at
What do you
60,000
mean?
still.
Like,
REL through.
what is the
What was
condition
the
of sale, man?
premium? What's the buyer's
Fair
premium
warning.
for Christie's?
Like the percentage they have to
Sold for
pay
60,000
after
and
the
that's
hammer?
23092.
Yeah, Phillips was 27%.
Lot
Jesus.
number 6.
What's going on, Richard? How you doing today?
The Rolex
Hey,
Attractive
Richard,
and
what's
Sporty
happening?
Pink Gold
Hope your travels are
Yachtmaster.
going well.
And we can start here at 14,000, 15,000,
I feel like this
16,000,
auction is moving
16,000,
compared to
17,000,
like the Phillips
18,000.
one
Come back to me,
that you
Christie's
had
It's
Live.
told
what?
me.
Try 19.
I feel like this
At
auction is
18,000,
moving
at
quickly.
19,000
Like
in
they're
Texas
like
now, in a
this.
new place.
Yes.
In Texas at
The
19,000.
fact that we're already on lot
out.
number 6.
So
Yesterday
we're
would have still been
20,000. I'm
on
looking
lot
for
number 2.
20,000. We're at
So what is it?
19,000.
Is
Bid
it
is in
less
Texas.
bids? Is it
REL
like
through
would you say
at
that the auction
19,000. I
style
can
is a little
sell
bit
to my
different
bidder
too?
in Texas. Fair
It's
warning.
a different auction style. It's a less captive
Sold
room
19,000.
for sure.
That's to
And they
paddle
just do things a little bit differently.
3149.
Philip is a little bit more slow, a little more paced.
Lot number 7.
You could tell like she's
This
just
is
trying
a
to get
Cartier
this
very
done.
rare
You
platinum
know.
Santos Dumont. 90
What is she
and
doing with her
resin
hands?
models,
What's all that
limited to
about?
90 examples only, and we can begin here.
I think that's just part of the
13,000,
The whole pizzazz, like her just like,
14,000,
hey, is
15,000,
anybody?
she's
16,000,
orchestrating. She's giving
16,000,
signals to other
17,000,
buyers in the room,
18,000,
the other Christie's
19,000,
members who are on the
20,000,
phones and things. There's a lot of little
22,000.
signals that we don't know.
I have 22 looking for 24.
Okay,
24 with you,
okay.
Rebecca.
Phillips very
30,000
strong
came at 2.
QC. The
30,000,
other two,
32, Rebecca. 32 is bid.
their own
Looking for
online fish
35.
markets that hurt
32
their
with
brand
Rebecca's
equity.
phone
Oh,
at 32,000.
interesting.
Thank you for your bids, Mitsu.
So,
At
that's a
32,000.
great point. I'm
35
gonna
will be
just
next.
turn her down
Looking
a
to you,
little bit.
Christie's Live.
So what Duraj is saying there is Christie's and Sotheby's, they sell online, so they're competing with themselves. So even like this sale is going on, there still is another Christie's online sale that's happening at the same time. So it cannibalizes a little bit of the attention that you get for something like today.
Are they auctioning the same pieces, or is it?
No, different pieces, different pieces.
Oh, so they're just splitting the mind share and like attention, is what you're saying.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Hmm.
Oh, nice result for that Santos though.
Lot
Let's
number
turn this
8.
back up.
The Patek Philippe Golden Stainless Nautilus reference 3800. And I can start here at 19,000, 20,000, 22,000, 22,000.
All right, let's see.
24, 26 I have here. Try 28. 28 with Rebecca, and the book is out. 28 is the bid. Looking for 30,000. 30,000, come back to me in Cyprus.
All right, so
We're at
two-tone
28,000.
3800
Thank you for yours.
champagne
We're at
dial.
28,000. Any further advance?
It's all. Hold on. How
28,000.
large? This is
Still
like a
on the phone with you, Rebecca. Looking for 30.
37.
Last chance to
This
use
is
Cyprus.
smaller,
Fair
right?
warning.
Because it's
Yeah, this
3800.
one's the 37.5.
37.
Still wearable, still
30,000
wearable.
is bid on the hammer. Would you like
I just saw the
32
price
now?
that they
Try
think it'll
35
hammer
with
at,
you
which is
live.
already over.
At
I was like, that's pretty
32,000.
low for a Nautilus, but then it's becoming C.
32,000. Any further
3800, not a
Yeah,
57.
and again, these are gettable watches, so nobody's gonna chase it. It's not stamped or anything.
Sold 32,000, and that's to 1517.
So their competition.
Lot number 9, a Patek Philippe sought-after pink gold Nautilus reference 5711 with
Now,
brown
before
dial.
the
And I can
auction,
begin
is there a
here.
place that you
Already
can go and look at the
22,000,
watches prior to the auction so that you can engage
Yep.
the cons?
5,000,
So you can do the auction
100,000.
preview. So if you were in New York, you were able to go to Christie's, see these pieces, and Phillips and others will tour them around the world as well.
130 with my absentee bidder. Try
Got it. So they'll like make sure everybody gets a chance to see it so that when it comes time to do the bidding, it's like, hey, you know what this is. You know the quality that we're presenting to you.
Exactly. So the buyer's premium is 26% until $1 million today,
And I can sell to my absentee bidder for 130,000.
which
If no
makes sense for
further.
this 5711/1R to just market price.
Sold 130,000, and that's to paddle 1000.
It's not gonna go over
She's
crazy.
moving extremely fast.
That's what I was
JLC
gonna
is
say. Like,
here, and a
how many lots is it
20
in this entire
semi-skeletonized
option?
dual mat. And we
Is
can
it
start
like
at
80?
17,000,
Oh, this is nice.
18,000,
I love a
19,000,
good dual met.
19,000, 19,000, 20,000, 22,000. I have 22,000. Try 24. 24 is bid, and the book is out at
Oh, from
24,000 now.
2018.
26
I've never
made in
seen
place
this
is bid.
particular one with this
26.
style.
What the?
26.
What about the
28
Oh
dollar?
wow.
now.
No
28,000
love
just
though.
in
There you
time.
go,
28 is
28.
bid. 30 will be next. Christie's live. We're at 28,000. 30,000 now straight away. 30,000 is the bid. Let's try 32.
Don't talk
Christie's
about
live.
JLC
Come
too
back to me.
often.
We're at
I feel like we've
$30,000.
touched on
32
other
will be
brands
yours.
a lot more than we have about than
30,000. Any
JLC.
further advance?
Yeah, maybe we
At
do an all JLC
32,000 now.
episode.
32 is bid. Straight away. 35.
I gotta do that this week.
$35,000.
Is JLC Richmond?
35,000. How
They
about
are Richmond, so
38,000?
that means
Christie's
they
live.
will
Would you like
be
38?
increasing my
We're at
5%.
35,000. 38 could be
Uh,
yours.
if the VC thing holds
I
true,
can
which it
sell
probably
at
will. So
35,000.
insane.
Level 3056. If no further bids, and I'm selling. Fair warning. Sold 35,000 to
No,
paddle
I'm selling for
3056.
over their expectation.
Yeah, solid price. Good
Lot
buy,
number
good watch.
11. Patek Philippe, a
A
desirable
lot of
crystal, world
modern
time reference to
stuff here.
2030R with a gray
It's
dial
just you
and
see, it's
red
just in my
step
opinion
at
not as cute, well curated as a Phillips. 'Cause all these watches are just like very
22,000,
gettable.
'Cause you can go
24,000,
find them in the real
24,000.
world,
26 is bid now in
Yeah,
London, and the book is out
like Chrono
at
24. You can go on Chrono
$26,000 with
24
Christie's
and figure
Live.
it
yeah.
out.
Chrono 24,
26,000. Looking for
any dealer
28
can
now. We're at 26.
get you
28 will be next,
a
and 28 is bid in
5230R right now.
Switzerland. Welcome, Switzerland. Come back to me in London for 30. Would you like 30,000? My bidder in London. We're at 28,000, just ahead of you. 30 could do it. We're at 28,000.
But yeah, it seems
Are we
like
all through?
everything that they've
30,000
Yeah.
shown
now. Thank you
us
in
has
London.
been within the
30,000 with
last
you
10,
now.
15
Let's try
years.
again in Switzerland. Can we do just one more?
Yeah, there's
32
nothing
could be
like
yours.
even like let's
30,000
go
is the bid.
down.
32 will be next.
This is a
Would you like
pretty
32,000 in
modern
Switzerland?
like
I
the
can
Jordan is
sell.
cool, the
My first
Kanji,
of
the
my bidders in London.
Rutheniums.
32,000, just in time.
But this is a
Switzerland.
pretty modern. Okay, a couple of vintage things at the end.
32,000 still with you in Switzerland. Ahead of you in
Save
London.
the best for
30
last.
still in Switzerland. Ahead of our bidder in
Yeah.
London at 32,000. And I can sell if we're all through. Fair warning to you in London. Last chance.
An extraordinary. It's so funny.
Sold for
They're like
32,000.
making sure
Yeah.
you
Christie's Live
understand.
1.
This is an
Everything is extraordinary,
extraordinary,
like
very
very
rare,
special.
oh, very
Full
special.
Zeiss work, box
VSOP.
and papers, and we
Yeah,
can start here at
exquisite.
28,000,
Oh,
30,000,
oh,
32,000,
really? You don't
33,000,
say.
35, 38,000. I have.
What did the damn?
Try
I feel like that
40,000 in
sold for low.
Florida. 40,000 in a new place.
Yeah,
42 I
again,
have here.
you're adding 26%
Would you
on
like
top,
45 now?
and these
At
are watches
42
that you
still
can
with me.
get
45 could be yours.
with a
At
dealer.
42,000
Somebody
here in
made a
my book.
great point. Is like
45,
you buy a
48.
watch from a
Let's
dealer,
take
at least
just
there's a
one more,
return
Christie's
window.
Live.
Once you
At 48,000
can't
with my
return a
absentee
watch
bidder
once
here
you
in my book.
pay for it at
Try
auction.
just one more. Let's make it 50,000. At 48,000. Would you like 50? At
So then
48,000
what's the
still.
purpose? Like
Here with my absentee
why
bidder.
be a
Let's make it
buyer? I get why you would
$50,000.
sell through an auction, but
I can
why be
sell
a buyer of any
my
of these
absentee bidder for
watches when it's
48,000. If no further advance.
you're
Fair
just you
warning.
can buy them at Chrono 24 or any other
Sold
dealer.
48,000,
Like
and that's
why
so
would you
far.
buy that
1, 2,
world
3.
timer?
I don't know. Maybe you drank a little bit
Lot
too much
number
wine.
13.
No, but I'm saying like all
Patek
these
Philippe, a
watches,
very rare Nautilus
most of these
reference
watches so
6990
far are something that you can
with
get.
blue
So
dial,
why even
offered in
partake in
excellent
this
condition
auction?
with box
Are
and
there
papers, and I can
incentives
begin
for
here.
being a
Also
person?
remember,
100 to
there's
30,000.
dealers, there's dealers who are in these auctions is buying
140,000.
that are buying. There's some people who really
150,000.
they don't deal with secondary market
160,000.
dealers. They don't deal with gray market, so they really
170,000 I
enjoy
have here.
working
Try
with a
180,000. With
established
me.
house like
170 with me.
Christie's. You know, so they want to pick up their 5980
180,000.
blue dial, you know, on the open market here.
So with my
I
absentee
feel
bidder,
like we
let's do just one
believe
more. Christie's
Jesus.
Live. We're at
I feel like
170,000.
Watchbox in
180,000.
1916 had some of
180,000 in a new
these
place this
that
time.
we're looking at
180 is
right
bid,
now.
and the book
The
is out
Yeah,
lots that
now.
you're
it's so
looking at.
funny. So
They're
Vimal
not.
asked us to pull up set 45 to 48, and
Come
we
back
have
to me,
had
Christie's Live. Try
a different
190.
version
We're
of this set for
180,000.
sure.
With the internet bidder,
It's a
190 could be yours.
hard
Christie's
sell.
Live.
Yes.
180,000.
So,
Are we all through?
but I mean, look at even this
I can sell to
5980
my
kind of
internet bidder
stalling
for
out there
180,000. If no further advance.
Well, yes, Jamal, I agree. I
Fair
mean, I
warning to
feel
you.
like
for sure.
Christie's Live.
I think this whole auction
Sold
feels like money
180,000,
laundering
and that's
when you break it down the way that you explain it to
3056.
me. More
Thank
so,
you for your bids.
it just sounds
Lot
more
number
so like this
14,
is
and
a
I cannot
place where
exhale
people
Nautilus
can
with
try
the
to
model
set new
reference
pricing for
4711
watches that
from
are
the
out
original
right
owner.
now. because as you said, there's a lot of dealers at this auction. So if they have these watches, they want them to sell for a certain price so that other people can go and be like, look, this is what they hammered for. So like we're correct in what we have it priced at. Like it's all like fake it till you make it,
Thank you for your
is
bid.
what I'm
Say
hearing.
80,000 in Florida.
Yeah, I mean,
Ahead of the
especially when
room,
you
ahead
see
of
an
the
auction
phone
like
at
this,
80,000 at
it feels
85
so much
now.
different
And if you placed
versus
online,
what I
pay
covered
90,000 in
over the
Florida
weekend.
at
Like I feel
85
over
with
the
Christie's
weekend it
Live.
took a little bit more care
Looking
with
for
the
90
watches
now
and
at
just a little more
85,000.
love and
Meet the
passion.
Christie's
And
Live
like
bidder at
I'm
85,000.
glad just from an
At
energy
85
perspective that it's
still.
moving so
Looking
fast
for
that
90.
this
Hold him
definitely
here.
won't be
At
a 4 hour
85,000.
video.
Are we all
But just
through?
like I
I
would
can
look how
sell
fast she breezed
to my
through
Christie's Live
this
bidder at
5711.
85,000. Fair
But I
work.
mean, what? But I,
Sold
it goes back to like,
85,000.
what's
See
there
you
to
at
say?
6448.
What's like people like
If you watch it, Phillips, they found a way, man. They found a way to
Lot number
romanticize it. Just
15. Check out
5711 Blue Dial,
premium white
bro?
gold auction
Like,
house.
yes,
no, I'm
File
just saying.
reference
You're right.
5168.
There's not much
And
meat
let's
on the
start
bone
here
there,
at
but at Phillips,
48,000.
they found a way to
At
like
50,000. At
stretch it a little bit.
55,000 with my absentee
You
bidder.
know,
I have
beautiful
55. Try
mm,
60 online.
5168G blue
68
dot
bid and the book
going.
is out at
I
60,000
have been
now.
told that
Meet the
upstart
Christie's Live bidder at
independents have invested.
60,000.
Yes,
At
100%
60,000. Looking
wall.
for 65.
100, like,
65.
because what
65 for the
other
bid.
way for you,
65
what
now.
other way can
70
you
Christie's
prove that
Live
a watch
at
is worth something
65,000.
than by
Next
sending it to
70
auction and it's
at
selling for the price that you
65,000.
assumed it would? And it's just
Let's
it's
go
a
with our
fake
Christie's Live
market
bidder at
when you do that
65,000.
stuff.
Are
But I
we all
wouldn't be
through? At
surprised if that
70 now.
happens
Thank
more
you for your
often than
bid.
not.
Come back to
You know,
me at
because if you
65.
guarantee that this guy buys this watch and you're like, hey, look, bid on this watch, we'll make sure you get the next two at the retail. Then, like, yeah,
75 with
there's
Christie's
definitely
Live. Thank you
backdoor
for your
deals
bid,
to make
sir.
sure that these watches hammer at a
7448.
certain price. Okay,
Top bidder
this is
at
me being
75 still
conspiracy.
at
Sequan, my
75.
views do not reflect
Next
CQ the watch guy's
75.
views.
But no.
I can
But I mean,
sell
like,
to
listen.
my
This
Christie's
at
Live
the end
bidder
of
at
the day,
75.
this is business, right?
Fair
Let's
work.
pause. 75,000 for this, like everything's going for market
75,000.
price.
Paddle 3468.
Phillips, I feel like this goes over,
But like,
but
you can get this watch on Chrono, right?
15.
For
eh,
75.
Protect the light.
exactly. But at certain auction houses,
But
gettable
then
watches like
you said
these,
26%, so then they're paying another 15 grand on
Christie's Live
top.
book at
eh,
65,000.
yeah.
Take tie bids, and I'm looking for someone
It's
to bid
crazy that they're
70.
selling for these prices. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like it goes back to like who's doing this? People who want to be able to sell
7448 now.
these
What's your
watches for
best
the
bid?
prices they have them listed for.
65,000 still. Any further interest at
Yeah,
70,000?
I don't know.
That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Not CQ the Watch Guy's thoughts, but that's my
No.
tinfoil hat.
So
75.
going back to what Vimal was
75,000
saying,
more.
it's
75.
business, man. It's money, and this is the most
At
unregulated space
75.
you could jump into.
Are we all
So
through?
if definitely, if I started a watch brand
At
today,
80,000 with
I would
Christie's.
only start it if I knew I had
At 75.
10 or
Back to
15
sales
rich
over with
friends who could blow money on the auction
and I can
market
sell.
to keep my brand
Fair work.
established,
65.
right? It's
Sold.
Duraj gives a
65,000
good
with my
point.
Christie's
Art
Live bidder
clients get
at
rebates, which I had a feeling as
7448.
well. So if you're somebody who's doing, you're selling a lot of art
Lot number
and
78.
other pieces within
I can
auction
sell.
houses, you're getting funds or incentives
Limited
to use
edition.
some of that portion of proceeds
Tactile.
back into the
Automatic.
watches.
Thermoplast
So
selector.
if you're in the ecosystem, it probably benefits you to stay within the ecosystem.
70,000.
But
80,000.
on that side, that's why people continue to buy from auctions, in my opinion. Because once you're in the ecosystem, it's a great place to be. You got taken care of, and if you
Oh,
buy and sell as
it's the
well,
same
it's
thing as being in with your AD. And if you continue to work with your AD, he's going to continue to pat you on the back and make sure
exactly,
that you get the things you want. That's all I'm hearing, which is good. That's what you
exactly.
should have. It's part of the community. The mall said also don't forget that import duties if the auction happens in a different country, which is something that you pointed out
I can
about
sell.
Hong Kong in the
Are we all
past.
through?
Exactly. That's why the U.S. auctions did so
Fair work.
strong
65.
because U.S. and there are a lot of international bidders as well,
Sold.
but U.S. buyers, just like this auction here,
That was
if I
fun.
was a dealer, I'd be buying up in this Christie's auction at the right price because okay, you pay the 25%, but when I
Problem.
receive the piece, I don't have to pay
Last
sales
shot
tax
now, and I can
because I have
sell.
reseller shirt.
Next on my
So I'm
bid.
just working with the 26% here. So for dealers, it's a great place to get inventory.
Just 26%.
At 70,000
Well, listen, if you buy it cheap enough, it makes sense.
now.
Yes,
You
if I
know,
can get
Looking for
this
bids.
Patek Philippe, split, what does this say? 60, a
the
six, a
6006G.
6006
At
for, if I can get it
75,000.
for, nope, it's already too expensive. It's already too
Lot
expensive.
19,000.
Like, all I'm hearing from you is that if it
No,
goes for
Bidder at
over their
19,000.
projected price,
One more.
then you
At
add that
65,000. All
26%.
yours. Any further
oh,
advance?
she's trying so hard.
What is that? Okay, so I'm raising
Are
you a
we all
question.
through? At
If you were
19,000.
able to
65.
get this
Next bid.
6006,
Show me
what are
your
you
best
selling
bid.
this watch for now,
Amount up to
Sequan?
20,000.
Because it
Hold
hammered
him here at
or let's say it's gonna hammer for
It is
1820.
online.
What do you
Looking for
resell
What
this
are these like
watch
high
for?
20s right now? High
30,000.
20s, mid 30s, low
Looking to my
30s.
phones.
Well, this is gonna, yeah, it's
90
probably
now.
mid 20s,
Ahead of the
low
phones.
30s.
Still
This is
online.
gonna sell for
Ahead of
20
you.
something, probably 21.
And I can sell.
Then you add that 26%.
Warning.
So then you paid $25,000 for the watch.
These are mid
90,000.
20s.
And that's to 337.
Already not
So
worth
you
the
basically
price.
paid retail.
Lot number
Art
19.
sells as
Get
multiple
two
quantums of
$250
watches, so
shipping
rebate
rare
costs to broker
lingerie
are
black label
minuscule.
collection with box and
From
case.
Diraj. All right, so this is
Alterations
one
here,
piece
many
I am
sizes, 19
interested.
charges,
Let's see if she'll take her
23.
time or not.
What did it sell for?
160.
That last paddock for? Did it sell for 20?
170,000, 170,000,
Yeah, 19.
180,000, 190,000,
Okay,
And
she
then
has some
200,000. Coming on
action.
ahead of
do you
you.
think this is gonna go for like
240 with
4?
Janet, and the book is out at 240
I think
now.
it's going over 300
At
for sure. I don't know if it'll be 4, but it is a black
With
label
Christie Live.
calendrier.
Ahead of the phones, 260 now. It's online. Ahead of the phones. Not with you, Janet. It is 260,000 with the
Darn it,
Christie Live
I
bid.
wish Christie showed the
60,000.
other people in the room.
Looking for
Does Phillips
280.
do that? They kind of give you a.
Yeah,
288
Phillips,
in place
you
now.
feel like you're watching a
288
real
with
show, like a
Christie's
dog
Live
show
in
or
New
something
York.
that's nice.
280,000. Come back to me, Christie's Live. Try $300,000.
Come back.
280,000 with the Christie's Live bidder in New York. Ahead of the phones at
No way this sells
$200.
for under
Still
3.
with you in New York at 280,000.
Wow.
Looking for
Not a
300
bad price,
now.
by the way. Like
Janet, would you
280
like
plus a
300,000?
26%.
So it sold for
Waiting
280?
for your bids at 280. Still with you in
Well,
New York on
it's looking
Christie's
like it's
Live.
gonna sell at 280.
Sorry, like I'm watching on your live as well as here because I can't see as well
Rare
on
Lily
this
Christie's
Oh,
screen.
Live
sorry.
bidder at
No, so I'm
280,000.
just like a
Holding
little
here.
bit behind you.
Waiting
She's
for you,
trying to.
monsieur. Waiting for you,
I think somebody wants to split the
monsieur.
increments.
What does that mean?
280,000.
So right now they're in $20,000
Oh,
increments.
so they're
So I
like
think somebody
29
wants
or
to.
290,000 instead.
Yeah, but maybe not.
280,000.
Let's go to 300. Stop being punk. Go to 300. If this sells for under 300,
Keep it respectful. That's what Oral Box
there
says.
you go.
Yep,
There you go.
300,000.
$300,000.
Oh, Remy, I know Remy.
320,000 in New York.
Did they say the name? They're calling people's
Yeah.
320
names
still
out
on the
here.
phone. 320 can be yours.
Though in Phillips, you know everybody's name. I know like they're Marcello, Isabella.
Still use your bid if you'd like it. We're at
Well, no, those were the
300,000.
auctioneers. I'm talking about the people bidding.
320,000. Thank you for
That's
your
saying
bid.
Yeah,
the
no. Alex got well because Remy is bidding on behalf of a client. Remy, there's two Remys. One is the head of Switzerland and one is the head of Dubai. Quick for
Gotcha.
Christie's.
Gotcha.
Still with you, Christie's Live.
How much do you
Right,
think
what,
they paid her
320?
to kind of
With Christie's
to,
Live.
to, to
I wanna
lollygag on
I
this?
wanna figure that out. I feel like they get a little percentage of the sales.
She's
Um,
taking her time on this one. I can't hear what she's
you see?
saying, but she's taking her time.
Mm.
Did Francois send
Still
a
with
Raven
Christie's
prior
Live
to
bidder
the
at
Well,
360.
no, because this is a special watch. This is like this is the watch that probably many people are tuning in today to
340.
bid on, and she's sticking strong to 20,000 increments. Interesting. I feel like they would have split to 10,000s, but she wants to get it to 4.
what is the time limit? Like what?
There's no time limit.
So then
There's
why
no
does she
time limit.
dictate that everything sold so quickly before?
So the balance is you wanna try to get as much value for the piece, right? So you're being fair to the consignee, but you also have to be fair to the bidder. So at this point, she'll have to give it to 320 because now she's taking too long.
Yeah, it's like she's dead ass kind of like.
Exactly, but she doesn't want to break the increment. She doesn't want to break it to less than 20,000, right?
340,000.
See,
Hammer.
exactly. Remy's probably like 310. So now if you're the bidder at 320, see?
340.
Thank you for your
Exactly.
bid. Would you
So
like
she knew they were
340,000
gonna get out of that 20.
Christie's Live?
She knew she
Exactly.
could have squeezed the 20 out of
Yeah.
it.
And so the other thing as well, when you're dealing with international bidders, everybody's calculating. So they're calculating import, currency conversion, everything.
It's like
So it does take some
IWJG
time.
when they pull out their calculators.
Exactly. What's impressive is that she's keeping to that thick increment of 20,000.
Take 360.
What
Yeah,
she
so
wants.
she wants
She wants
do
slam it, but
tens.
she ain't slamming it. Slam it, man.
I
Slam
like
it.
it. I like it
Bid
though.
is at 340,000.
He like holding that thing like it's a
That's what I'm saying. They all hold it weird. So now she
like she's
holds it in
like
the pocket of her.
like it's like I will do it.
350 with
I will
Rebecca.
do it.
Now I'll take 360.
Oh, we're
Nope.
at 350, so she split it.
Don't make what happened? I thought
Well,
you had your
because
big
now she
girl
needs to
pants
keep it
on.
going.
Okay.
She needs to keep
Looking for 360.
like,
Would you like 360?
and that's to show you the other watches weren't worth it because it's only what 225. We're already at lot 19. We'd still been on lot 6 or 7 with
Remy
Phillips
at
yesterday.
350,000. Come in online.
Can you
if you'd
scroll
like.
Remy
down the
get it.
lots? Because you got your I just just so that the on the left side the lots kind of match where we're at.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I just wanted
There
to.
we are. There
Holding
we
here at
are.
Oh,
$350,000.
there's no. I'm gonna leave soon, but I do want to see how low the Google
Making
Force
sure I
sells
sell ahead
for.
of time. Wait
All
till
right,
bid
you can
Christie's
bail
live.
after the Google.
Still here at 350,000.
The Google Force, what did we think the
350,000
Google
holding
Force
here.
is gonna sell for?
Oh,
How
I
much
have no
lower
idea.
than the high end do we?
I have no idea
Because they
what it
also
is.
350,000
picked
is
the
now sold.
worst Google
350.
Force.
Thank you for
Just
your
kidding.
patience,
All Google
viewers.
Forces are
Bid
great.
Christie's live. 350
360.
now.
Come on,
Looking for
just
a
tell them not
sell.
to go to
Bid
400 so you
Christie's
can
live
just
at
move
360.
on.
Take 370. 370.
Yeah, yeah. Remy's guy's gonna
360
come
and
back.
370 will be next. $360,000 is bid.
Do you remember what this or something
360,000 with bid
comparable
Christie's
sold for
live.
in the last auction? Like, are
Hit the
we seeing
phone.
a
Sell
price
now.
increase
On a
here?
black label, no.
Thank you,
But like
Remy.
this,
Selling to you,
you know.
Christie's live. Fair warning.
Oh, Christie's live got
Sold
it.
360,000 to
360. Well
Cal
done.
3105.
Nice lot.
Thank you to all
What
my
made it
viewers.
feel
For a
like it
black
was
label,
over?
And
that's
when you're
probably a
on lot
couple
number
hundred grand
20,
watch.
the
You know,
FP
before
Journe,
the
a
premium.
sporty and
Like,
lightweight
was it
button.
just
Push the
people? Because
button.
I can't hear. Were people
Journe
just not
brush.
saying anything? So
Stock
she was like, all right,
and
fine,
frame
it's
brush.
done.
And I can start here at
Well, no. Remy bailed out. So once he bailed out, that was the other bidder.
70,000.
So
She
once he
just
was like,
went.
I'm out, then it was just like, there's nobody else in this frame and like in this
Then
range.
it would have been unfair to wait for some random bidder to come in
80,085.
and just outbid. It's
Got
just
you.
fair.
90,000.
All
One
right, we
for
got a
50,000.
Jorn Sport
Looking for
lines,
105.
Jorn Line Sport Monopoussoir or a split second.
It's gonna sell for over 10 or
100 for
just or like
105
over
bids.
the it's projecting because of FP
105
Joint,
is the
not
Yeah,
best
because
I
it's a
have.
good watch. Because I
Next will
hate the
be
line
120.
sports so much.
I do like without bumpers though. I'm not I'm not bumper fan just because of the when you size the
110,000 is my
links,
absentee
it's
bidder.
hard.
Looking for 120. Come back to
See,
me,
Jorn's
Christie's
just
live at
appreciated, man.
110,000 ahead of you here in the book at 110,000. Would you like 120?
I mean, in my opinion, you get this because you couldn't get the other
120 will be
Jones.
next.
It's just the
110 is
more
my absentee bid.
attainable one. Wouldn't you say the Align Sport
110,000
is
ahead here in my book.
probably more obtainable than
120.
some other models?
For sure, for
It's
sure.
probably their least favorite, wouldn't you say? Out of
110,000. Are you coming in,
The
Christie's live?
yeah, how I say is like if you want to put together a line sport
120,000 and the book
collection,
is out.
you get the
120,000 is bid.
titanium ARS2. You try to
110,000 Christie's
get the
live.
blue or the yellow
120,000
dial.
now with
You
Henry.
do a rose gold
120,000.
centigraph, and then you
Are
do
you
the
coming in,
platinum
Mitchie?
split. Is how you do it.
120 with Henry.
it sounds strong.
Still with you,
I agree.
Henry. Ahead of the internet, ahead of the
I can
room.
I can rock with
Ahead
that.
of you, Remy. Ahead of you, Mathieu. Still with you, Henry, at 120,000. And I can sell. Are we
I'm
all
gonna
through?
do it. I'm gonna
Fair
do
Sell
it.
it,
warning.
sell it.
Don't make me.
Remy, are you in?
Remy's not in. They don't
Sold.
want it.
120,000.
Sold. Fair price.
120.
1599.
Not the worst. Not the worst. So let's see. What are they
120,000
gonna
with
do with this
Forcey.
Google
Selling
Force?
$109 with
Let's
Jay's
see.
gonna
299.
bail out
One
after the
position
Google.
of 100 pieces.
It's so funny.
And Grubel Forcey will offer a free service of the movement and 2-year warranty with
What
this
are they
lot.
gonna do
Coming
with
in here
this
with tie bids on my book
tourbillon?
at
Is it more than one? I know
120,000.
they do plenty.
Looking for someone to break my
It's
tie bid.
it's a, it's a,
I have
It's a
it's a
GMT
120,000. I'm
GMT,
looking for 150.
tourbillon.
so
Okay.
people like it.
I have tie bids here in my book at 140,000. Looking for 150.
My guess is
150 is
it
bid on
sells for
mine.
180.
Thank you for breaking my tie bid.
180K.
150,
That's
160.
my
Yeah, I
guess.
don't know
160 is bid. Come
how
back to me,
much
Christie's
higher.
Live.
I don't.
170
If it
now.
goes for 200K,
170 is
I was
offered.
wrong. It's
Ahead
the
of you.
Richard Mille killer.
180 now.
Christie's, prove me wrong.
185.
Prove me wrong. The Grubel
180.
Force. Hey,
Would you like
it's
190?
moving.
Christie's Live.
It's the Richard Mille
190.
killer.
Yes, you
Are we
would.
at 180 already? 190?
Yeah, we
Damn,
have some Google
people
lovers
been
in the
watching
house.
CQ
190 Christie's
streams.
Live.
Oh,
They've been
190.
sipping the
190.
it's
Kool-Aid.
working.
190.
That's
It's
crazy.
working.
That's insane.
190 is the bid, and
Is
200
it
is
gonna
the
go over
offer.
200 for real?
$150,000
I
Christie's
don't think
Live.
so.
I mean, it had some
150,000.
steam. What happened?
It did, but everybody wants to
Christie's Live
jump
at
in early
190,000. Ahead of
and
the phone.
not be the
No,
last high
but
bid.
but nobody wants to
Online
take it
at
to that 200.
150. Are
Cause
you?
they know,
It's like
they know.
200
Plus,
is
plus
too.
26%. You know, you like what? I'm already paying too
I said
much.
180, and
I will take 180.
she had to go take the 10K, huh? She couldn't keep it at 20,000 increments. She just
No,
wanted to prove me
no.
185
wrong.
is bid. Come back to me,
Yeah,
Damn it.
see,
Christie's
she
Live.
took
Let's
the
get
five.
serious.
What? See, that's I'm resting my case here. She's taking
195 is the
5K
bid.
increments on the
200 will be
group
next.
force.
Christie's
That's
Live.
all I'm saying. She's just trying to inch it to that
190,000
200K, man.
at
It ain't no Richard Mille
195,
killer.
and I can
It ain't
sell.
no Richard Mille killer.
We're all
You're
through.
not getting the 200. You're not.
200,000.
Oh,
Just
200. Look, it just touched.
I'll take 210. We're at 200,000
I'll
with
have Google
200
Force. They
pieces.
know that I got you to that bid. I love box y'all into that.
Thank you for your bids
Eh,
at 200,000, and I'm
People
selling
here
to
are
Christie's
bidding. You
live.
know, people who watch this
I
are bidding.
love
Fair
box.
one.
Somebody in this chat is in here
Sold
bidding on that
200,000,
Google
and
Force,
that's
and that's your loss, not
barrel
mine.
bonds.
200,000. So all in, oh my gosh, they probably
Sales
pay
seem
close to
highly
250 for
That's
that
unlikely.
watch.
Three-dimensional
not
Samsung
worth
Studio and
it.
wristwatch. A limited
No.
edition of 75
What are you
pieces.
reselling that watch for,
Guaranteed
Sequan?
price.
You can't sell that watch for 250.
I'm
65
not
on
reselling that watch. That watch is just went to its forever home.
70,000 I have. At 70,000, not with
Oh my
Sora.
god! And then
65
this
at
Jaeger
70,000 I
LaCultre.
have in
It's
my
not the
Hey,
sights.
this is
worst
Tommaso
watch.
Christie
special, man. A
Hawes,
nice
California
gyro
at
tourbillon.
85 and a
Wait, the
half.
watch that's underneath it is a Jordan? No, that's a
Guaranteed.
Debethune, right?
No,
At
Zibitune.
95
And
on
then
Sorry,
there's
Christie's
another Jordan.
my head's blocking.
Come
So
back to me on Christie's Live.
I saw like the OUNE. Like I saw something and it was Debethune,
Sold
not
Christie's
Jordan.
Live.
Like you see what I'm saying? With my head's blocking
70,000 is the bidder.
the
Oh,
Jordan,
yeah, yeah.
it
70,000
could
I have
kind
in
of
my
look like
sights.
Debethune would be
Not with
Jordan. And then
Sora.
I just saw that
At
Star Trek case
240.
and I was like, nah, that's not a
Christie's
Jordan.
Live.
Not Star Trek
At
case. You know
I
what I
gotta
mean?
make you
80,000. Are we all through?
transparent.
I'm selling to my absentee
Well,
bidder. Fair
100,000 is not a
warning.
bad price. People
Wait,
still
oh,
appreciate good
Sold
JLC.
did it sell
100,000.
already?
To absentee
Yeah. See,
514.
Nah,
she's back to
bro.
moving fast. She's
Nah,
back. She's back to
that's
moving
crazy. All
fast.
right,
Button
I'm out
underneath
after the
with the
Debethune. I
through
want to see
wear
how fast you can
avant-garde
try the
Christie
Debethune.
28, featuring the
Oh,
celebrated
that poor
spiritual moon
Debitune.
phase. Made to commemorate the new
Oh, I
moon.
mean, look,
Yeah, you can already
all
see
all the
she's.
Debethunes, man. I think that they do some
Limited
good
edition
watches,
of
but I'm just not a big
50 pieces. And we can
this. Hey,
sell
Hello,
Tan,
Tan. Welcome to the chat. Good
38,000
afternoon.
I'm not a big fan
at
of this
40,000.
Oh,
whole the
wow.
DB28s aren't
42,000 at
really frozen.
42,000.
It's
At
not that
45 online now. At
no.
I
50,
agree, Diraj. The
25 is the
gyro
bid.
is a masterpiece. I'm glad it got a
150
decent
online and
number.
coming in, Janet.
80K.
45
It's
online
going to
now.
80K. I'm putting it in
At
there.
48
Y'all not trying
online
my
right
boy
now.
Denny.
Try
I
50,000.
hope
Y'all
so.
not trying Denny.
50,000 with Janet. Janet has her first at
I'm love if I
50,000.
could take the
Penny
Gruber
instant
Forze to
with Janet on
200K, we
site.
taking this to
50,000 at
80K. Let's
55.
go.
55
Deep
with
and
Penny.
soon to the
55 is
moon.
the bid.
Let's go. 80K at least. Come on now.
Wow. Look at.
Christie.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, she's taking
At
5K in nah, right? This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
she's
At
trying so hard.
60,000
This is
live.
so messed up, man.
At
Stop it.
55,000.
Somebody come in and save
60,000.
us, bro.
Fair
Oh
warning.
wow, no.
No, 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 no,
Sold
Oh
no.
no.
55,000, and that's
Oh.
to paddle 1529. Lot
Oh.
24, the FP Journe
That
Important
was
Octocalandria Ruthenium model.
that
A
was tough.
limited edition of 99
Anyways,
pieces
beautiful
from the original
ruthenium
model,
dial
and let's start
octochrono
here
here.
first.
I love this watch.
100,000, 110,000,
Yeah, that was that was.
120,000,
Hey, we love
140,
Dibitune over
140
here,
I
so we're
have in my
big
book, 150 in the
supporters.
back of the sale room, and the book
I
is out.
just,
160
I
is
think it's
online.
kind of crazy. The
Good
group of fours
170.
they like closed very
150 is the
close
bid
to his
online.
top, and
180. 180 I have
that
at
happened to the
110. Keep it
Debethune.
That's
190.
wild.
just because I
192.
feel like the Debethune has a little bit more
200,000.
character. I get
Sure.
that the Google Force
200,000 is the
has way
bid.
more like
200,000. Looking for
and more
220.
horsepower, all that, but like
200,000 is the
if
bid.
you had to put those two watches in
200,000.
front of me, I would have
Sir.
taken the DB, and it's
At
not because
200,000. Looking for
I,
220
that
now.
we have
I,
just
At
I think
200,000.
Grubel has an
Looking
interesting
for a sale.
resurgence going on, and Dibitune is just they're not
200,000.
plateauing, but they are plateauing a little bit, and they just need a
120,000
little
in the
bit
sale room now
to
at
catch some
220.
fire.
they're high though. Like for them to plateau where they're plateauing, they're pretty high right now, as in like
Exactly.
in mind share and like favorability. So it's just
Thank you
crazy
for
to
your
see
bids,
it
Janet.
hammer for so
220
low.
still with you, sir.
And then the Jorn just right over what
Strong.
they
Look at this
expect.
Any further
220
bids? We're
ruthenium
at
octochrono.
240,000.
A lot of people are putting
Try
together
212.
ruthenium sets and just sets in general. So this
We're
isn't a
at
bad price
Is
at
a
all.
240,000.
brass movement?
Boom, 240.
240,000, sir.
Look, she's keeping the 20,000 increments for the
Bids
Jordans. The
online in North
disrespect that's
Carolina
happening
at
brand to brand
240,000.
is like
Head of the sale
insane.
room ahead of the
Correct me if
phone.
but ruthenium coated brass, so that's the old
250,000 with
style
Christie's
movement,
Live.
right?
Exactly. And then
That
we
he
did
doesn't make
99
anymore.
pieces of
240.
every
Looking
collection.
for
Exactly.
260 now.
So
Okay.
the last brass movements are technically ruthenium
Coming in,
coated
sir.
brass movements.
But this is a 40.
Something
So there's not a lot
But
of
he could
brass
do it in
movement.
sold
40.
many places at
They do 40 brass
240,000
movements. There
online.
are
Uh,
And I can
there's a
sell
little bit of crossover, not
a
too
little
much.
bit. It's mostly
Yeah,
38s that are brass, correct?
gavels up.
exactly, for the
Okay,
most part.
for the most part. What's going on, Pac? How
Sir.
you doing, man? How
Fair
you doing
warning.
What's
today?
happening, Pack?
Sold 240,000, and that's
240,
paddle
nice. Solid
334.
All
price.
right. I'll be back tomorrow
Lot
because
number
we're going back to
75 is
stuff that's not as
technically
To get to our
interesting.
complete.
normal
Pink coral
programming.
brooch.
Thank
It
you for
was
tapping in,
interesting to
Jay.
see the Jorns
Lots
and
of
I
interest here, and
just
I can
jeez, how
get
many
you
lots are
at
in
$110.
this is it like 150?
115,000,
Uh,
120,000,
oh
120,000,
gosh.
and I'm looking
But that's why
Maybe
she moving,
100.
bro. That's why she
But I'd
moving.
like
She
25
ain't
on
trying to
30
stay up
I
there all
know.
Oh,
day.
130.
106. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's already at 25 and it's only
Yeah,
30,000.
35 minutes
she's a
into the
quarter of the
auction.
way. She's gonna be done by 4.
You come
No
in
questions
65 at
asked. And
130
I'm telling you right now that
Headed
I'm
to clear in the
interested to
sale
see
room.
how fast she moves through
$130,000.
45 through 48.
Any
That is
further
gonna be very
advances?
interesting.
130,000 with my absolute
Listen,
bidder.
I think if she doesn't like the watch, she's not giving it
130,000.
that much time.
No.
But
Coming in.
as I watch, I'm liking her
132.
more and
I
more
can
because she's
sell.
showing her skill and she just
To my
knows.
bidder here.
You
Like
know
this
what's supposed to be
130.
sold and what like she needs to kind of linger on,
Fair
and
warning.
why would you linger on a contemporary model? You know
Sold
why?
for
Like the people know
130,000
what
and
they
at
want. Like
2506.
this is gonna
Keep it
sell for
moving.
probably,
Lot
oh
number 26.
wow.
A
That sold for
Rolex
well
reference
lower. I thought it would have
chronometer
gone at
with
least
matte nipple
150,
dial and
160.
Again, you can go out and
and
get
I'm
them,
gonna
right?
start
So you're
at
not paying up.
40,000.
You're not paying up.
At
And the same
50,000.
with this attractive
At 50,000.
GMT,
At
or was it a sub?
60,000.
Sorry, I can't see them.
17,000.
Sub,
18,000
yeah.
now with
Okay.
my absentee bidder.
All right.
Try
Yeah, I've
19 in
seen
the
enough.
UK
Guys,
at
it was a pleasure and a
20,000.
privilege. I hope you guys enjoy
Or
the
try
rest of the
20,000
auction,
in
and
the UK
we'll
at
talk tomorrow.
19,000 with Christie's
CQ
Live.
is going to help you, and make
20,000.
sure that if you're
20,000
going
is
to
the
do
bid.
anything, you
20,000
go
coming
ahead
in
and
for
support our boy
3,500. We're at
CQ and ask for
$20,000 with
his
Christie's
watch
Live.
knowledge. If you're ever looking to buy,
30,000.
sell, or trade,
30,000
stop by
easy. Looking for
CQ and Gottlieb and
33,000.
Co. And make sure to like and
33,000
upvote.
will be
I'll
next.
see you
We're at
guys tomorrow.
20,000.
Peace out, Trap Vision. I'll see you tomorrow, brothers.
22,000.
Peace out.
22,000.
All right. See you
23rd.
later,
22 is bid.
Jay.
22,000 ahead of you, Christie's Live here in the Christie sale room. 22 is
Leave.
bid. Looking for 4. Would you like 24, Christie's Live? Still with you, sir, in the sale room at 22.
All right, guys. Let me know if the audio anything
Are
is
we all
messed up. I'm
through?
gonna
I
turn
can
her
sell
up
for
just a little bit
$22,000.
more.
Fair warning. Sold. Paddle 175. Thank you for your bids.
And let me check. All right, I want to thank you
Lot
guys so
number
much for
27.
tuning in. We are
Check
watching
the
the
pink gold
Christie's
Nautilus
New York
reference
important
5712R
watches featuring
with
stories of
box and
time
papers. And I have tie bids here on my book
auction.
at 55,000.
Watch along.
Tie bids here at
Upvote,
55.
like,
I'm
comment,
looking for
subscribe.
60.
Love you all so much.
60.
Hope
Thank
you're
you,
having a
Miss
great
Florida.
Monday.
60 is
And
bid.
glad I could give you a little bit of a
60,000 is
break
bid. Looking for
in your day.
65. 65 will be next. We're at 60,000.
I love the
and bid is in
5712R,
Florida.
by the way. Really good watch.
$60,000.
Modern
Any
pieces are
further
kind of
advance
getting
at
regular market
60,000.
prices. The
Are we
Jordans
all
are going
through?
strong. Let's see what
65
else
is bid online.
we have in store.
Come back to me, Florida. 70 could be yours. We're at 65. Would you like 70,000? At 65. 70 is yours if you'd like it. We're at 65,000. Are we all through? Selling to the second of my internet bidders. If no further advance, fair warning. Sold 65,000, and that's to 3702. Lot 28. This is a Rolex beautiful Daytona in 18 karat gold with a white porcelain floating cosmograph dial and the zenith movement. And we can begin here at 45,000, at 45,000, at 48,000, at 50,000, at 50,000. Come in, Christie's Live. At 50,000.
Sorry about that, guys. Just wanted to
Try
adjust her
55,
audio a
at
little bit.
50,000 only.
Diraj says FPJ
At
performance has
50,000.
taken me aback. Given
Waiting for you,
allegations,
Christie's Live
controversy,
here at
valid or
50,000.
not, do not like shaky positions.
At 50,000.
That's a very, very
Are we all
interesting point
through?
there, Diraj. I
Looking for you,
think
Christie's Live, waiting for
let's pause it. I think that there are a lot of allegations, a lot of things going on with FPGA, but the one thing remains true is that the collectors who own the watches, they're not. Maybe a couple people moved around their things, their collections when that those situations happen. But I think at this point, a lot of people have bought into the watches versus the person, and they're willing to isolate whatever. I don't know what to confirm. It's all rumor, whatever. But no matter what people have isolated in their head, what is what's going on? Did they talk the estimate on it? This whoa, really high estimate on this. This sold for 55. It's going for 100. I guess because it was a porcelain floating Daytona. I don't know, man. Vintage pieces. Periscope dropped another article now, so I think all vintage Rolex pieces are like nobody's gonna jump super crazy. Going back to Diraj's point, I do think that Jordan is strong, the brand is strong. I don't think the person could really do anything beyond talk smack about the watches that would change the market. They're super strong, and even just from the deals I've been hearing between dealers today, it ain't stopping anytime soon. It ain't stopping anytime soon.
at 38,000. Still
Our
here
beautiful
at 38,
3940
holding
J
here,
here.
and I
I
can
wish they
sell
had bigger pictures. I'm
if
sorry,
we're
they
all
got
through.
small pictures.
Fair warning. Sold 38,000, and that's
Wow,
to
38,000. She's just moving so fast on some of these lots. I think
Lot
that's a
number
good deal,
30.
38,000.
The Audemars Piguet, a highly important and extremely rare historical complete calendar wristwatch with brigade numerals,
She's got a lot of
manufactured in
patina on this one.
1927. There are approximately 35
Old
pieces
watch
made
of
in
it.
the pale
That's
yellow
cool.
gold, and we can begin here at 45,000, at 48,000, at 50,000, at 50,000, at 50,000. Looking for 55,000. 55, 60,000 I have. Try 65,
Estimate is between
Christie's Live.
50,000 and 100. This is getting some good action.
60,000 with my absentee bidder. Try 65.
I have a feeling if we could
65,
see a bigger
at 70
picture,
now. 70 with
this
my
is a
absentee bidder.
lovely watch
Try
besides
just
the
one more,
patina.
Christie's Live. 75 is bid with Janet now at 75, and the book is out. Would you like 80,000, Christie's Live?
I agree. I'm gonna pull up a bigger
80,000
picture
with
of this
Remy
because
at
this looks good.
80,000 now. At 80,000, at 85 with you, Janet. At 85, at 90 now. At 90, straight away. Come back to me, Janet. At 90,000, ahead of you. At
Come
95.
back to her,
95 is
Janet.
bid. Shall we try 100,000, Remy? We're at 95. Thank you for your bids. At 95,000. Are you coming back in? Christie's Live. We're at 95. At $95,000. Are we all through?
All right, so this is the
I'm selling
watch
to Janet's
that's going
telephone
now.
for 95,000. Fair warning.
And you can see beyond the patina.
Sold 95,000.
Really nice piece from the
Paddle 1530.
1926. This is really, really pretty good.
Lot number 31. The
And
Patek
that went for
Philippe, a very
95,000.
rare
I
and
think that's a fair
stunningly
price.
attractive 3878J. And I can start at 19,000.
I agree, Tan. This shape is
20,000.
making a really good comeback.
At
I personally would buy a watch that looks like this in a
22,000,
modern
26
variation
I have.
all day long. I think it's a really
28,
cool
30,000 I have
shape.
here.
You got
At
those nice
32,
hard
and the book is
angles,
out.
and it
At
just looks a little bit
32,000
different
now.
without
At
being
32, at
too
35 in
avant-garde. Isn't
California.
a big
At
delta or
38.
something like that.
At
I really
38,000.
like
Come
it.
back to me in California. 40,000. Thank you. 40 is bid. 42. 42 now. 45. Straight away. Bidding in many
All right,
places.
we got a beautiful
48.
Patek
48,000. Let's make it 50,000 in
3878J
California.
skeleton.
50,000.
Let's pull
Thank
it up
you
on
for
the
your
big
bid. At
screen.
55 already. At 55. 60 will be next if you'd like it in California. At 55. Waiting for you here. Waiting for you in California. We're at 55. At 60 now with you in California. At 65. 65 is bid with Christie's Live. 65 now. 70 will be next. 65,000 with the first of our internet bidders.
We got some good
65,000
action on this,
ahead of you,
well above the
California,
high
but 70 could be
estimate
yours.
of
We're at
40,000.
65, and we're waiting for you here. At
Let me see if I can pull it
65,
up.
looking to my phones. 65 with the internet bidder, looking for 70. 65.
It's a nice, beautiful piece. Not for me, I'll be honest with you, but
Still
if
with
you
you.
like this era and this
70,000
style,
ahead of you online at
It's a
75.
cool watch.
75 already. Come
let's
back
see
to
what
me in
it
the queue.
hammers for. Currently at 75. Very, very strong. From 1994, this is 31 millimeters as well.
At 75. Are you coming in? Come back to me, Mathieu. At 75, ahead of you still. 75. Let's try 80,000.
Will she get the 80?
80,000. Come
There
back
it
to me,
is.
Christie's Live. We're at 80,000. 85. Thank
So
you for your
she's
bid.
pretty good. At first, I wasn't sure. I don't believe I've watched an auction
Thank you for your
where,
bids,
and
Mathieu.
I'm sorry I don't know her
Rebecca,
name,
are you coming in?
or so
Thank
I
you
would
for your
say
bids.
it. But she's doing a
85,000.
very
Are we
good
all
job.
through?
Haven't seen her before. I thought she was moving a little bit
Fair
too fast,
warning
but
on the
now
phone.
I see what she's doing.
In the
She's doing
sale
a
room
good job.
and online, I'm selling $85,000. Sold 85,000 to paddle
Nice.
3101.
That's pretty solid.
Lot number 32, a Patek Philippe, an extremely rare yellow gold wristwatch with tachymetra dial.
I agree,
reference
Tan. I love the dial, and
59.1,
I was
and
thinking in my head
approximately
like I would
40
love to
pieces
just
remain
have one on
yellow
a
gold.
loop,
And I can
but
begin
I
here
would not
at
be able to wear it.
24,000,
Now let's look
24,000.
at this lot 32.
26,000. 28,000.
beautiful
Try
5.9
30,000.
one
30,000
from
is bid.
1941.
30,000 is bid online.
It's gorgeous.
Come in, Janet. We're at
Gorgeous,
30,000. We're
watch.
waiting for you here at
Let's see
30,000.
what goes.
30,000 at 32 now. 32 is
It's a
bid.
34 millimeter
Christie's Live
chronograph.
in New York at 32.
The condition looks pretty good, especially when you
32.
look at this picture
Would you like
here.
35, Janet? We're at 32,000.
It's a
32,000
little bit
is
of
bid. Let's look
something
for
on the dial, but beyond
35
that,
from
pretty
you.
clean
We're at
watch.
32.
Will it get the love? I think if it was a little bit bigger, of course it gets the
32,000.
love. But
35,000 in Georgia. Welcome in Georgia at 35. 3 internet bidders. Come back to me, Christie's Live. Let's try 38,000. At 35, 38 could be yours. At 35, at 38 already. 38 is bid.
all right,
40 will
this
be
is
next.
38.
Come back in, Georgia. Would you like 40,000? We're at 38,000. 40 could be yours. 38,000. at 38,000. Any further advance? Still at 38,000 with our Christie's Live bidder in New York, and I'm selling. Fair warning.
I agree. This is nice. Oh wow.
Sold 38,000, and that's
Ooh, a 38?
6.
At 38, I think this is a good watch, man. Even at this 34 millimeter, but it's a
Number
nice chrono.
33. A Rolex Attractive Gold Chronograph
What do you
Daytona
got?
model reference 6265, and I can begin here with interest at.
All right,
85,000.
6265 Daytona on a
90,000.
mesh or millimeter style bracelet.
$95,000 is bid. 95
High
I
estimate is
have at
200,000,
100,000
and
in
it is
Florida.
sailing.
100 is the bid, and the book is out. $100,000 is bid in Florida. Looking for 110. 110 will be next if you'd like it. We're at
Gerard says he really
$100,000 in
likes
Florida.
the 59
Any further
591
advance?
POP
Selling to my bidder in Florida.
Walser, which is a beautiful pattern.
110.
Oh wow!
Thank
whoa.
you, Remy.
Oh, I was
Come
about
back
to
me,
say she's
Florida.
selling already.
120 could be yours.
That was strange. Why did she go to sell
Ahead of
so
you here
fast?
on the phone with Remy. Waiting for you. We're at 110,000. Would you like 120?
I'm sorry, guys. That
Any further advance? I'm selling.
she went to sell and then
telephone
Remy
line.
got
Fair
it really
warning.
quickly. That kind of surprised me.
Sold 110,000.
Wow,
and that's
110, so right in the middle.
21544.
I thought this would go for a little bit higher. Not a
Lot
vintage
number
X by
34,
any
the Audemars
means,
Piguet, a very rare gold
Friends.
skeletonized Royal
but
Oak.
I thought this was a
20
good looking
Perpetual.
watch. So
And I
for
can
100
start
grand
at
plus change,
95,000.
I think that's good. Let's go back to the AP.
105,000
Beautiful AP
I
skeleton
have. 110 is
perpetual.
bid online. 110 in Florida. The book is out at $110,000. 110. 115 with you, sir, in the sale room. Would you like 120 in Florida? Or
This is
115
getting
in
a
the
good bit
sale
of
room?
action, actually.
120 could be yours. Come back to me, Florida. We're at 115. Head of you, Christie's Live. Let's try just one more.
Can we
Still with you,
break?
sir, in the
Can
sale
we
room at
break 120?
115. Would you like 110, 120? Any further advance at 115,000, and I can sell to my bidder in the Christie sale room if no further advance. Fair warning. Sold 115,000. That's to
115,
175.
wow.
Lot number 35.
APs are
This
getting
is the Patek
soft.
Philippe iconic gold and diamond set numeral Nautilus model reference 3700. Let's start here at 95,000.
3700 blue dial
100,000.
with some diamonds.
110,000 I have here. 110 is bid. Looking for 120. 120 I have online. I'll take 130 if you'd like. 120 is bid online. I have 120. Would you like 130,
Got some
sir?
good action here.
120,000 is bid.
I don't know if I see it going to the high estimate.
Could we do
though.
130 to make it fair to the online bidder? 130 I have already. It's bid online. 130,000. Would you like 140? 130 is bid. Come back to me, Christie's Live. Try 140,000.
Come back to me.
130,000 is bid. Would you like 140, sir? 140. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your bid. 140 is bid. Ahead of the Christie's Live bidders. 140 here in the sale room. 150 is online. Would you like
Vintage
160, sir?
AP. Stan says vintage AP is not like vintage Rolex, even Royal Oak. I agree. I think there was a
Thank
time
you, Christie's
where,
Live at 150.
especially like
150,000 is bid online.
great example. A series
160,
Royal
thank you for
Oaks,
your bid,
original
sir.
generation from the
160,000
70s.
here in the sale
They're
room.
going from mid 40s, mid
Come back in,
50s. Like
Christie's
I feel
Live.
like there was a
170
time
could be
where
yours.
original generation A series Royal Oaks went
160,000 here in the
80s,
Christie sale
90s.
room. Ahead
They
of the
just do
Christie's
not
Live
get
bidder.
the love. Even this
$160,000.
Nautilus here.
170 Christie's Live.
3700.
Otherwise, I'm
Semi rare
selling.
with this dial, but
my
you
bidder
see there was some
here in the
action.
Christie
There's a
sale
little
room
bit
in
of love.
Rockefeller
There's a
Center.
little bit of fighting.
Fair
With
warning,
APs, you're
Christie's
just not
Live.
seeing. I
Last
think a lot of
chance.
people who are big AP
Sold.
collectors
Paddle
have the
175.
APs that
Thank
they
you for your
want.
bid, sir.
and they're not paying up.
160,000 is the selling bid. And my final
And this
lot
is why
this
it's important to,
afternoon is lot 36.
for modern brands
And
to
then I will
take care,
pass
because
the gavel along to my
modern
colleague.
Patek
The
takes care of
Rolex
their collectors, so it's
historically
easy to
important
buy
gold
neo
reference
vintage or
5100
vintage
with
Patek.
the champagne dial.
You just
And I
feel
can
the
begin
love.
here with bids on my book at 22,000,
There's a nice
at
little Texano.
25,000, at 28,000 already. 28
Oh
is
wow.
bid. 30,000 is bid online. 30 is bid. Would you like 32?
Ooh, number
32,000 at the sale
001.
room.
That's
Come back to me,
why
Christie's Live.
this is
35,
going
38,
so aggressively.
40,
That
42.
oyster quartz, I don't know.
42 in the
There's
sale
been a
room.
resurgence
Try
of oyster quartz.
45
We've seen
in
oyster quartz
Singapore at
prices
42,000.
starting to peak a
Come
little
back
bit.
to me at 42, ahead of you, Christie's Live. It's here in the sale room at 42. 45 could be yours.
Well, we hit
at
50.
42,000. 42,000 here in the sale room. At 45, in a new place. Would you like 48? Thank you for your bid, sir. At 45,000, in a new place now. At
This is a
45,000.
solid price.
45,000.
Plus
Any further
26%. You gotta
advance?
remember that as well.
Looking for 48,000. Are we all through? Selling to my Christie's Live bidder. Fair warning. 48, just in time, in a new place. 48 is bid.
Wow,
Come back to me at
48.
50,000.
Somebody snuck in there.
At 48,000
1970,
ahead of you, Christie's
number
Live at $50,000.
001.
50 is bid. 50,000. Straight away, looking for 55,000. At 50,000. Would you like 55?
We got to
Christie's
50.
Live? At $50,000 still. Many Christie's Live bidders here at $50,000, and I can sell, if we're all through, at 55,000. 55 is bid.
55.
At
Jumped
55
increment
now,
into
looking for
55.
60.
So
Come
we got
back in,
some
Christie's
real
Live at
lovers of oyster
55,000,
quartz.
and
I
I'm
think the
selling.
whole oyster quartz market is getting reset
Fair
this
warning.
weekend. I don't know.
At 60,000, just in time. 60,000. Let's try 65.
Tan says the
65.
vintage Royal Oak looks a bit old when a
At
vintage
60,000,
Daytona looks
are we
great,
all through?
and you will not have
I
to
can
compare
sell.
it to the modern Daytona looks.
The
Very,
first of
very
my
great
internet
point.
bidders. Fair warning. Gavels up.
First, let's look at this
Sold.
60,000
$60,000.
Great result,
3590.
great result,
Thank you so much, and I will
on this
now
Texano.
pass the gavel along to
Tan
my
makes a
colleague
great
Richard.
point though, because modern Daytonas have changed so many times. There's a big difference between buying vintage and buying modern.
Hello, everyone.
The
Thank you,
Royal
Rachel.
Oak, no matter how much you tweak it, is always gonna look like a Royal Oak. So why would I overpay for something I could get today how I want it, right? It's very, very hard to overpay for that. All right, we got a new auctioneer. He looks very serious. I like his glasses. Let's see what he has.
70,000, 75 back to
And
me.
he's
at
moving.
75,000.
We got a
Any advance
3700 in
75,
steel.
80,000, here
Looks
it
to have
is.
some nice patina.
On the phones here on my left at 80,000 ahead of you online.
He
85,000.
just had two
90,000,
espressos because he is moving. Let me just pull that.
95, 100,000.
Nice watch. Condition looks good. Let's see what it goes for. But I agree with that, Tan. It's easy to collect vintage Rolex versus vintage AP, in my opinion. Just concerning the Royal Oak. Just because
100,000.
I'd rather get a modern one that I
105,
know
okay.
I'm not going to break.
110. At 110 now. At 110,000 ahead of your knife. Thank
And
you
this
for your
is a
bids. It's at
1976, very, very early
$110,000
piece.
here. We're sure ahead of you online in the room at 110. Sold 110,000.
110 to right smack in the middle
And that is 1544.
of
Thank you. Off to a good
the,
start. Lot
of the
38.
estimates.
Rolex Daytona
go.
Big Red. 62, 63. Lots of
I'm very
interest
excited
here. We
'cause it
have
looks like
this
I'm not
at,
gonna have to do a 5-hour
38,000,
stream, so
40,
I'm excited for that.
42,000 now at 45,000.
All right, we got a big red
At
Daytona. Let's see.
45,000 at 45. Here it is. 48,000 online. Thank you. 50,000 back to me here. My order at 50. At 50,000 ahead of you in New York. At 50,000, my order bid. At 50.
Man, look at these vintage Daytonas. They're
Coming
stalling,
back
man.
in New York.
They're stalling just in the middle.
At
I feel like it's a lot of
$50,000
dealers picking
then.
these up, or
If you're
people who
sure,
know how to
fair
make
warning,
these correct if they're not
55.
correct.
I'm out now. It's online via Christie's Live at 55,000. At
Tan says,
$55,000.
I will
Any
prefer a
advance.
vintage
New
Jules
York, coming
Audemars
back in
than a
at
vintage
55
Royal
now.
Oak. I
At
agree with you so much.
$55,000.
I
the
do
big
not know
red.
why AP has
If
decided.
we're sure, I'm selling then online
Wow,
at
55.
$55,000.
Insane.
55.
Wow, they're just going for market. I just want to jump on what Tan said. I love Jules Audemars. I love the Edward Piguet lines. It befuddled. I don't know the word. I'm just so confused about why AP has discontinued those lines and they don't appreciate it. Everything is all Royal Oak and have such a great, rich history of watches they can lean into. So I go vintage Jules Audemars, Edward Piguet. By the way, you can steal them at millinery as well. Nobody's looking for them. You can steal them.
Five.
All right, we got a
I'm
nice
out now.
C-Series Royal
It's at
Oak from
45,000 here.
77. This looks to be in
Any
good
advance at
condition. Let's
45.
see what it goes for.
We'll
Much
go
lower
at
estimate on this one, of course.
$45,000.
High estimate is
Any interest
65,000.
online? It's at 45,000 here then. Fair warning.
Soft interest. Look at
45,000.
that. 2 bits. Sold at
45,000.
45,000. Barely breathing.
1544. Thank you.
I do not like
Lot
AP
40,
this auction
the
week.
Rolex Explorer Red Depth, 6610, here it is. And interest here, we have this at 26, 28, 30,000, now 32,000. Any advance at 32?
All right,
My
so
order
this is
bid
a
at
really
32,000
nice
here in Rockefeller Center,
Explorer Red
32,000.
Depth.
At
This seems to have some good action
32,000.
on it.
35, welcome. 38, back to me here. At 38,000. At 38, 40,000 now. I'm out, ahead of the internet. It's 40,000 here. You're coming back in online. That's at 40,000 now. Ahead of my orders. At 40,000.
Just not too much action on these
At
vintage pieces.
$40,000.
Couple bids, some people trying to get in
Thinking
low,
about it.
but nobody's
It's at
blowing
40
the
then.
top
I'm selling
off of
here.
any of
Ahead
these
of you
vintage
online
Rolex
at
pieces.
40,000. 40,000.
Sold at
Same
40,000.
as the last. 1544. Lot 41. Patek Philippe Nautilus, the 5711.
Nice little ladies' feet.
With the platinum and baguette cut diamond set. Lot 41. And we have 200, 220,000 now, 240,000, 260,000. Here it is. Tie bids on the book at 260, 280. Thank you for breaking the tie. It's online at 280,000.
Lot of love.
now.
Oh, excuse me. I thought this was
Ahead of my
ladies. This is a
orders at 280.
5711 piece. This is a baguette
280,000
5711. Their pictures are so
290
small.
I'll
It
take.
makes everything look look like ladies'
290,000.
pieces.
300 will be next online.
And this
It's
is screaming
290
high
here.
estimate is 550. I'd pay up for this.
At
It's
290,000. Give you a moment. At 290,000. Anyone in the room jumping in? It's 290 here.
Diraj, I'm gonna get back to your point. Tan.
If you're sure,
very
then
big
online,
range on
I'm
this.
selling
250 to 550, and wow, only at 290.
290,000.
I think they were hoping to get people to pay up for it, but wow,
290.
290. The love is just
That
not
is to
there.
1544. Thank you.
Let's go to Diraj real quick. AP needs to do what UN did. They need to put money where their mouth is with a huge
755.
buyback and repositioning. I agree. A lot of brands today need to just spend money, buy watches off the market. AP has a glut of inventory out there. I know many dealers who are just drowning in AP inventory. If they bought some inventory back, really figured out how to connect to their consumer, I think they can see their way out of it. But right now, they're just hoping that new money flocks to them. And if AP goes out of fashion, they burnt themselves. Let's look at this Daytona with diamonds
80,000
everywhere.
by
Pave
Christie
dial, end lugs with round brilliance, and you got a
85,000
beautiful
now. 2 inches
diamond
bidders, it's at
bezel, and this
85.
is going
Welcome.
above the estimate.
90,000 back to Florida.
People are paying up for factory diamonds, that's for sure.
90,000, 95 going on. At $95,000 ahead of the bidder in Florida. It's at
This is
95.
probably a little above market if you were to ask me to get you one,
95,000.
probably.
Maybe some interest on the phones. It's at 95
Including the
now.
premium, if you included a premium.
At $95,000 via Christie's Live.
Christie's is very much more
At
serious compared to
95,000
Phillips,
then,
very
If we're all
strong,
sure,
like,
selling
Phillips,
online
I feel like they were,
at
you know, yesterday they were enjoying themselves a little bit more.
100,000. Back to Florida. Welcome
It's
back.
Monday, I get it. I get
It's
it.
at 100
Monday, I
now.
don't want to read my emails either.
110. At 110,000. Not over yet. It's at 110.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what AP can do.
At
I love AP, but I think
110,000
any
Florida.
brand that turns himself into a
Now's your
one-trick
chance.
pony, what happens when that pony
It's
runs
at
away or is not loved enough, you know?
$110,000. If you're sure, I'm selling then online at 110,000. 110. That is to 3056. Thank you both for that. Lot 43, Global Force, possibly
All right.
unique and impressive platinum wristwatch.
Raj says Sean, yeah.
And considerable interest here. 100,000 we start. 110.
Oh, look, you got a Google. Let's
120,
see.
130. At 130.
Jay's
here it is
favorite
already.
brand, and
At
there's some action
130,000
going
now.
on there.
At 140, I'm out now. It's online. At 140, 150. California, welcome. 160. Here it is on the phone. At 160 now. At 100 to 170, I took it online. At 170, 170,000 now.
Wow, this group was getting some good action. But Diraj says, Shania,
110,000.
I can't share last time we got to learn. I think she's on the
175
board
if you
for
wish.
AP.
It's 170 at 100.
I think honestly, a lot of the people who are running AP right now, they're probably trying to deal with a lot of things that Francois set up. And I think when he left, this is all my opinion, by the way. I think when he left, the handover wasn't done the right way. Because the issue that's happening is like they're trying to figure out who is AP in 2025 and beyond, but also they've lost connection with a lot of really good AP collectors and a lot of newer AP collectors. They just kind of, the experience is messed up. So I don't know who to put blame on, But I think everybody there needs to huddle up and figure out how do we get people to love us and really support us, especially with the way the watch prices are going. I just don't think they're doing it. This Grubel is getting
250, here
some
it is.
really nice
Ahead of you
action.
online.
It is
At
above the high
250,000.
estimate of 220.
260,000 now.
And I'm just thinking, what's super special about this that I'm missing? This is double tourbillon, 30-degree edition, historique. Just a beautiful watch. Maybe Grubel is getting the love that they
270,000.
deserve.
Thank you.
Tan says Christie's is old house. I agree.
280,000.
I love the Christie's team, especially Christie's Dubai. I love the guys over there. But when it comes to the live auction, this is very much more buttoned up and a little bit more stiff compared to
I would
Philips. Who,
certainly
again,
take
it's still
300.
very
Thank you.
luxury, very
300,000 here.
top shelf,
Yes,
very,
can't
very
think of a reason
elegant.
to say no to
But they're
that.
just smiling a
300,000.
little bit more. The camera
310.
panned around. It made it really easy to watch. This is easy to watch because I have you guys and I'm, talking to you and stuff like that, and I love watches. But I feel like that Philip auction, people who didn't watch it, who don't love watches as much as I did, could have watched that auction and just be entertained. Here it's a little bit more stiff, and I feel like I got to do more talking today than before. I could just let Aurel or Marcello or Isabella
you're
just
sure?
do their things. But I'm happy to
It's
see
at
that this Google
310,000
get
ahead
into
of the phone here.
310,000.
Anyone else jumping
Amazing
in? It's
results
online,
so far.
if we're sure, at 310,000.
What's up, John D? Hope you're having a great Monday.
310.
Thank you for tuning in. 310 for that Grubel is
And
a
that
great,
is to
great
bid
result.
at 3056.
Oh, Vimal's Vacheron are coming up.
Thank you to everyone involved in
probably
that.
get
Lot 44,
brutalized.
Debatoon.
Let's see.
The
Dibberton
DB27
Titan Hawk.
Titan Hawk
Let's see.
6, there it is. And interest here, we have 16, 17, 18,000, 19,000, 20,000 now. At 20,000,
Let's see if this
any
can beat
advance of 20,000,
50,000.
here it is at 20,000. It's 20,000 here. At 22,000 in the UAE, 20.
Oh, I just restarted because Durad says the volume's out. Uh-oh. Let us back in. Let us back in. Let us back in. Sorry for the interruption there, and we should be live in 2, 3, 2, 1, and okay.
Going on. All the
All right,
activity
the
online
audience
so
should
far.
be
It's at
back
30,000.
now.
Welcome.
Dibberton
At
Titan Hawk is at
$30,000 in advance.
30,000.
At $30,000. At 30,000, looks like you're out. It's 30,000 here then. I'm selling.
Oh wow!
It's
Wow,
online,
wow.
ahead of the phones.
Titan
at
Hawks has just been getting
30,000.
brutalized on the auction block.
32,000, not over
It's
yet.
been really,
At
it's been
32.
really rough for them.
35.
Oh, 35. All right, we got some action.
At
Come
35.
on, let's get to 50. Let's get to 40.
At $35,000.
Oh,
All
this
on
is rough.
Christie's Live at 35,000 then. At 35 then, fair warning, I'm selling at $35,000. With a hammer,
35
38,000.
on the Dibberton.
Happens once every sale at 38,000. Any advance?
Wait.
40,000, thank you.
Oh, okay. We got some action. They're still cooking.
At
They're
40,000.
still cooking.
I'll give you a moment. At 40,000.
Let him breathe.
Any advance?
Let him breathe. He does have a good voice for it.
At
He does have a good
40,000.
voice.
Is this it? Fair warning then. I know I've
So
said
at least
that
he got up to
before,
40.
but it's fair warning at $40,000.
He did kind of hammer at 35.
40,000.
40,000 on
And
it.
that is to
Respectable result. Respectable result.
3056.
For
Thank
just
you
a
to both for
plain,
that. Lot
a plain
45.
Titan Hawk.
Vacheron Constantin, Lib
All
Mas,
right, for
Papua New
Vimal.
Guinea. Lot
Let's see Vimal's
45.
a bit high.
And 28,000 we start, 30,000, 32, 35 now. At 35,000, here it is, my order at 35. With me, 38 in Singapore. I'm out now.
All right, we got some action.
Welcome, 40,000, Florida. At 40,000 now, 42. Lots of activity online. It's at 42,000 now. Ahead of you in Florida, 45. Back to you. Welcome
so there
back
are
at
multiple
45,000.
sets with different masks out there,
At 45. Any advance?
and they were quite expensive at one
45,000.
time.
At 45, 48. Going on. 50,000, Florida.
All right, Florida's in. All right, so we do have some
50,000.
action. I'm surprised. We're actually gonna. The high estimate is
That's
$60K,
$50,000.
and it
Several
looks
bidders.
like we might actually come very close.
Any of the others coming back in? 55. At 55, 60,000.
Wow.
At $60,000. With you in Florida so far at 60,000.
These are just
65.
like such tough watches. Let me pull one up for you.
At $65,000. Not with you at the moment, Florida. Now's your chance. It's at 65,000.
I want to give you guys a
At
better look at these watches.
65,000, 70,000.
70,000, 10,000 over the estimate.
At 70.
All in, you're definitely getting close to 80,000.
With the online bidder in Florida at
In the mid-80s.
$70,000. At 70,000. At $70,000 then. Fair warning. Now's your chance. I'm selling then to the online bidder in Florida at $70,000. 70,000 now. And that is to 3274. Congratulations. Lot 46, Vacheron Constantin. Les Masques, the Japan 2008 edition now. Lot 46. And interest here, we have this at 35, 38,
I think
40,000,
that was a great
42,000.
result
My
for the
order bid
last one.
at
Let's see what this goes
$42,000.
for.
Any advance?
High
At
estimate is also
42,000.
60,000.
At 42, 45, I'm out now. It's here at 45,000, 48,000 in Florida, at 48,000, 50,000
Florida
still going
likes
on
these.
online at
Florida's been bidding
50,000.
good on these.
At 55. At 55,000, ahead of you in Florida. Here it is at 55. At 55,000, 60,000 now.
Estimate reached. Will
That's
this hit 70 as
60,000.
well?
Florida. At 60,000, ahead of the phone, ahead of the various underbidders here, it's at 60,000. At $60,000, 65,000. Back to Florida at 65.
Very surprised they're
At
lovers for these out there still.
$65,000. Ahead of the phone here. At 65. At $65,000. At 65,000.
So from the notes, there were 25
Thanks for your
sets of
patience online.
four
It's at 65
timepieces,
now
which
in
would be
Florida.
4 quarter-near mass made. So I think every set is slightly different, if I'm correct.
At $65,000. No, shall we wait?
Tan, he
No.
is desperate. He's trying
Thank
so,
you anyway.
I
It's
think he was
online
so
at
surprised he got
65,000.
70,000.
You're out, but
for the
thank you for
first
your bids.
one,
I'm selling
that he tried to
online
get
at
70 for this. But
$65,000.
these are not watches people are like going
65,000.
crazy for. So I think 65 is
Thank you
actually
for your
a pretty good
patience.
number.
That is
Especially when the premium goes on top.
3274. Lot 47, Vacheron Constantin, Les Masques, Gabon this time. Lot 47, and again 28,000, 30, 32,
And I think these are very
35.
special
At
if, like, you know,
35,000 any
if
advance.
you're from
At
Gabon,
35,000,
if you're, like,
38,000 in Singapore.
appreciate that
Thank you. At
culture, things like that
38,000,
would make you
40,000,
chase
I'm
after
out
these
now.
watches.
At 40,000, all via Christie's Live at 40. At 40,000. Any advance at 40,000, 42 in Florida. Welcome back at 42.
Florida's back, but we're
At
stalling. This one's
42,000.
not getting no love. Will this even hit
At
60?
42,000. At 42,000 with a bidder in Florida. At 42. At $42,000.
Tan, he's
Here there are two
desperate
phone
again.
bidders.
Wow.
Yes or no, but it's online at the moment.
42, I think.
At 42,000.
No matter how loud you say it, brother.
I'm selling
it
then
won't help.
ahead of the phones, ahead of the room. It's online. I'm selling them
42.
at $42,000.
All right, so at 42, Gabon was the
42,000.
mass deal of the
And that
day.
is 23274. Thank you.
This version going
Lot
for
48,
65, this one for
Vacheron
70.
Constantin, Les Masques, Mexico.
And then we have the Mexico.
The last of this series, Lot
Let's see
48.
if Mexico will get the love.
And Where should we start? 30,000 now, 32,000, 35,000.
Correct, Tan. You
At
do need a meeting to buy these
35,000. It
watches.
is
Like,
here,
these are watches that
35,000.
you're
38
buying this to
online, I'm
keep
out now.
for a special
At
reason
38,000.
to yourself.
By Christie's Live, 40,000, I just took it here.
The VCs, there's some good
40,000 in
technology in
advance.
there, but it's
At 40,000, 42 now
You know,
online, going on at
it's
42.
nothing to write home
At
about
42,000.
unless you're very connected to the mass.
45,000.
that are,
Ahead of you online, it's 45,000 here.
you know, it's cool,
At
but it's,
$45,000. Any advance? Anyone on this? Bank phones ahead of the room?
you know,
Ahead of you
Isn't
online,
too
it's
crazy.
at $45,000.
and that is why this one is also stalling out at
At 45,000 then, fair warning, not with you online, I'm selling here on my left at $45,000.
Fair. Like that, it's one of those
45,000?
things. Like Tan says, you need meaning to buy it.
32.74,
And I think these probably
thank you.
those clients really wanted them. These
And now, lot 49, Jacob
Ooh,
and Company,
Jacob
Fleur
and
de
Co.
Jardin, showing on your screens. And I start this off at 130,000, 140, 150 now, at $150,000 any advance, at
whimsical and
150,000.
opulent.
At 150,
Not for me.
with me at 150,000.
Beautiful watch, great gem setting,
At
amazing gem setting.
150,000.
But it's
Ahead of you online, ahead of you on the phones at the moment.
ladies or
At
femme leading
150.
tourbillon that's going to be gigantic,
At
42.5 millimeters.
150,000.
And yeah, it will not hit the low end of the estimate. Stalling out at 150 after probably one or
At
two bids.
150,000.
Yeah. Ugly. Correct, Tan. Ugly. I can appreciate the work that goes into something like this.
150,000.
but
Anyone coming
again,
in
this
online
is-
or in the room?
Like, this would be something I'd
Here
have to
with me
give
at
to my wife,
150.
and like she would want me to spend the 200 grand, 300 grand or more. Lord knows what the retail is on
Here it
this.
is.
She would
In
want
Rockefeller Center at
the,
150,000.
the stones. Yeah, look, he can't get it past 150. Just hammer it, bro. Let's move on.
Fair warning then. It's at 150.
It ain't going any higher, brother. Exactly. Like, it's complicated. There's a tourbillon. The time is there. This all spins around. This is all beautiful. Nobody's reading the time. And again, like, the appreciation for the gem setting, I probably would have preferred jewelry, you know? And he's trying very hard to get just one more bid, but it ain't happened. Last known retail is $560,000.
No. At 150,000 then. Fair warning. Last
And
chance.
it can't even get
at
150 at an auction.
150,000.
Barely 150 at the auction.
That is a pass
Passed.
at 150. And
Passed.
now
It did
on
not meet the
to
reserve.
lot 50, Rolex Daytona Rainbow. 18
All right,
karat
let's see the
pink gold
rainbow.
here.
116595 rainbow.
What should we
Is
say?
this
We'll go up
yellow
in
or
tens on this
rose?
one. 210,
Pink gold,
220, 230 now. At 230, 240. At
These have been selling.
240,000. Any advance at 240? At 240 now. I think the conversion board's a bit behind. It's at 240.
They're saying
At
140, sir.
240, 250, 260. With me at
See, if you reach a low
260,000 now.
estimate, something's wrong with the, there we go. Now
At
it's correct.
260 ahead of you online and on the phones. It's at 260 now. 270 would be next.
Time is correct for stones. You could go Van Cleef. You could do Chopard. You could do
260,000.
for $500,000.
At
You could get anything.
270
you know?
online, I'm out now. At
So why would I want to spend it
270.
on a watch that I can't even sell
180.
auction for 150 and I spend? Imagine you spend 560 plus
At
tax.
280,000 now. One of two internet
And
bidders.
then
at
this rainbow
280.
seems to be stalling out at 280, which makes sense. These have been selling, but nobody's paying up crazy for
$280,000.
rainbows. And there was a time that
The second bid is coming
these were
back in. It's at
almost $1
280 so
million.
far.
Very
Ahead of the phones. Are we selling then? Fair warning at $280,000. 290 just in time.
ooh, somebody stuck in at 290. I thought 280 was going to take it.
At 290,000 now. We'll make it a nice round 300. It's at 290,000 by Christie's Live.
Can he get to 300?
$290,000. Give you a moment.
A lot of
It's at 290
a lot
then.
of the es-
If we're
a lot
sure,
of
I'm
estimates
selling
today have been a little
online
higher, maybe.
at
A lot of the watches have landed right in between the
$290,000.
estimate. it makes you want to go back and really look at
290,000.
their estimates compared to other auction
And
houses
that
and see
is
if there's a
to
big
paddle
difference. Not much exceeding,
3798.
maybe a few, but nothing
Thank you
crazy.
both for that. Lot 51.
Ooh, beautiful
Bulgari
Serpenti. Let's see what happens here.
Serpenti, multicolored enamel and emerald set bracelet watch. The case and movement by Vacheron Constantin. Lot 51, and we have this at 50,000, 55,000, 60, 65. At
we got some good
65,000,
interest. I
here it
think
is.
this goes
70,000,
well.
I took it here at 70,000,
Signed
75 online.
Bulgari, but the movement
80,000
is
now.
Vacheron
85
Constantin.
online. 90,000.
And this was from
95,
1970.
100,000.
And this
At
is
110
over the
now.
high estimate.
Ahead of you,
Vintage Bulgari
120
is doing
online.
very well.
At
There's a piece in the Phillips
120,000
auction
ahead
that
of
the
the phones,
estimate
here
was,
it
I
is.
think, under
At
8,000,
120.
and it ended up going for like over
At
100,000.
120, 130, thank you.
130. Good
140.
action on this. 1970 Serpenti Vacheron movement.
150.
150. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Vintage Bulgari turning into vintage Cartier. Hands down.
At 160 online, 170, thank you. 180. Straight back in at 180,000.
Durach has pretty stones. Mitier done
190.
well. He's talking about a Jacob and Co
200.
piece. Very, very good. Very well done piece. But the market, I don't know, I don't know if the market's there for it. But in terms of the construction, how it's made, nobody can question the quality of the
210,
stones,
thank you.
the setting and everything. Look at this.
220 is next.
210, 7.
120.
Imagine what they paid for these back in the 70s. They probably paid high for the 70s, but this is, this is amazing. This is amazing to see these results.
At $220,000.
Tan says, will Vacheron accept to service it? I have a feeling that if you sent in this piece either through Bulgari or Vacheron, they would,
No?
they would,
If you're sure, it's
they'd make you
220,000
pay for it,
here,
of course,
ahead of
but
the
they'd
phone.
figure out a way. I can't imagine a super complicated movement in there.
Thank you for your
Tan.
bids. I'm selling then. Fair warning.
220, great
online
result. Great
at
result. But I have a feeling if you send to Bulgari, they'll either
$220,000.
service it or send it to a specialist. But if you're a good VC
220,000,
client, they might look at
And
it
that
for you.
is to
Why not?
bidder
It shouldn't be a super
3101.
complicated
Thank
movement.
you.
Beautiful
Lot
watch.
52,
Great result.
Piaget bracelet watch, onyx and coral. There it is showing on your screens. And interest here, we have 5,000, 5,500, 6,000 now.
It was this
At
beautiful
6,000 bid
piece.
by order. At 6,000, 6,500 in Singapore. Welcome. 7,000 back to me
Gorgeous,
here.
gorgeous piece.
My order bid at 7, 7,500,
All
8,000.
right, let's go. We got a nice beautiful
85,
Piaget,
9,000.
gold, onyx, and
85,
coral.
10,000.
I am a fan of
11,000,
coral stone
12,000.
as a Caribbean native myself. So let's see what
At
happens here. It's a beautiful
$12,000
watch.
in advance. Head of you in Singapore, my order bid so far at 12,000.
Not getting the love of the
13,000.
Serpenti,
Bidder
though.
in New York, that clears my order bids. I'm out. It's online now at 13,000. Ahead of you in Singapore, it's at 13,000. 14,000. Welcome back. Bidder in Singapore at 14,000. At
Not too much action here.
$14,000. Any advance of 14,000? New York? Welcome back, 15,000. At 15,000, 16,000, thank you.
There's definitely some appreciation, but nobody's
$16,000.
going crazy on this.
17,000, gentleman's bid in the room, welcome. So ahead of you online, here it is. 18,000. No,
You were
you sure?
slowly checking up
Thank
there.
you anyway. It's 18,000 bidder in New York, not in the sale room though. It's online at 18,000. Ahead of the gentleman here. I'm selling then. Fair warning. If we're sure, Singapore.
It's tiny,
It's
but
at
23
$18,000
millimeters.
then.
It's more of a bracelet
At
than anything else.
$18,000. 18,000. And that is to
All right, we got some good stuff coming up. We
3692.
have an Asprey
Thank you everyone for
Daytona
that.
5711
53.
green.
Patek
Or
Philippe
is that
Golden
with the
Diamond bracelet
paddocks?
watch. Circa
We got some
1943.
nice paddocks. We got some good
There
stuff
it is,
coming up.
circa
All right, okay.
1943. Lot
We got some
53.
goodies.
And interest
is
here, we have this at
this?
10, 11, 12. At 12,000, 13,000 I'm bid. At 13,000,
Is this a watch?
14,000,
Oh, it's a
15,000.
bracelet watch.
At 15,000, 16,000 online, I'm out. 17,000 back to the room. 18,000 gentleman's bid. At 18,000 now.
I'm going to meet the
19,000.
auctioneer. Tan says, I had received an email from FP Jordan saying his clients saying that he will not be able to service the clock he made for Brigade. So Tan, everybody received that email, and it was very interesting because he did go up and he wound up ending up buying the Brigade clock, which was made by him so many years ago. So it was not seen as a nice thing that he put that out there, because definitely made some bidders not want to bid, because you want FP Jordan to service that thing. You don't want Brigade or Swatch Group doing it. You want FP Jordan to service it. So he was smart, in my opinion, putting that email out to make sure he didn't have to pay too much. He still paid well over $6 million, I believe, for it. So, but imagine without that note, it probably would have been a $10 million piece. We see what Jordans are doing right now, so I imagine that clock would have done amazingly.
1,000.
All right, back to
Ahead
this
of you online
paddock.
also.
35,000 current bid. This is a bracelet clock.
Could it be 38?
Bracelet watch. High estimate is 18,000. Let's see if we can really quickly
37's
go.
really good. Throws everything off at
and find it.
35,000 here.
And this is just unique, beautiful
38,
1943.
40,000.
40,000 right now. That's the back. Show us the front. Beautiful little bracelet watch.
$40,000
Gorgeous.
ahead of the
This is
internet.
gorgeous.
In the room at 40.
This is beautiful. You might not be into, but I'm into some of these. You know, I'm an old
That's
soul, so I enjoy some of these
$40,000.
pieces. 40,000, nice result, and from 1943, beautiful looking watch. And it's Patek
No.
Philippe.
Thank you. I'm so glad you turned up. Not with you. It's at 42,000 here, ahead of the
But I
room,
do
ahead
think
of you
that
online.
FP Jordan situation
at
was a little bit tricky. I didn't care
$42,000.
for it. But listen, I'm not somebody who's bidding it.
42,000.
42,000 for
1544,
the
thank you.
elegant, extremely unusual reference
Lot
2136
54,
National.
Asprey Daytona. This is,
right, now we
as
have
you
an
all know, a
Asprey
limited edition
Daytona.
automatic chronograph. Interest
are
here, we
funny
have
'cause
this
it's
at
like
55,000,
Rolex-
65,
They
70,000
lost their
now.
Rolex
At
relationship
70,000
over
any
these
advance.
custom
At
watches,
70,000 bid.
but people are
At
still paying up
70,000,
for
here it
them.
is, 75,000 in
But
Texas. Welcome.
They're not a
I'm out
true
now. That
stamped
clears the order
watch
bids. It's at
as like a Tiffany
75,000.
stamp Patek or
By
something
Christie's
like that.
Live.
So the
80,000.
love on these are interesting.
Ahead of you in Texas at 80,000. 85. Back to Texas. At 85.
And
90,000
this
going on.
is a steal, so 116,500 just with a custom purple
At
dial by
90,000.
Asprey. And people
95 in Qatar.
will
Welcome.
pay up. But I personally don't think they have
95,000.
the same value as like the older Asprey, like
At
anything modern. In my
$95,000.
opinion,
Ahead of the
doesn't
phones
have
here.
the value. Beautiful watch.
Ahead of the other
beautiful
internet
watch.
bidders. It's
A little
in
bit too
Qatar
much
so far
thought.
at 95.
In my opinion, but what do I know?
At $95,000. Here it is online, ahead of the phones. At $95,000.
I don't think it's going much higher, friend.
At 95,000. Yes or no? No?
No. No.
It's at 95,000 then. I'm selling, fair warning here, ahead of you in the room, it's at $95,000. 95,000.
Sold.
And that is to bidder
I have no emotion for those.
3141 in Qatar. Thank
It's
you
cool
for that.
watch, but
Lot 55. A Patek Philippe Nautilus. 5711,
Alright,
the olive green
5711
dial.
green, huh?
You can see on the screen there.
A few of
And
these have popped up.
therefore, lots of
in
interest.
auction
It's
in the past few
110,
months as well.
at
A lot of people are selling
120,
these.
130,000 now. Tied bids at 130 in advance. At 130, 140. Thank you, sir. I'm out now. 150 online.
All right, we got some early action,
At
but will it
150.
stay
160
strong?
is next.
Couldn't do the high estimate.
At 150,000 now. At 160, I just took it online ahead of the phones here. 160. At 160,000, 170,000 now. With Trish at 170.
All right, so we got some action. We got some
Ahead of
people
you
who
online
love
ahead
it.
of the phones here.
They
It's
want-
170,000. At 170,000. Online, you coming back in? At $170,000. Ahead of the room, 180,000 now.
Slowly inching up there. Maybe hits 200. Maybe.
No? Thank you for your bids. It's online now at $180,000. If we're sure, then fair warning. I'm selling online Not with the phones here. It's at $180,000.
So these have been slowly trickling down,
180,000.
slowly trickling down. You know, I
That
think
is
at
the
one
bidder.
time
3,
I probably
4,
had one
1,
of these
2.
on offer.
Lot 56,
500,
the Asprey
600,000.
Daytona, number one
So
of
they're
one.
slowly coming back to reality.
Here it
so
is.
if somebody
You can
wants
see the
one,
coral dial
you
showing
wait
on the
long
screen
enough,
here.
you'll get. They'll
And
probably
I have this
settle
at
close to
55,000,
200.
60,000, 65 now. At 65,000
We have
in
another
advance.
Asprey, this time
At 65,
orange
70,000 in New York.
purple.
Thank you. 75. Back to me here.
The last one for
at
95. Let's see if
75,000.
this will beat that.
80,000 now in New York. At 80,000. 90,000. Thank you. At 90,000
90.
on the phone here. 95 is next, but it's at 90,000. And advance at 90.
Call this the big
Give you a moment
orange.
to recalibrate. It's at $90,000 here in Rockefeller Center, ahead of you in New York, via Christie's Live, at $90,000. At 90,000 then,
I just don't
selling
see it.
here, ahead of you online.
So what's crazy is this
fair
is a
warning,
116519. So this is a white gold
$90,000.
piece, whereas this, the base
90,000,
piece,
and that is to
is a
1541,
steal
thank
for
you.
the purple. It's 116500. So this one.
Lot
should've won
57,
more, but no.
Patek Philippe
What do I know,
Aquanaut,
guys?
the
All right,
5168G.
5168G.
There it is, lot 57, showing on your screens. And interest here, we have this at 42, 45,
Estimate seems
48,000,
low,
50,000 now. At 50,000, here it is. Any advance at 50? At 50,000, I have it. With me at 50. At $50,000. Anyone jumping in online? At 50,000, I have it. At
Soft
55,
interest.
thank you. 60,000 now. Back to me here. My order bid at 60.
Diraj says no surprise, a
Advance at
disgrace to the Asprey name.
$60,000.
I would agree
65
with you.
in Texas. I'm out now.
Pieces like this
Welcome.
and
At
this are not
65,000
really
now.
what people would think of
The
when they
online
think
bidder
about
has
those
it at
special
65
pieces
so far.
that came from Asprey.
At
Seems a little bit like a money grab.
$65,000.
I don't know the whole backstory, but it just seems like
At
it.
65,000.
You know, there's a reason why Rolex would.
At 65 then,
You know,
fair
if you
warning.
think about Asprey, they're one of
I'm
those
out.
brands that
It's
really
online.
have a big tie
I'm
into
selling
Rolex. So if you see
at 65,000.
that relationship being sour, you know something behind the scenes weren't done as it
65,000.
should be. 65,000
That
for the
is to
5168G.
3,
Again, market
4,
price.
6,
Nobody,
8.
at least in this auction today,
58 is
isn't paying
Patek
up
Philippe
for
annual
anything
calendar
crazy.
flyback chronograph.
Ooh, here's a
That's
nice
the
one.
5960 reference. Not 58.
5960R with a beautiful.
And what
kinda
should we say?
creamy
26,000, 28,000,
coffee down.
30,000 now. At 30,000, here it is. My order bid at 30. 32 online, thank
My
you.
favorite
35
watch
I
of
have.
all time is the 5960R with
At
the black
35.
dial,
38 in Florida.
I
I'm
do have
out.
a
It's
fond
online at
place
38,000.
in my heart for this.
At $38,000. Ahead of my order bid. It's at 38,000. At $38,000.
And it's just gonna stall out.
At 38,000 then, fair warning, it's online, ahead
no
of my
reason to
bidder.
pay
I'm
up.
selling at $38,000. 38,000. And that is to 3151, thank you. Lot 59, Jojo Lecoul, the Master Minute Repeater, edition of 175, lot 59. Interest here, I have this at 26,000, 28, 30,000, $32,000. Here it is at 32. At 35 in Montana, welcome, 38 now. Back to me here, 40,000. Back to Montana. I'm out now, that clears the order bids, it's at 40,000. 42,000. At 42,000. At 42,000, Montana, you coming back in?
All right, so we got a nice
At
JLC
$42,000. 45 in
Master
California,
Minute
welcome.
Repeater.
At 45,000 now.
This
New
is a
bidder.
good watch. All JLCs
At
are good watches. But look at this.
$45,000.
A beautiful kind of
48,000.
futuristic
Second bidder in California,
Minute
welcome.
Repeater.
At 48,000.
It's probably retail well over 100.
48,000 now. Several bidders online, ahead of the room, ahead of the phones. It's at $48,000
$175
then.
edition, and somebody is gonna steal it
50,000.
right now.
At $50,000. Two bidders in California, now's your chance. It's at 50,000 though. And Montana. At 50,000.
Oh, Montana's back. Montana was heavy in the Phillips auction for a little
At
bit.
50,000 then, fair warning. Last chance, jump in if you want it. It's at $50,000.
The love is
So-
just not there.
On the hammer, 55,000. Thank you for pointing that out. At 55 in California.
Oh, somebody snuck in the 55. California knows
At
their watches.
55,000 now.
Where am I looking?
At 55. At $55,000. At 55,000.
I think 55 is
Second
where it's
California
gonna
bidder, the Montana bidder. Now's your chance. It's at $55,000, if you're sure, at 55,000. 55.
stay. 55. A
That
little
is
soft
to
there.
bidder
A lot of soft, but it's jealousy. What do you expect?
5.
Great watch. Great
Lot
watch to
60.
snag on the market.
The Patek Philippe Aquanaut travel time, 51.64. Showing on the screens here. And lots of interest in the book. We have this at 60,000, 65, 70,000, at 70,000 now, at 75. Thank you. Online, I'm out now. Christie's live at 75,000. 80,000 now. At 80,000. 2 internet bidders. At 80,000. At
All right.
$80,000.
Let's see what we got here. 5164. This is just a plain.
At 80,000.
Yeah.
Looks like
There's just no reason.
no bidding
to,
from the phone here,
again,
but
pay
the
up for
second
pieces
internet
like
bidder,
this
it's at
that
80,000.
you can easily
You
get
coming back in
on the market from any dealer
at $80,000.
who's worth their stuff, or you can reach out to CQ at cqthewatchguy.com.
At 80,000
If
then.
you'd like me to hunt for one for you, happy to do that.
Fair
as well.
warning, ahead of the phones in the room, it's
Yeah.
online. I'm selling at $80,000. 80,000, and that is
Yeah,
to
80,000. Nobody
3056.
is really hunting that one.
Lot 61. Patek Philippe World
Ooh, let's see,
Time.
I love this one.
This
World
is
Timer with
the
the glass stem on the
5330G,
date.
lot 61. And 40,000, 42,000, 45,000 tied bids here at 45. And the advance at 45,000. At 45,000, my order bid. Ahead of the phones and online. So far, it's at 45,000. At 45,000, 48,000 online in New York, 50,000. That clears my order bids. I am
Yeah,
out,
got-
but it's
got some good
online at
action on this. This is a
50,000.
good looking watch. I could see somebody buying this as a
At
keeper for sure.
$50,000.
I
Any
wouldn't
advance
pay
at
too
50,000.
much more past this.
At $50,000. At 50,000, ahead of you in New York. If we're sure, I'm selling then. It's online. It's at $50,000. 50,000,
Nice. That's a good buy for
and
somebody.
that is to 3056.
All right,
Lot
let's see if the
62.
Moser has some magic.
And this is
Endeavor
Moser,
Turb.
H. Moser Endeavor Tourbillon Concept. H. Moser here, lot 62. And
So these
interest
have
here,
not
we
been
have this
getting
at lots of
Strong
interest,
action. Moser in general
22,000,
doesn't get
24,
strong
26,
bids.
28,000 now, my order bid. At 28,000, any advance? Anyone jumping in? 30,000 now, I'm out. That clears my order bids. It's online at 30,000. At 30,000 then. Via Christie's Live.
But it did, they
ahead
did
of my
look
order
an
bids at
accurate
30,000, 32,000.
estimate this time, though, so I think it will hit the high end of the estimate.
At 32,000.
Maybe.
At 32,000 then.
Oh, come on. It's
Yeah,
worth
fine.
35. Come on.
That's at 32 then, via Christie's Live. Ahead of the phones and ahead of the room. It's at 32,000. 34, why not? Well, 35 online.
There's 35. There's the respect. It is a good watch, Tan. Let's pull it up big so everybody can see.
35,000.
Moser makes beautiful watches, and I think you can pick up pieces that are complicated, like their tourbillons, at a
35,000
great
then,
value
ahead of the
compared to
phone.
retail. Retail is probably close to 60-ish or something like that, and you could probably pick these up all in the
it.
40s all day,
Oh,
or
it's
even a
your
little bit
sale.
cheaper if it's a
36.
dealer who doesn't really love the brand. like I do.
36,000.
And they just want to
Let's
get
say
it
38
moved.
is next.
But it's a stainless steel, limited edition. You got
36,000,
the
here it is.
concept Fume blue dial, you got that big old
38,000.
turb in the center there. Not for everybody, but if you're looking for a nice, unique turb, I think, look at that. That's a good looking watch. That's beautiful. That's a great picture. I might steal this picture.
$38,000.
This is great.
Thank
I might
you
use
for
that for a
your patience
wallpaper.
online. At
That's beautiful.
38,000.
And 38,000. There's a lot of great watches out there. If you're willing to break out
$1,000.
of the restraints of your mind,
40,000.
and as well, like, you know, it's money, right? So as much as I say that, it's like, hey,
At
you know,
40,000.
you spend,
Here it is. Back to the phones.
it's your money, buy what you like. But if you have a little bit of budget that you don't mind, you know, maybe
40,000,
not
thank
knowing
you.
that that
Ahead
money
of you
will come
online,
back.
42's next,
There's
but it's
so
here
many great watches
at
right now
40,000.
that you could pick up, that you get to experience something
At
special. Like this watch, you
$40,000.
can experience a tourbillon. You could wear it. This is a
Yep.
wearable
If you're
tourbillon. This
sure,
is one you got to be
I'm
delicate
selling here then,
about. And
on
you
my
could
left,
probably
on the
sell
phone,
it after
ahead
3,
of you
4, 5
online.
years without having to pay for a super
Fair
expensive
warning,
service
at
on it as well.
$40,000.
So enjoy tourbillon. It looks good.
40,000.
$40,000, I think, is a very
And that
solid
is
price.
to-
And it shows that Moser is, they're performing. They're not selling
15,
over
48.
retail,
Thank
but
you.
they're definitely selling. People aren't just
Lot 63,
passing on
Patek Philippe Gondolo. This is 5200, this reference. Lot 63. And
beautiful white gold gondola.
what should we
The
say?
inspiration
At
for
20,000,
Caltrava that came out this
22,000
year.
now. At $22,000. Any advance? Interest on the book here at 22,000. At 22,000 now. At 22,000. 24,000. 25,000. Bit awkward, but back to me at 25. 26 will be next.
what was it? Awkward?
25,000. At 25,000 now. Any advance at 25?
I like these
26,
watches.
thank you, in New
They-
York.
They don't get the love that
That
they
clears my bids
deserve.
now. 26,
So again,
28 will be
the
next.
estimate is pretty
26
pretty
so
good. And if
far.
you get this
Ahead
under
of my order
30,
bid, it's online
that's
at
amazing.
$26,000.
Beautiful gondola, 8-day
In
power
advance of
reserve. You got your
26,000.
date, then you got your day there.
At
Clean, classy, paddock.
$26,000 then.
movement.
Fair warning. Online,
wow.
ahead of my bidders, ahead of the
Beautiful.
phones in the room. I'm selling
Sniped.
at $26,000.
So that's all in under 30. I'm pretty sure.
26,000.
Very close to it. So well done.
That
Well
is
done whoever
to
picked that up.
3, 4,
I wonder if they
2,
watch the show
5.
because they know a good value.
64, Debatoon,
we got another
DB28 Grand Sport,
DB on
kind
the
of
black.
blue. There it is on your screen.
See.
Lot 64.
Grand
And
Sports are
interest
okay.
here,
I like the Grand
32,000 left
Blues.
out, 35,
Let's see.
38, 40 now. At 40,000 bid, any advance at 40,000? At 40,000, 42,000 online, thank you. I'm out now, 45 in Florida, welcome. At 45,000. At 45,000 ahead of the phones. It's in Florida so far at 45.
Estimate is 50 to 100,000.
48,000, thank you. Here it is at 48,000 on my
I
left.
don't know if he'll get to the higher.
Here in Rockefeller Center, ahead of you.
But we will
online.
get to the
It's
low.
at 48,000. At 48,000. Florida, you coming back in? It's at 48,000, 50,000 now. At 50,000. 52 I'll take.
Not much
And
action here.
55 will be next. It's 52 here though, Florida.
Not much action here.
52,000.
That's a cool watch.
At $52,000
You gotta love it.
on the phone, ahead of
gotta
you
love it.
online, 55,000.
You gotta love it. Oh, somebody bid there. Cool watch, but how often are you gonna wear it?
Do you want 58?
Great technology, great watchmaking that goes into make
58,
this.
thank you.
You know, I
58
could spend
here.
2 hours trying to explain it to you and not do a good job.
At
But
58.
at the end of the day, it's a
$58,000.
bright blue piece of titanium on the wrist.
Florida?
And how much are
It's
you
at
gonna pay to wear
58,000.
that?
At $58,000. Fair warning, ahead of you online. It's on the phone here in Rockefeller Center. I'm selling at
Wow.
$58,000.
Makes sense for this watch. Tan says the specs for a modern
58,000.
tourbillon can allow you
And
to
that is
wear
to
it every day.
1529, thank you.
Power reserve, water resistance, etc. I agree.
Thank you
Modern
both for that.
tourbillons are great
Lot
watches to
65,
buy,
Patek Philippe
especially
Nautilus
if you get into them
reference
the
5990. Lot 65.
age. So you don't get
Interest
stuck with
here,
the service.
we have
Same with
65,000,
perpetual
70,000
counters.
now.
If you
At
know you're not going to
70,000
keep it
bid, any
forever, don't
advance?
get stuck with the
At
service.
70,000, my order, 75,000, thank you, online. That clears my order bids. It's online now. I'm out. It's at $75,000 via Christie's Live at 75,000.
All right, we got a nice 59.90.
That's
with the black dial.
$75,000. Any advance? That's 75,000.
See,
Ahead of
not
my
much
order bidder
action
at
there
75.
either.
At $75,000. If we're sure, ahead of you in the room and on the phones, it's selling via Christie's Live at $75,000. 75,000. And that is to bidder 3684. Lot 66. Patek Philippe Nautilus 5726A.
All right, so that 59.
And interest here, we have this
went
at
for
40,000 bid, at
75,000.
40,000, 42,000,
Nah, everything's
45,000,
kinda
48,000,
soft.
50,000
Again,
now.
like, no reason
at
to pay up for
50,000,
it.
here it is. Any advance at 50, ahead of you online at 50,000. You coming in online? It's at
Tan says, what do you mean don't get stuck with service? So what I mean by that is if you can avoid it, if you know you only want to enjoy a watch for 2 to 3 years, you want to try to get like something like that Moser Streamliner, you want to get it within the warranty period, or you want to get it recently serviced. You don't want to get stuck with, paying a $1,500 to $5,000 bill, depending on what kind of tourbillon you're doing. Maybe more, to be honest, depending on the brand of the watch. But you don't want to get 5726 going for 55,000. But you don't want to get stuck with that expensive bill, and also the time that it's taken now for watches to return from service. You don't want to lose 6 to 9 months to a year, plus 5,000 or so. Don't do it. Get into the watch, into your time period where you know that the service can be done by the dealer or somebody else, not you, because it's not only money, it's your time that you're going to lose as well.
I have it ahead of you online at 60.
And that goes for
At
all
60,000
highly
any
complicated
advance.
watches. If you know you're not
At
falling in
60,000.
love with this watch, you're not going to wear it
At
forever, you need to
$60,000.
ask yourself about the service history. Ask the
At 60,000
person
then,
that's selling
my order
selling
bid,
you the
65,
cost of
thank you. It's
ownership.
online.
Cost of ownership is a thing when
I'm
you go
out
into these
now.
complicated
That
watches.
clears the order bids in the book.
All right, we have 5980
With you on
slash
Christie's
1A
Live at
right after the
65,000.
5990, and they
At
both seem to be getting a little bit of soft
$65,000.
action here.
At 65 then, fair warning, I'm selling at $65,000. 65,000, and that is to bidder 3759. Lot 68, Patek Philippe annual
See, the
calendar
love is
flyback
not
chronograph.
there.
This is 5960p.
65,000.
Showing on your screen, slot 68. And we have this
All
at
right, guys,
26,000,
we got some goodies
28,000,
coming up.
30,000 now, at 30,000.
So we're gonna
Any
keep on
advance at
rocking.
30. It's with me at 30. 32 in the UAE. Welcome. 35. Back to me here. My bid at 35. Thank you. At 35,000. Ahead of you online. At 35,000. Which of the two will jump back in? It's at $35,000. At 35,000. At $35,000. My order bid, ahead of you online, ahead of the phones, at 38,000, thank you. 40,000, back to me here. Again, ahead of the internet. It's at 40,000, my order bid, at 40,000. At $40,000.
Wow,
At 40,000 then, fair warning,
5960p. Wow,
selling to
this is a
my
good
bidder,
watch. It's a good
ahead of
buy.
you online, last chance, at $40,000. 40,000, and that is to bidder 1002. Congratulations on that. Lot 69, Patek Philippe Calatrava travel time. This is reference 5134p. And lots of interest on the book on this at, what should we say, 11, 12, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000 now. At 15,000 bid, any advance? At 15,000.
Sorry, I sent a little text there.
At
All right, we got a nice
15,000. Bid is here ahead of you online so
5134.
far. It's at
which is a
15,000.
nice little dual
16,000 in Saudi Arabia. Welcome. I'm out now.
All
17,000.
right, Tan says, so I bought mine from the 80. Do I need to sell it before the end of warranty?
At 17,000.
It
18,000.
depends
in
which
Cyprus.
watch you
Welcome.
have, Tan. And again, So from my standpoint, I'm
Global interest
thinking
on
of,
this. It's at 18,000
are you going
in
to keep it
Cyprus.
for a long time? If you know you're going to enjoy the watch for a long time, don't be in a rush to
$18,000.
sell it. But if you know you're looking at that
Maybe in
watch
Saudi
and
Arabia,
like
you're
you're
coming
not
back here,
wearing
it's
it,
18,000.
it's not getting the wrist time that you'd want it to have,
18,000.
then sell it before warranty, because
At
they will
18
use the
then, I'm
fact that it's
selling,
out
fair
of
warning,
warranty
it's online.
to give you a lower
Head of
offer.
Varus
I would,
into that
right?
bid
Like if
is
you told me,
19,000,
hey, you're going to
thank
sell me
you.
a watch that's out of warranty, I have to
Ahead of you in Cyprus.
knock you for that because I can't send it in under warranty service. Whereas if you sell it to me even with 2 or 3 months left
19,000, you
on
coming
that
back
warranty
in?
service,
Literally,
I could send it
Limassol.
in to be serviced
It's at
as the dealer,
19,000.
as a new owner, and then I don't have to worry about paying that,
20,000. Welcome
you know,
back.
$2,000 to $3,000 depending on how complicated the watch is. So definitely something to think about.
$20,000.
Again, only if you know you're not wearing the watch, only if you know you're not loving the watch.
At
then you think about
20,000
that.
then, it's online, ahead of the phones, ahead of the room. It's at $20,000.
This is a nice
Fair
couch job.
warning,
I
I'm
take it off
selling
of this
at
shop,
20,000.
but I would wear this watch.
20,000. And that is
All right, we got a
to
Comex sub coming up. We got some
3241.
nice vintage
Congratulations.
goodies.
And lot
We got a
70 is
beautiful
my final lot of this
perpetual
session.
calendar.
Rolex
some
Submariner,
RMs,
Comex, reference
another
5514.
Elegante, the small one that will probably go crazy.
And what should we say
All right,
here?
so we got some good
60,000,
watches left, guys.
65,000 now.
We're
At
in the home
65,
stretch. Thank you
70,000,
so much for tuning
75,
in.
at 75,000.
You guys are amazing.
At
All right, Comex
75,000,
sub
here it
is
is
up.
at 75. 80,000 in
moving
Hong Kong,
fast.
thank you. At
Estimate is
$80,000.
100,000 to 200,000.
At 80,000. At 80,000, here it is via
Yeah,
Christie's
Tan,
Live. Ahead
keep
of the
the
phones and ahead of the
Excalibur.
room.
Don't listen to me. You
It's
love
at
that watch.
$80,000.
But that advice is for if you're buying a
It's
watch
at
that you know you're only
80,000.
going to have for a
It's
year or two or
online,
something like that.
ahead of the
If
room,
it's a keeper, don't
ahead
worry
of the
about what I'm
phones.
saying.
Fair warning, I'm
And
selling
don't set
for all
service it early
sure
if you don't need
at
to. Either,
$80,000.
unless it's under warranty. Well, 80,000 for the Comex.
80,000. And that
I
is
feel the one in
to
Phillips
bidder
had a really strong result.
3098. And I would like to
A lot of 'em on
leave
the
you in the
market.
very capable hands of Helena. Thank you.
All right, Toodles, sir. I forgot his name, and we got Helena coming up to close us out from lots 71 to 100. Uh-oh. Did it mess her stool up? What's going on? There you go. Oh, now she's too
Apologies.
tall.
Thank you very much, Richard. Good afternoon,
Richard, thank you,
everyone.
Richard.
Lot number 71 is the next lot in the sale this afternoon. A historically notable Rolex Explorer, reference
All right, she's bringing some
6610 with
energy.
the black
Let's see
gilt
if she gets some
dial.
money.
Coming from the original family, including the original box, papers, and accessories, and bidding has started with absentee interest in my book, and I can open at $14, $15, and $16,000 is bid. At $16,000, 17, 18, I have
So she's
her.
giving me a
Ahead of
little
you
bid
still at 18,
more
19,
of that
20.
Phillips energy,
My
which is a
bid
little
up
bit more
here
of that.
at $20,000,
I don't know, just
22,000.
grooving,
That clears
moving.
my absentees.
You know, it might be her
and it's
accent as
yours
well,
at
but just, you know, she's
$22,000.
smiling. She's
In
had
the
her
room
lunch
here,
today.
ahead
She's
of the
feeling
phones
good.
At 22,
I feel like she's gonna get all the money that
26,000.
can be gotten
Ahead
from
of
my
you, honey.
watch.
At
So,
26, 28,000.
I don't know. I've been watching these
30,000.
auctions, you know, for quite a while now. Even before I
At
started to do these
$30,000,
reactions, and you
$32,000,
can just see
sir.
the energy and the
Your turn.
feeling of different
32.
presenters and auctioneers. So I love this.
It's just ahead of you here on the telephones.
And this is a beautiful vintage
At
Explorer, a ref
$32,000.
6610.
Would you like one more? At 32,000, the bid is here. Are we all done? Thank you so much for your bids. This side as well, ahead of you online, selling for $32,000.
2,000 over the
Sold.
estimate.
All yours, Remy.
Seems fair. Formerly
1509
property of a
is
U.S.
the
Air
paddle,
Force
and
pilot.
that's sold for 32,000.
Nice.
Lot number
Colonel
72 is next. This is the iconic jumbo Patek Philippe Aquanaut reference 5065A, and I have tied bids in my book at $30,000. Who'll do the honors and break the
All right,
tie
let's
here
see if this
at
will go strong.
$30,000. 32,000 online, you've done it.
Again, not a
That
watch you need
clears
to pay
my
up
tied
for.
bids, and it's with you online at $32,000. Any advance at $32,000. Are the telephones coming in here at $32,000? The bid is currently with our online bidder on Christie's Live at $32,000. Anybody else in the room? At $32,000 then, last
Those
chance
tied
to the
bidders knew
telephones.
what they were
It's
doing
going-
at 30.
It's going to you online for $32,000. Very nicely bid online, 32,000.
fair.
And that goes to paddle. Where's the paddle number?
Where's the paddle? One thing I do love, they do move pretty fast. So I've been on since
999.
about
Thank
2
you
o'clock.
so much.
We are going
Lot
to
number 73 is next, and
4
this is a
o'clock
very
now,
rare
and we will probably done
Cartier
before 5.
Bastions made to commemorate
Phillips,
the 150th
I've been ordering
anniversary
dinner
of
on
Cartier,
live.
and suitably only 150 samples
beautiful
made of this,
Basculante
and I can
in
open
yellow
at
gold.
12, 13, at
pull it up for you.
$14,000.
This
It's
beautiful
jumping in
watch.
here at $14,000. Any advance
Beautiful yellow
at
gold Basculante from
$14,000. Looking to
97.
the online bidders
And
to
what I love
hopefully join
about
us
it, look at
here
that
at
little ruby down there.
$14,000.
So this should get
15,000
some
is bid
love.
online.
Let's see
Thank
how
you.
much.
It's yours
15 to
currently at
20,000 is the estimate.
$15,000. Any further interest? At $15,000. The bid is with the online bidder currently at $15,000. Any more? At
I think online's gonna steal it.
15,000. It's all online, but welcoming bids from anywhere else, of course. At $15,000, the bid is online and selling for $15,000. You got it online, 50,000, and that's paddle 3817. Lot number 74. It's the turn now for the much awaited, much admired Patek Philippe, a possibly unique and highly attractive perpetual calendar minute repeater reference
didn't know it was a
3974R in pink gold with a slate
This should
gray
go strong.
dial,
This is a
and
beautiful
you can
watch.
see it and admire it, hanging in our sale room here to my left.
Beautiful, beautiful
And I can
watch.
open with the absentees already at $650,000.
Gorgeous. Let's see a big sale today. I think this hits $1 million. Let's go.
And $750 now. At $750,000 in my book here at $750. 800,000.
Everybody's taking off work just for
850,000.
this.
Back with the absentee.
No, for we leave 'em a little early.
850 online. Come back. I took it here first. It's with my book at 850. Here in the auctioneer's book at 850, 900,000. An
There's
exciting new
900.
entry joining us now at $900,000. My book is out, and it's ahead of you, Rebecca, as well. Mathieu, are we coming in here? Rebecca, are we coming back? It's at 900,000. Any advance? 950,000. A second online bidder competing here at $950,000 ahead of all the
Who's gonna
phones
give
on
us
this
$1 million?
side, and ahead of you standing there as well at $950,000. Any more? Would you like to try another? Rebecca, Remy, are we coming in here at 950? Will the first online bidder like to come back at 950,000? Rebecca. Some patience required now, as it is worth it, of course, at 950,000.
Who's gonna take it to $1 million, or does it not hit? I thought it would
I have
go. It's a
950
beautiful looking
online.
watch.
If we wait much longer, I will have to sell it to the online bidder at 950.
Yeah, even if you're not a big
What will
Pad
you offer me,
fan,
Rebecca?
this is
It's
a
at
beautiful
950.
watch. Brigade numerals, rose gold, a different shade, like a red gold on the
It's with
case,
the
different
online
shade,
bidder
maybe a
still at
yellow gold
950.
on the hands,
Do
rose
let
gold
me know
dots,
if you'd
mint
like to
repeater.
try one more.
Beautiful, gorgeous watch. So it's something
At
worth paying up for sure.
950,000. Last
Oh, wow.
chance, Rebecca.
Does nobody go in at 975?
It's a last chance and a fair warning to the first online bidder as well.
Manufactured in 92, by the
Selling.
way, gorgeous.
Selling
You gotta sell it.
and sold for 950,000.
Great result.
Congratulations
Great result.
online.
Great
3101 is the winning
$1 million
paddle.
watch right
Thank
there,
you to the
$1 million
underbidder
watch.
there
Good
as well,
condition
and
as
to
well.
you,
Little
Rebecca.
nicks here and
Lot
there,
number
but
75
Great
is,
watch.
is
All
the
right, let's see
exceptional
what it is.
and highly attractive Richard Mille Tourbillon. And we shall start here with absentee interest once again.
All right,
of
it's
course,
Richard
at
Mille
260,
Tourbillon. I think
280,
this is a
and
ladies,
$300,000 I have here at
RM7402.
$300,000.
I don't think it goes high estimate.
$300,000 ahead of the room now at $300,000. The bid is up here in the auctioneer's book at $300,000.
Wow.
Any advance at $300,000.
No bid?
Anyone else in the room? At
Wow.
$300,000, creating an opportunity for the
I
online
agree,
bidders
I
to
agree,
join
Diraj.
us now.
That is what
At
PP should stand for.
$300,000,
That was
the
an
bid
amazing
is
watch.
here, and
Look
selling
at
to the
the
absentee for $300,000.
juxtaposition against
Sold
that piece with this
300,000,
piece that
and
didn't get
that's paddle
any bids. Oh my
5073
gosh.
in the book.
Wow,
Moving on to lot
one
number
bid.
76.
That's insane.
This is a
This is
sporty
gonna get more
SP
bids. This
Journa
little
Elegance,
tiny
40
Elegante.
millimeters, excuse
So
me.
this is a 40
And I can
millimeter
start, of
polished.
course, at 19, 20, and $22,000 with absentee
call
interest.
50.
Once again, 24, 26 I have. At 26, 28 is now yours online. Come back at 28 is online. 30 is online. 32 is there with Janet. 35 is with you, Mathieu.
This is insane.
Ahead of
This is
the
the
online
small
bidders
one.
at
This is the
38,000.
small Elegante.
32
I'm pretty sure this is the
40,000 with
polished
Mathieu ahead of you
version,
online and ahead
which
of
people
Janet
preferred
as well.
the satin finish
At
one.
$40,000. At 40,000, would you like one more online? Try the next one if you can.
Yeah,
It's
I
currently
don't think you
here,
go higher.
42,000. At $42,000 with a new entry coming in from Christie's Life at 42,000,
42, look at that.
45,000.
Let's see
Ahead
the
of you
calculation.
online.
This is
Try
insane.
another. It's at
This is
45,000
at 53,000
with Mathieu's
with
telephone. Would you like one more?
premiums before sales tax.
48,000. The bidding
Wow.
continues
I
at
told you. I told you 50,000.
$50,000. No more?
It's 60,000 all
Are
in.
you all done? At 48,000, the bid is online.
Tan says she bought.
on
Tan
Christie's
says he
Live,
bought one of these
ahead of
for
you
his
all
wife and
at
she loves it. This is a
$48,000
great watch
and
for
ahead
the
of
ladies
all the rest
and the
of us
bigger one
here
for the gents.
at
It's an amazing watch. I love the
$48,000.
Elegante.
You have it online
This is insane.
at 48. So you got it online,
Wow.
48,000. 37, 37.
The whole
Well
Elegante
done.
market was
Lot
reset
number
this weekend. This is
77
insane.
is the
60,000, wow.
unique and unusual Cartier cloche wristwatch made for the magical art of Cartier thematic auction in 1996. And I'd like to open here at
This is gonna go
75,
crazy.
80,
People love
$85,000.
unique
The winners
Cartier.
in here at $85,000. Who's jumping in at $85,000? Henry. At 85, 90,000. Thank you. $90,000 is bid. At $90,000. Anybody else in the room? At $90,000, you have it, Henry, at the moment. Join us now online if you're keen on this one. It's currently at 90,000 here with Henry's telephone in our sale room
I thought
in
this
New
would
York.
be,
95,000.
Tan says she didn't like it on
100,000.
picture and didn't want it.
Back to the
But I
telephones,
bought
not
it
with you
anyway. Smart
online.
man, because even if
Try
she
the
didn't
next
want
one
it,
if you can.
at the
It's at
end you could sell it now for 50
$100,000.
grand.
There's still time
So
if you'd like to rejoin us, but it's
there's no
currently
wrong
here
buying when you're
at
buying Jordan.
$100,000. Any further interest from the room? We'll do 105, yes. We'll do 105, certainly. 105 and 110 will be next. 110, thank you. Thank you for that swift reaction there, Henry. At 110, would you like 115? Either you, Remy, or online. Let's honor the splits to the online bidders as well, please. 115, thank you. I took it here first online. Try 120, please. At 115. At 115,000 here, 120, thank you. It's at 20, back with Henry's telephone, not with you online, and ahead of all the rest of us here in the room at 125. At 125, Remy taking the lead once again at 130, thank you.
All right, now
At
we're cooking. We got
130.
130 on it. Will it slowly get its way to 200?
One more for you, Remy?
Possibly.
One more?
Tan says now she loves it. It happens
At
like
130,
that. Good job. That's a good pick.
135.
What's a special notice? Okay, I'll get a shot.
140 will be next online. Do jump in.
140. I like Helena. She's good. She's funny.
Otherwise, hopefully I'll take the next bid from you. Thank you, 140. Thank you. 140 is bid.
Wow.
At
this thing's cooking.
140,000.
Look at this watch. Let's pull it up. So this is a piece unique
145.
made for a special auction in 1996.
At 145. Try 150, please.
It's cool.
Henry?
It's classic. But it's special and just it's important. It's horologically, historically important. And those watches are doing
At
very
145. If you wait much longer, I will have to sell at $145,000. Last chance. Fair warning online. 150 in time, not over quite yet.
150.
Let's try to get back on regular increments, please. At 150 and 160 will be the next bid. At 150, with you, Henry. Would you like to try one more? You're done. Thank you so much for your bids. It's your bid,
Nice.
Henry, at 150,000. Last chance and fair warning online at 150. Very
Good
nicely
job.
done. Thank you, Henry. 115.11 is the winning paddle at $150,000.
Bell
Up
ship,
next
but not
is
Bell.
lot number
Correct on that one.
78. Lot number 78 is the
Ooh, one of my
Patek
favorite
Philippe
paddocks.
weekly calendar,
5212.
reference 5212A. And I can start here with absentee interest once again at 19, 20, and $22,000. At $22,000 to start us off here at 22.
Somebody's gonna try to snipe this.
$22,000. Who's jumping in?
No
at
reason to
22,
pay up.
24, 26. I have in the book ahead of you online at $26,000. My bid here at $26,000. Try the next one. It's at $26,000. Any advance at $26,000.
Wow.
Are the telephones joining us here at 26 online?
Great
Try
buy.
one more if you can.
Great buy at
It still
26.
could be yours if you try one more, but it's currently in my book here. Thank you, 28. There it is.
Oh,
I'm
there you
out.
go. I was about to
And
say
it's now
somebody.
with our bidder joining us from New York at $28,000 on Christie's Live. Would you like
York
one
is
more
smart.
online?
It won't go much higher.
There were
It's
two
up
of you
35,000
competing
all
here.
in without sales tax
It's
right
currently
now.
at 28,000.
So any
with
higher
paddle
would be like
3822.
insane.
Any further advance? From the room now at
Nope.
$28,000. Last chance online is going to the bidder in New York for $28,000. So
Nice.
28,000.
Somebody almost got it for 26.
Paddle
That's a good buy.
3822.
That's
Lot
a good
number
buy.
79 is the extremely rare and highly desirable Patek Philippe minute
Ooh, we
repeater
do have some
Tourbillon.
special paddocks.
Reference 5339R, and a brief sale room notice here, please, if I may have your attention. Please note that
What's a note?
the lot does not include the additional solid case back as previously mentioned in the catalog essay.
Oh no!
And I have interest, of course,
So
as
the essay said it
expected,
had the
and
case
I can
back, but it
open
does
at
not.
220, 240,
Beautiful tourbillon minute repeater
$260,000.
with the
We'll price this
hobnail
in my book at
bezel. This is beautiful. Let's see
Who'll do
if
the
it will
honors
get the
this time
love.
and break the tie at $260,000.
No case back. You gotta keep
And
the case
telephone's
backs,
coming in
guys.
here at 260. I currently have 260,000 in my book. Online, join us now at 260. Any further interest from the room at 260,000? I have the bid here with the absentees,
Wow.
and I will sell to the top of my absentee bidders who left their absentee ahead of the sale at 260,000. Last chance, fair warning online. Are you coming in?
Sold.
Some patience required now as we try to connect with the client on
she
the
brings the
telephones here
energy.
from our
Okay.
sale room. It's at 260, an opportune moment for you to join us online. Can you try 280, please, Remy? 270 will be your final offer. 270 then, at 270, I took it here, and that has cleared my absentees, and I will sell for $270,000. 280.
Wow, we're still cooking. Tan says, I'm surprised that
At
European
280.
bidders should be more aggressive
We're not
considering
done quite
Euro
yet.
USD.
At $280,000.
I would think that as well, to be honest with you.
Will
But I
you
think
try
a lot
one
of them ate well in the other auctions. Maybe this
At
auction,
280, the bid is now
there's
online.
nothing too
290.
sexy for them to chomp at.
Christie's Live. Will you round us up to 300,000?
Definitely over the weekend, there are a lot of good, active
It's
European
currently at
bidders in the
290
Phillips
here in
auction.
our sale room.
Spain comes to mind.
Would you like
Asia as well.
one more?
Philippines, there's a Philippine bidder. There are
At
bidders who are
290,
really aggressive in the Phillips
I'll check
auctions as
in
well.
with all the rest of us here.
But again, a lot of these watches are
Do give me a
you know,
sign.
watches you could
Otherwise,
get.
I will
You
sell
know, so if you're
for
already
290,000.
savvy
and it's the
enough,
last
you're not
chance
going to buy
now for the
those
last
certain
time.
watches
My
on
gavel is
auction, I
up
believe.
at $290,000.
Very solid price for this watch.
You got it, Remy. 290. Thank you.
Good job, Remy.
On the hammer. Yes,
This
that
is
was very much
beautiful.
on the
Look at
hammer. I do
this.
have to take it, I'm afraid. 300,000. Do you have one more bid? Otherwise, I am selling to the online bidder
Oh,
for 300,000. I'll give you a last chance to return, but I'm otherwise selling there. Thank you. 300,000 it is, and it goes to you online for 300,000. Very well done. 300,000 takes it. Thank you very much. That
nice,
extra bid
300,000.
deserved to win. Thank you.
Got a little
3203.
bit extra at the
Lot
end,
number
man.
81.
Beautiful watch, man.
Sorry,
Beautiful,
Christie, thank you.
beautiful
Lot
watch.
number 81 is the H. Moser and C. Endeavor Perpetual Calendar, and I have no less than triple.
Wait, no. Lot 80, lot 80. You skipped.
Sorry,
We're on a
this one,
Patek
right?
Philippe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I agree,
Yes,
Chad. I think
thank
that
you
was
so
a little
much.
bit. I'm gonna do some research on this model. It's not one that I've played around with.
Thank you very much for gracefully
But
pointing that
look
out
at
to
that.
me.
So
Gracie,
gorgeous.
we are on lot 80.
There we go.
The Patek Philippe annual calendar for Wempes 125th anniversary, reference 5125J, and we shall start here at 19, 20, and $22,000. At $22,000, 24, 26, I have here with the
Let's look at this
absentee. At
watch.
26, 28 is now yours online. Thank you.
Oh, this is
I'm
beautiful.
out, and it's with the
I can
online
see the
bidder on
love. I can see
Christie's
some love
Live
on
at
this.
$28,000. Any further advance from the room? At $28,000. The bid is currently online and selling for $28,000. Last chance to the telephone, 30,000. A new entry joining us on Christie's Live at 30. At $30,000. Any more? At 30,000, would you like to come back to the first online bidder? I'll give you a last chance to return. It's at 30,000 on Christie's Live and selling for $30,000. So 30,000 is the final
Nice.
bid. Thank you.
I feel that's a decent
3825.
price for this one.
And now we
Nice
are
little
on
annual
lot
calendar. I just love
81.
that
Lot
little-
81 is the H. Moser and C. Endeavor Perpetual Calendar.
Love the little
And I
thing
have
above the moon
triple
phase.
tight bids, as previously mentioned, at $15,000.
All right, so we have-
Surely
oh,
somebody's
nice
gonna
Moser
jump in here
Perpetual.
and break my tie.
I love these.
16,000,
Great-
of course,
great
online.
pickups
Well
on the
done.
pre-owned market.
16,000 is now yours on Christie's Live. Ahead of
I think you should look
ahead
for
of
a good
us all
dial
at
for these.
$16,000, 17,000. And your
Tan, you're the
entry
best.
online.
Thank you for
Two
staying
of
on
you
so
competing
long.
on
You're
Christie's
amazing.
Live at
You have a
17.
great day,
Any advance from the
evening,
room?
wherever you are in the world.
18,000.
Hope the rest of your day
Three
is great.
online
Thank you so
bidders
much.
now at
You've been amazing. You stayed in for quite a
$18,000
long. And thank you for
on
everyone
Christie's
who's
Live.
here. You guys are
Anyone
amazing.
at
We got about 20 more
$18,000.
lots going, and
Do I
we're
see
I'm gonna
any
stay here
further
with you.
interest from the
Thank
room?
you so much
At
for tuning in.
18,000,
Make sure you
the online
comment,
bidder
like, subscribe,
taking the lead here now,
upvote. It does a lot for
19,000
me. And
at
if you need independent watch advice,
$19,000.
check out
At
CQTheWatchGuy.com.
19. It's all going
let's
on
watch somebody
online, but
steal
welcoming
this
bids
Moser right now.
from the phones and our room bidders as well, of course. At 19,000, the bid is online. Any more? At $19,000, last chance to you all.
Wow.
Last chance to everyone seated.
19.
Selling
I
now
should have bid
for
on this.
$19,000.
Sometimes I'm like, why don't I register for certain things?
So paddle
I'd have bought this.
3167.
Great deal.
67 for $19,000. Lot number
Great de-
82
Under
is
24,000
the
probably.
impressive and magnificent Piaget Limelight, an 18-karat white
Ooh,
gold and
look at
baguette
this
diamond
bling
set
bling.
wristwatch with bracelets, and we shall start here. I'd like to open at $120, $130, $140,000.
Oh, this is
At
beautiful. Look at the different cuts of
$140,000.
stones. Oh my
Joining
gosh,
us
yeah,
here
this
at 150
this is
is
gonna
online
do
now
insane.
at 150 with the online bidder taking the lead here now at 150. At 150,000, welcome. At 150,000, your bid currently at 150. Any advance? At $150,000. Are the telephones coming in here? 160 is the right increment this time, yes, and I will take it at 160. Would you like to come back online and try the next one, please? It's at $160,000 here on the telephones. Ahead of you still at $160,000. Would you like one more online? Try another if you can. It's at $160,000 just ahead of you. But there's still time to rejoin us at $160,000. Would you like one more bid? is currently here at 160,000 and selling for 160. 160,000,
160. I feel like that was a
1520.
decent
Thank
deal.
you.
If you're into that type of thing.
Thank you very much indeed.
Oh,
and
here's a
thank
nice
you
5513.
online.
I'm actually
Lot
hunting
number
for one of these.
83
Let's see
is
what this
the
sells.
Rolex Submariner with a black dial. Reference
spider dial.
5513
So that
and
means it's a
5,055
crack
and
dial.
$6,000. Here we are with the absentee. Currently bidding
Yeah.
here. 65 is online. At
I don't pay
65
up for
you have it.
these.
At the moment at $6,500.
This isn't a bad
Anymore.
spider,
At
but like
$6,500.
you're paying up for a
Christie's
crack
Live
dial.
Beater.
These used to go for
Ahead of you
crazy
all
money.
at
I doubt anybody is
$6,500,
gonna pay
7,000 now.
high for it right now.
At 775 online. The bidding
Yeah.
continues online, of course, with multiple bidders at $7,500. 8,000. 8,000 is the bid to beat. At 8,000. 85. 85 is online. 9,000 now. At 9,000. 95. 9,005.
like a dealer's gonna pick this up.
10,000.
Or somebody smart. Don't pay too high for these.
$10,000 now. Are we going on online at $10,000? 11,000. 12,000. At 12,000. Will any of the other online bidders offer me 13, please? So it's currently at 12,000
You're
and
already at a
selling
premium.
at $12,000. Fair warning online. Last chance to everyone seated here, and last chance to the telephones as well. Selling now for $12,000. So to the first online bidder, you deserve
That's
to
a
win
fair
that. Thank you
price.
very
Again,
much.
I don't think you should pay up for this.
3271.
There was a while
we
where a lot of
continue
people
with lot
were
number 84, and
pitching
this
these
is
as
the
super
Rolex
rare, but it's a
Daytona
diamond
reference
style. So
116520.
you buy it, but like you don't pay
And we
over
have
for it
interest, of
at
course,
all.
once again.
Everything is
at
nice in
14,
terms of
15,
patina, but
and
like
$16,000
in person, this
with the
doesn't look good.
absentee here. 17,000
All right,
is
we
now
got a nice
online at
Daytona reference
$17,000, taking the lead
116520.
ahead of you all at 18,000 in California now.
04.
Welcome at 18, 19,000. Very quick bidding online now at $19,000, 20 at
This is stall
$20,000.
around the high end of the
At
estimate, 25,000.
All bidding online at $20,000. Any further interest from the room? At 20,000. Would you like to come back online? It's currently at 20,000 with the online bidder ahead of us all at 20,000. Any more? I'll give you a last chance. Do let me know what you decide, but it's currently at 20 and selling for $20,000.
Fair. No
So
reason to pay up.
20,000.
No reason to pay up.
3673. Lot number 85
No
is
warranty
next.
card too. I
This
think
is
it's
the
naked.
rare Patek Philippe Perpetual Calendar, reference 5159G.
What's
And
rare?
I'd like to
Bought
open
it.
here, please. Let's begin at 18, 19, and 20. No, 19.
Wait, what's rare about this watch?
At
$51.59 is rare?
$19,000. Any advance at $19,000.
Oh, I think it's just it's part of their lingo.
It's at $20,000 now. 20,000 has been bid online.
It's a cool watch.
Anymore.
I personally like
At
these. They've grown
$20,000.
on
Any
me
advance from the
well,
room?
like
22,000.
over the years. I've just
Welcome online.
fallen more and
Still
more
with you on
in love with
Christie's
them.
Live with a bidder coming in from
Just
Florida
'cause
now. At
Watches do that, man. They stick
$22,000.
around. You look at a watch enough, and you just find a way
Online.
to love it. And
you like
this
one
watch
more?
didn't do anything wrong. It's a Hunter case back piece.
24,000 with a new bidder now at 24,000.
That's a beautiful. It's a retrograde date, day,
Any further
month,
interest
perpetual
online?
calendar. It's a cool watch. Definitely,
Would you like
definitely
the
not
final
for
say?
everybody though.
Any of you online is currently with paddle 3702 and selling for $24,000. Last chance to you all,
The Rad says their
26,000.
quality control is bad. There's a damaged
Let's keep
dial.
going. It's
Elan
at
on Saxomat. Let me turn her
$26,000.
down. Wait. The Rad says there's QC is bad. There's a damaged dial. Elan on Saxomat platinum bracelet on their online sale. I'd love to bid. Terrified of repair costs. Diraj, you're doing the right thing. If you have a question, I think it's been proven now that many of these
And otherwise,
auction
I am
houses,
selling to paddle
they're doing their due diligence. But when it comes to like servicing and things like that, that's up to you. So you're smart in seeing the piece that looks interesting to you, but you know that there might be some QC issues there. Why pay for that expensive service when you probably could find a dealer who, even if they sold you that watch, they would help you out with the service, and you could work it in a deal. You could have that conversation with auction houses. I don't think um, that's that's their thing at all.
Last chance to you all, and fair warning online.
Do your own
at
research
$30,000.
when you buy, even from auction. You know, we're
So
seeing every
for
day
30,000,
Periscope put up things about Rolexes and stuff like that. And
Thank
different
you for
items.
joining
You
us
have
there
to do
from Virginia.
your
Thank
own
you very
research
much.
when you're buying watches, no matter where you're buying them.
Lot number 86 is the Cartier Paris Baignoire Allongé Maxi
Let's see if
Oval.
Cartier still has a
Only
string. This is a
400
nice one from
samples
91.
produced like this one. And I'd like to open here at
I think
$30,
it's-
$32,
is it signed Paris?
$35,000.
Yeah.
At $35,000.
This is
At
going to show.
$35,000. Who's joining us first here? At $35,000. At $35,000 online. 38,000, thank you, has been bid here ahead of you online at $38,000. The bid is here, not with you, sir, at $38,000. Any advance online? The bid is here and selling for $38,000. Last chance.
Not
fair
too
warning
much action
online at
on this one. I thought it'd be a little bit more.
So 1544 for $38,000. Very skillfully done. Thank you so much.
Skillfully done is right. They knew what they were looking for.
1544,
What do we have here?
Yes.
Ooh, a singing bird
Lot number
from the
87 is the Breguet, an extremely rare and large gilt metal singing bird cigarette box
Let's get a better
manufactured in
picture.
1955,
A
12,
cigarette
13,
box.
14, and $15,000 to bring us in here at $15,000.
Oh, wow.
At $15,000, looking to the online bidders to hopefully join us here. At
Manufactured in
$15,000. Any
1955 and
advance from the room?
sold in
At 1516
1955.
has been bid immediately online at $16,000. Any more?
This
At
is, you know,
17,000. Thank you, sir.
if you're
It's with
into
you now at
music boxes and things, like, I haven't seen
$17,000.
many.
Ahead of the online bidders.
Excuse
and
me,
ahead
many
of you all
objects like
here
this
as
made
well,
by Breguet. So this is very
18,000.
interesting.
The online bidder returns at 18. At $18,000. One more for you, sir. At $18,000. The bid is online. The
Doesn't seem like
telephone's
there's
joining us
too many
here at
lovers of this piece in the
$18,000.
room.
The hand is raised again at $19,000. Thank you,
Raise
sir.
the hand.
$19,000 is back with you here in the room. At $19,000, $20,000 has been bid online. Ahead of you, sir, and ahead of the telephones on this side as well. At 20. 22, of course, it's yours. At 22. Back with the gentleman here.
I think
At
so too, Ridgeway. I think this would be a fun little,
$22,000 online.
you know,
24,000.
this is a fun little thing to have.
At
I don't know
24,
how much I'd
back
pay
with the
for it, but
online
I've
bidder.
seen some very cool
26,000,
horological
back with the gentleman
items,
here.
lighters,
Our leader taking the lead
ashtrays,
now ahead of you all at
um,
$26,000.
Atmos
In the room
clocks, so many
here, in
things
our
that
sales
like
room at Rockefeller
I understand
Center
why
at
people pay up for
26,000.
them just because it's so
Any
cool to
further
have.
advance? At $26,000. The bid is here, and I am selling now to you, sir, for $26,000. Well done, sir. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Sold.
166 takes it. Thank you very much indeed.
We have a nice little pocket watch, a coin watch, I should say.
Excellent. Lot number 88
these are always
is
fun.
the extremely rare Patek Philippe $20 coin watch. $20
guys know
coin watch,
the-
reference
The quorum coin
802.
watches.
And I'd like to start here
at
at
this thing.
$20, $22, and $24,000 and $26,000 now. At 26,
Beautiful,
28
beautiful.
online.
This is
Thank
gonna
you.
do well.
28
It's just a
has
fun
been bid
novelty,
immediately with the online bidder at
US market, US $20
Jumping
coin,
ahead of you all at 30
made in
now.
1974,
At 30, still with the
and
online
we're already
bidders
at 30,000. We're already low end of the
at
estimate.
$32,000. With the online bidder still 35, 38,
I think we got high into the estimate here.
38,000. Lots of bidding online. It's currently at 38,000. Are we coming in here at $38,000? Any advance from the room at 38? It's with you online at 38,000 and selling for 40,000. Thank you. 40. I took it here
She's
online.
moving
Give me
too fast.
42,
She's
please.
ready to
42.
go.
Thank you. There it is at 42.
Not too
At
many laps.
$42,000.
I've been here
Back
all
with
day.
the online bidder, not with you, Remy. It's at 42.
Not doing the same.
44,
Of
of
course, she's doing
course,
much
at
more
44
stressful things.
online. Your turn.
44.
What will you say? 44
no.
is here.
Yeah.
44 is here online. 46. Thank you. 46.
46.
is back with you online.
They want it. I think this
Ahead
is
of
a
the
good watch to
telephones,
bid on.
ahead of
Good piece.
everyone seated. 48,000 and 50. And 50 is here online. Give me 55, please. 55. 55 is
Rich
the
Buddy
next
says,
bid.
how many mm is that piece is inside? I'm not sure, because 35 millimeter is a
55,
total
thank you,
diameter,
there it is.
which probably
Thank you for
seems
adjusting the
correct
screen. And 60,
for a $20
and
coin.
60 has been bid.
So I
Your
imagine
quick bidding is rewarded
you're-
online. It's back with you at 60.
This is like a 26, 27 or
65,
something like
thank
that.
you.
It is not
65
large
and
by
70.
any means, but we're at 70,000, so it's commanding the price.
At 70.
D-Rod says, I'm looking for AP Skeleton coin watch, actually. Those are cool, too. There's a lot of really fun
Back with
coin
the
watches
online
out
bidder
there.
at 70.
And I
Let
think
me-
they just have a element of error, but I got to do more
One
history on
No,
coin
thank
watches,
you
but
so much,
something
Ruby.
about it.
It's at
there's just
70,000 with you
oomph
online,
with
and
them.
it looks like you're going to take it at $70,000.
So I like, she does a lot of this when she...
So you deserve
I
to
love
win
it.
that online, 70,000. Thank
Congrats
you
on
very
that.
much
That's a great
indeed.
piece. And I'd be the same, by the way, if I was an
3101.
auctioneer. Lord knows
Lot
my
number
hands would be like an
89
octopus all over the place.
Is the
But she does, I like how she
Patek
frames it
Philippe
like that.
chronograph pocket watch manufactured in 1903.
Ooh.
And as
For
expected,
Shreve
of
and
course,
Co.
I can open with bids in my book at $14, $15, and $16,000. I have already bid here at $16,000.
33 millimeter on the diameter
At
of that clock.
16,
Thank you for
17,000,
correcting
80,000
me
I
there,
have. I have
D-Raj.
18 here
The
with me.
pictures definitely make
In
it
the
look
auctioneer's book,
smaller.
19 is now with you online. I'm
It's a
out.
beautiful Patek
Janet, give me
Philippe.
20. 20, thank you. There it is at 20 online.
Pocket
Would you like
watch
to come
signed,
back? It's
Shreve
at
and
20,000.
Co.
On the
Shreve and
telephones
Co.
here, 22,000.
Beautiful piece. Pocket watches have been doing very decent this
22,000.
weekend as well. So I do expect this to, as it's doing now,
24,000.
exceed its high
24,000 is
estimate.
back on the telephones online, and now with you again. Once more, 26. Bidding confidently at $26,000. Please try 28. Please try 28 for now. It's at 26 currently, 28. I took it online at 28. Janet, you're gonna have to try 30, please. It's at 28. Very quick bidding online on this one, of course. At 30 now, at 30. Janet,
That is
ahead
some
of you
good
at
action
30
there.
still. At 30, try the next one, please. He's currently with a bidder coming in from Massachusetts, not anymore, 32, back with the first bidder. Looks definitive now, Janet, thank you, 32. 32 is back in Canada on Christie's
want it.
Drive, Massachusetts. Would you like to return? At 32,000, it's just ahead of you, but there's still time. If you bid one more, it might be yours. Otherwise, I will sell for 32,000 to the bidder from Canada. Last chance to you all. Selling to you now for $32,000. So congratulations to the
Nice.
happy bidder, of course. 32,3541. Very nicely bid. Lot number 90. Lot number 90 is next. This is the Patek Philippe
5172G,
chronograph
one of my
reference
modern favorites.
5172G. And I can start once again at
the
35,
pictures are
38,
so
and
small.
$40,000
Sorry,
with the
guys.
absentee here at $40,000.
Again, another
have
piece
the
I
bid
don't
here up
expect
in
to
the
get
rush
too
room
much
at
action because you could pick these up
$40,000.
all
Any
day on the
advance
market.
at
Not hard
40,000.
to
Would
get
anyone
at
like to
all.
compete with
Probably
the
not even hard to
absentee
get
bidder here
brand new
at
from a dealer if you're,
$40,000,
you know.
42,000 online. You have it now. Well judged. It's now with you at $42,000. And it's yours at the moment at $42,000. Do I see any further interest? At $42,000, the bid is online with the bidder coming in from Michigan at $42,000.
So Rich Buddy has a good, so I'm
Last
gonna
chance
turn
to
her
you
down
all.
a little bit. 42,000 is crazy. Rich Buddy asks CQ, do you think the loss of Geneva Seal reduces?
It's
Oh,
45,000.
oh wow, somebody came in right there and bumped to 45,000. CQ, do you think the loss of Geneva Seal reduces collectability of post 2009 paddocks?
$45,000 now.
I don't think so. I think there's a school of thought of people who will always hunt Geneva Seal paddocks and appreciate what it meant. There's some people who feel like they should have stuck to the Geneva Seal standard. So I don't know if it affects it too much. I'm not the foremost scholar in collecting paddock. So not John Rader is probably a better person to ask. But I do think people enjoy having a differentiation. I don't think there are too many people who, in my opinion, I feel more people ask me if it's a version that has a Geneva Seal and a non-Geneva Seal. They want a Geneva Seal version a lot of the times. That was a great piece, 5172G, 45,000, really good price. This is a great watch. If you're watching and you don't have a paddock, you want a good chrono, 5172G. All right, let's turn her back up for this. Another Richard Mille ladies. The last one only got one bid. So let's see if this gets more than one bid. So we got one bid at 90.
$90,000 up here in the rostrum with me at $90,000.
Wow.
Any advance? At $90,000.
Another one bid.
Bidder has it currently at $90,000. Online, join us now at
Wow.
$90,000. If you're watching and waiting, now
So this is the
might be
second
a very good
Richard
time for you
Mille
to jump
in a row.
at 90,000.
The other one was a ladies
Anymore.
piece.
At
And they
90,000,
both are
then
selling
I have the bid here and selling
for the
95.
first bid that's
Thank you.
in the
I have
book.
100.
Wow, finally.
100,000
Okay.
is
Whew.
back here with me online. I saw
This
you
is
come in and you
insane.
bidder. Give me 120, please.
A dealer probably
Currently
said, "Oh,
here.
let me scoop
Thank
this
you.
up."
110. Pardon me.
Yeah, not 120 yet. Not
is there.
120 yet.
110 is there online. Give me 120, please.
So soft.
I saw you
So
tried
soft.
to come in earlier. It's at 110 currently.
I hope an end
Still
user
time
gets
for
it.
you to rejoin us.
Give it a home.
Absentee bidder is out. And it's your
even
turn
the
now to
absentee
decide.
bidder is like,
Do give me a sign. Let me know if you'd like to try one more. At 110,000, the bid is with paddle 3016
Wow.
and selling
Wow.
for 110,000.
Almost sold for 90,000. If she didn't slow roll it,
So
this would have been a $90,000 watch.
Thank you very much indeed. 3016 tasted.
And like so the prices
Lot
of
number
RM I'm not even harping on. It's
891
just the
is
action.
next.
You're not even seeing that much
This is
action.
the Patek
Not
Philippe
many bidders
annual
on it.
calendar reference number
Ooh, 5035, one of my
5035P.
favorite watches. The first
Type
annual
it
calendar.
in the book, of course, at $15,000. Who'll do the honors this time and break the tie at 15? Give me 16. 16 is there. 16 is there online. It's here in the sale room at 16. I'm out, and it's now with Janet's telephone bidder at $16,000.
Rich Buddy says the
online. Try the next one,
5172
please. It's
went
at
cheap.
$16,000. 17,000.
But it does have
18,000
papers.
With you, Remy, at 18. At
It says it's naked, but I think it has
$18,000 is here.
papers, Rich Buddy, at
Online, not
2021.
with you, not with you, Janet.
It says
Either of you.
certificate of
Try the
origin,
next
not
one, please.
extract. But yeah, I think
19,000
That was a
is
very good
available
price.
if you'd like, and there it is, 19,000.
I don't think anybody's really watching this auction that hard.
19,
for that type of
20,000,
piece.
20,000, a new entry. 22 is here online, not with you. It's at 22.
Yeah, it's
back
on the money. 'Cause you
on
paid
the telephones
45.
Here at 22. Try the next one, please.
45.
Not quite with you just yet. It's at 22.
So he paid 56.7,
24,000.
or they paid 56.7, and you can get
24,000.
them
Back online.
mid
Remy,
50s,
26,000.
mid to low 50s. So not a
Let's
crazy
keep
price.
going online. Can't stop now. It's at 26,000.
Oh, let's see, 5035 above the high
Still a
estimate
chance.
of 18,000
You'd
at
like
26.
to try one more. At 26,000 is back here.
Well, it depends, Rich Buddy. It depends if he takes
more?
pays the sales tax on
It's
top,
at
then it gets
26,000. Then
too
last
expensive.
chance to
But
the
if
room.
if
Fair
somebody
warning
knows how to do it
online.
the right
I
way,
am selling.
yeah,
for
or the wrong
$26,000.
away. If he knows how to do it a way, he gets it at a good price.
So
And this person got
26,000 is
this
all yours, Remy.
5035P,
Thank you.
26,000.
1544
Solid price.
takes it.
Very
And
solid
thank
price.
you to the underbidders there as well.
All right,
Lot number
another
93
RM. Let's see if the Richard Mille will get some love
is
this
the
time.
sporty Richard Mille in
And these
white
aren't the
gold
sexiest
this
RMs out
time.
there, by the way. No
Let's start
67s or
here
anything
at
like that.
55, 60, $65,000.
It's from
To start us up
2009.
here at $65,000, 70,000, at $70,000 now, at 70, 75, at 75,
So we
all
do have some
online, at
action.
$75,000. With you online, currently at 75.80. at $80,000. Not here, it's there at $80,000 with the online bidder still at $80,000. Any further advance? At $80,000. You have it online at the moment. Ahead of
They're
us all
barely
at
getting to the low end of the
$80,000.
estimates. All
Any
RMs and
further
all
interest from
auctions.
the
Like,
room or online
they're just like
at $80,000.
trickling
Then
down.
I am selling to you
3 to 4
online
bids.
for
Wow.
$80,000. Sold. All yours online. 80,000.
I just think the Richard Mill
And
market
that's
is just coming back to reality,
3825.
and it's
Lot
narrowing.
94. Lot 94
The-
is our next lot.
That's for
This
sure.
is the Patek Philippe Perpetual
Ooh, I
Calendar
like
reference
this, 5039.
5039J. And we shall start with absentees.
It has a
once
nice
again,
patina like those
bringing us in at
3940s.
2022, $24,000. At
Beautiful
$24,000. Here we
Especially
are.
like the hobnail on the bezel. Beautiful,
$24,000
beautiful
with the
watch.
absentee bidder. Currently
Which
at
buddy? Excuse me. The rad says
$24,000.
local
Any
dealer
further
price of
advance?
5172G.
$24,000.
at
The online
Singapore
bidders like to join
68.
us
You're
here
at 58.
at
Let me do the conversion.
$24,000. 26,000 has been bid. Thank you, and it's now with you online. You've cleared my bids in the book, and it's now with you at $26,000. Do I
So
see
Durad
any
says he was
further
offered
interest?
one
At
around
$26,000.
52,050.
Anyone else joining us now? It's a last chance.
Almost
Otherwise,
3,000
selling
US,
for
and he wants to get it
$26,000.
at 45, and he's not.
So
he's
that
not
goes to you
insane.
online, 26,000.
They're
Paddle
floating down.
3817.
Modern Paddocks are
Lot
in
number
a tizzy
95
right now.
is the Patek Philippe annual calendar.
Oh, and they
reference
stole. Excuse me, they
5036.
stole this perpetual calendar at
pink
26,000. Really
And
good price
we
on
have
that for somebody to
absentee
take it
interest
home.
Once again, good interest.
And
at
5036/1R, one of my favorite pieces as well.
$19,000,
I just love
24,
these
26,
bracelets.
28, 30. 30.
Yeah, I expect to get a little bit of
It's
action on
30 with
this.
me. Online, would you like 32?
But I don't think it goes much over the high estimate if it touches it. Usually gettable.
With me here at $30,000.
That's what I
The
thought.
absentee, Mathieu, 32. 32 is ahead of us all now with the online bidder jumping in and taking the lead at $32,000.
Beautiful watch.
Any further advance? Thank you for your bids here. At $32,000, the online bidder
Beautiful,
has
beautiful
it and
watch.
selling for
32, great price. Great price.
$32,000. So congratulations online, 32,000.
Nice.
Takes
Some
it,
deals are being
and
had
that's
today.
3291.
In the Phillips auction, not too many deals. Some good deals
Thank
are
you,
being
Mathieu,
had
for
today.
your bids.
Fair
Lot number
market
96
deals, especially if you don't have to pay,
is our next lot,
you know,
and this is
the
the
NYC sales
Patek
tax.
Philippe Calatrava, reference 5126.
And guys, we got about 10 more
formerly
lots
in
to
the
go.
property
106
of
is the
Manny
last lot. I want
Pacquiao.
to thank you so much
We
for
shall
tuning in.
start
We are
good
going
interest
all
once
the
again.
way to the end. I
The
love you
bidding
guys
has
so
started
much.
in
You're
my
the
book at
bomb.
10.
Rich Buddy
11,
says
12,
these are
at
slow movers.
$12,000
These, yep.
with the
People don't
absentees here once
appreciate
again
the
at
bracelet,
12, 13,
but the
14
bracelet
I
is
have.
one of the
Back
better
with the
bracelets out
absentee
there.
here at
So this is a
$14,000.
great model.
15 is now
This
yours
or
online.
the
I'm
more
out,
modern
and
version,
it's
you can
now
just
with
steal
you,
them compared to the other
16,000
pieces on the
at
market, and nobody is looking
$16,000
at
online.
them. Let's go
Thank
back to
you.
this.
At $16,000.
5127.
At $16,000.
That's getting a little bit of action.
Any advance from the room?
Vimal
or
says
anywhere else,
CQ, the
of course,
RMs are getting hammered.
At 16,000.
They're getting obliterated.
Would you like the next one
Vimal.
online?
Super soft. Even in Phillips, they were super soft. But today, they're not doing well at all. No love for Richard Mille. And it makes you watch that whole market. I keep saying I just don't. Listen, I sell a lot of watches, and I help a lot of people sell a lot of watches. 16,000 for this is an amazing deal, and I just don't talk to many people about Richard Mille. You know, I just don't. For the amount that I see out there, very rarely do people. Once in a while, people ask me about Richard Mille. Where every other brand, I have multiple conversations of so many brands. I don't know. There's not a brand that I have the highest outlook for in terms of like flippability and profit. Are a beautiful AP Royal Oak Offshore Bucher Special Edition.
At 19,000
Somebody's gonna steal this.
online,
19,000
if there's
is
a chance.
beautiful.
Now it's a very
Oh my
good one
gosh.
indeed. To do jump in at $19,000. At $19,000.
Somebody's stealing this. 19,000 for this
It's
AP.
ahead of you all in the room here as well. At $19,000. Are we
Just sell
coming in
it.
online?
Just sell it.
At 19,000.
Oh, I wish I bid on this.
Any
This is a
interest
fun
from the room
watch.
bidders at 19,000
Pink gold stainless
or the
steel.
telephones?
It's fun.
It's
It's
the
unique.
last chance now online. Do
Wow.
join us if you'd like. It's otherwise at 19,000. Last chance and fair warning.
Which one belonged to
you
Manny
at
Pacquiao? No way.
$19,000. That's a pass at 19.
At
Lot
19, it does not
we move
sold.
on to lot 98, and this is the very
wait.
exciting, very exciting to
Richard
offer
says,
this lot
Rich
today.
Buddy
This
says
is
something
the
is
Frank
owned by
Mueller Master
Manny
Banker
Pacquiao.
Jose,
Maybe it's
formerly from the
the AP
collection
that was
of Elizabeth
passed.
Taylor.
I'm sorry, the website
Only
is
5
glitching on
in
me.
the world. This comes directly
So
from
this
her
is
son, and we're delighted to be
Elizabeth
offering this at Christie
Taylor's Frank
today.
Mueller
And
yellow
good
gold piece.
interest,
This is
of course, high interest,
this is gonna go
allowing
crazy.
me to open already above the high estimate at 859, not $9,500 with the absentee here. At $9,500.
Nah, this should
I have
explode,
the bid
right?
here at $9,500. 10,000, 11. 11 I have ahead of
There
you
we go.
online and ahead of you, Janet. 11 is my bid. 12, 13.
So Rich Buddy says one of the
13
previous
is my
watches
bid
belonged to
still. At
Manny
13,
Pacquiao, and
14,
if it
15
did,
I have.
they did not do a
15
good
is
job
here, and
of
try the next one. 16,000 is now yours. I'm
promoting
out,
that,
and it's with
because
the
a
online bidder
Filipino
at
collector
16,
would have paid up for
17,000.
whatever
The
if it was a
bidding
Patek or the
continues
AP.
At 17, 18 now, and climbing very quickly at
Oh, wow.
$18,000, of course. 19,000. At $19,000.
So you're saying that 5127 belonged
At 20
to
with
Manny
you online.
Pacquiao? Interesting.
3299 has it.
We'll go back to
Ahead
that.
of
It
you,
only got
Janet.
16,000.
At $20,000.
It was not promoted well.
Are you coming back in at 20?
As you can tell with Elizabeth Taylor's
At
Frank Mueller
22.
yellow gold piece,
At 22,000. Still online.
at
24,000.
least has more action,
At
energy.
$24,000. Let's keep going.
Let's go.
24, 26,000.
Love to see a
Lots of
Frank Mueller
places.
getting some love.
28,000. Thank you. 28. I'm with you online at
If
28,000.
this was Phillips, this is probably going for 50.
30,000.
Yep.
32,000.
High estimate was 8,000, by the way. This was owned by
At
Ms. Elizabeth
$32,000.
Taylor.
All online at 32,000. 35,000.
There we go, 35.
At 35. 38,000. At 38.
I think mid 40s.
Janet.
I think mid
Would you
40s.
jump
I
in
think we got action.
40,000?
Yeah, I think we got action on this.
Very determined online bidders here on this one at $40,000. Looks definitive here. Thank you so much for trying at 40,000.
great result.
Would any of
This
the
is a
other
great
online
result.
bidders like to try one more time? 42,000, of course.
And we're
Not
still
giving
going.
up just yet. At $42,000, 45,000. At 45. At 45.
So I feel like
Try
if
the
they
next one
promoted this a
online
little
at
bit better as
45.
Manny Pacquiao's,
Let's
the
keep going.
Calatrava,
There
you'd
won't
have
be
saw
many
some
more
action like
chances
this
like
on
this.
it.
Do
There's
try
so many
one
people
more.
who love Manny Pacquiao,
At
who are from the
45,000.
Philippines and who are not from the Philippines, and there's some huge Philippine
Would any of
collectors.
you
So I
like the
can't imagine
final
if that was
say?
promoted the right way, people wouldn't pay up at least in the 20s, mid 20s
48,000?
for a
Penny?
Pacquiao piece.
Can you give me a sign? Yes? 48,000 is here. 48,000. 50,000 straight back at you at 50.
Vimal has a great note there.
60,000?
CQ.
Thank you. A big bold
Wow,
jump
50,000. Look
at
at that. 60. Oh,
$60,000
Vimal, I'm gonna get back to
now. Ahead
your
of
question because
65.
this Frank Mueller's rolling. I think we got
At
100,000.
65 online.
65,000, we were just kinda holding at 34.
Thank you so much for that extra big bid. Thank you very
I-
much.
I
At
love to see
65
important
is back with
watches.
the online bidder.
That are not
There were
only
plenty of you still
horologically
in this
important,
one.
but just
Would any of you
important to
like to return
the
at
zeitgeist of
65, looking for
certain
70?
things like
Otherwise,
Elizabeth
I'm selling
Taylor,
at
very famous in
65,000.
entertainment. Everybody knows her.
Last chance to you
65,000,
all.
great result.
Fair
Somebody's gonna
warning
sneak in or
online.
no?
My gavel is up at $65,000. So 65,000.
Nice. That was a great result.
Fantastic
That was a really
result.
good
Thank
result.
you very much
Applause.
indeed.
Well deserved.
3635 takes.
So really quickly, Vimal says, CQ, these auctions have set the stage. Only 4 brands are holding value: FP Journe, Cartier, Patek, and some models from Rolex. And I would say that that is absolutely correct. This weekend has reset a couple of markets. The FP Jordan market has been reset a little bit, especially concerning Elegante. The Oyster Quartz market has been reset a little bit with the Octopussy. But Richard Mille is soft, very, very soft. Pretty much everything else super soft. Cartier is doing well. Vintage Bulgari is super strong. Here at Christie is super strong over at Phillips as well. But yes, the only brands, in my opinion, that people are really strong for right now, Journe, any kind of Journe, Cartier, especially important Cartier, Patek, Vintage, and important Pateks are still doing very, very well. And certain Rolex. Rolex is in a weird stage right now because Periscope is just hitting them every day with these vintage articles about what's going on with them. So I think a lot of people are very wary on spending big bucks for vintage pieces. We saw a lot of Daytonas just go in the middle. Vintage Daytonas go in the middle of their estimates, nothing exceeding the high end of their estimates. So very, very good point there by Vimal. I'm going to turn it back up for the end of this.
Paddle 3743 currently at 20,000.
And these are U.S. auctions, so as U.S. buyers, you're seeing the
I'll
string.
wind it up slowly to
Look at this
give
root bear
you all
only
a
at
chance to
20,000.
return, but I'm otherwise selling for $20,000. Last chance at 20,000.
Vimal says, Diraj says, this
So,
watch is an absolutely
20,000,
guilty pleasure. I
and
shouldn't, but I
that's
want one.
374.
I believe he's talking about the Frank Mueller, and like, I know, I'm the same way. They look so good. Some of the best bracelets out there, so I don't blame you at all.
16018 with a black onyx
Ooh,
dial.
Vimal, I'm gonna get to that before, after
Starting
this,
here at
after this slide.
10, 11, 12,000.
Beautiful onyx dial, they just
Start us off at
on the gold
$12,000,
Jubilee bracelet.
13,000, 14,000. Ahead of you online at 14,000.
Let's see what happens here. So Vimal says Debitoon collectors are realizing they messed up. So we are seeing the strength of Debitoon showing a little bit of softening, a lot of softening, especially if it's not important watches. I think the issue is a lot of watches from the Debitoon side. At 15,000, this is a great deal, by the way. A lot of people, a lot of watches that are entering auctions from Debitoon have been very regular pieces, not too much special ones. 15,000 for this is a great deal. So I think that's the issue we're seeing, Vimal. If we see a super special
Lot number
Debitoon pop up and
101
doesn't perform well,
is
that's
the,
a real telltale sign.
Rolex GMT Master number 2, the Pepsi.
All right, we got a nice
And
little
here we
Pepsi
are
here.
With interest once
But I
again,
definitely think
shall
it's
open
proof
at
that
885
you
at
should not buy anything-
$9,500, at $9,500.
How do I say this?
No,
If you're buying
9,000,
something
sorry,
for the sake of
9,000
investment
it is,
and you're
at
looking for
$9,000.
upward
10,000
mobility in
online,
terms of
at
the profit of what you paid, and you're not just looking to get back what you paid,
It's at
FP Jordan is really where you're going to put your money, in my opinion.
$10,000 with the absolute
Patek,
leader
the
here.
right ones, it has to be the right ones. And certain independence if you really are passionate about. In terms of getting a lot of money back, but FP Jordan is just proven, listen, I would have never thought that I'd be able to say like online, hey, if you have a black label Elegante, call me, I'll buy it in the 80s. And now I could say that I'll buy a black label Elegante in the 80s because the market is shifted right all of a sudden. A 40 millimeter sold for 60,000 not too long ago in this auction. So the market is definitely strong for certain brands, but weak for others. Right? Collectors are consolidating in the right places, I
The
think.
bidder coming in from Switzerland for $11,000.
All right, and somebody just stole this Pepsi
So
at 11 grand
11,000. Thank you so much.
with a service from 2018. Fair
3116.
price.
Lot number 102 is the Patek Philippe Aquanaut reference 5066A.
Oh, I got 56.6,
And
I
I
did a
have
56.5
priced
not
it,
too long
of
ago.
course, at $20,000 and looking for someone to break the tie here, please, at 20. At 20, 22,000 is bid immediately online, of course. At 22, it's now with you at $22,000. Jumping ahead of us all at $22,000, $24,000. A new entry online, $26,000.
Oh, we got some
At
action
26,
here.
all online. The
This is
online
probably
bidders
the top of
continue
where I
at
paid for it.
$26,000. Any further advance online or anyone else in the room? 28,000. I
it's
took it
28.
online first at 28. At $28,000.
All right, Vimal says check out
30,000.
lot 23,
5
which is
bidders
a
online we
limited
have
edition
now at 30.
Debitoon.
Competing here for lot 102. 32,000. 32,000 is bid,
23.
35,000 now. I'm with you online at 35,000.
He's right. This was a limited edition one. I guess they're all kind of limited,
35
right?
anymore.
Yeah. So
At
I think the
35,
right David tunes will still
38,000.
perform,
Thank you. At
but seeing this hammer at
$38,000,
55,000, and you're right,
continues
this
at
is
40 now.
a limited edition, not part
Very
of
quick bidding
the more
online
modern
at
limited
40.
editions. But yeah, to see this hammer
Try
at
another.
55 was not nice to
At
see at all.
40,000,
But I do think their modern stuff are just holding a little
Anymore.
bit better.
Do you have
But I
one
think
more
as a
bidding
whole,
you?
they have a
any of the other online bidders?
collectability problem in terms of like
42,000.
what
Thank
exactly
you.
do I
There you
collect
are
when
at
I want to collect
42.
multiple Debitune pieces, and also
try
a
one
lot
more.
of people who entered into the
Any.
market entered at a very high price point,
42,000,
and
one more.
a lot of those people are moving their
At
pieces around, right? There are not too many people who
45.
holding.
Thank you, 45.
With FP Journe, a lot of people amass inventory and
online
then
bidder
hold,
returns one of
held
them,
them for a very long time,
37.39
and then slowly you're
is the
seeing them drip
current
out piece by piece by piece
bidder
now.
at
So I
45
think
and
Debitune
selling
needs to get into that situation and find
at
their
45.
success. But they're doing well. Listen,
Do
this
let
is
me
a
know
brand that
online while I
was
check in
defunct,
with the rest
you know,
of the room
a couple
here
of
at
times.
45,000.
So to me, they're
last
selling watches.
chance
They're doing well.
and selling now for 45.
Really nice result for this.
$45,000.
45,000, 5066.
So 45,000. Thank you online 3739. Congratulations. Lot number 103
All right, let's
is
up
the
with this Cartier.
Cartier Mini Tank Allongé with yellow diamonds.
Ooh, this is gonna go
Personal
crazy.
favorite here. And we can start with interest and the absentees taking us in at $995 and $10,000.
Beautiful.
I have here
Beautiful
at
colored yellow
$10,000
diamonds,
for
too.
the absentee bidder.
So this should go well over
Anyone
high
else joining
estimate.
us here 11, 12. I have still ahead of you online at $12,000. 13,000 is now yours online. I'm out, and it's with online bidder on Christie's Live. Thank you. 14,000 here with Remy at 14,000. Not with the online bidders quite yet. At $14,000. I took the
And this
bid
is
here
from
first online. Try the
1975.
next one. At 14,000.
Darn, I thought this would have
One
a
more?
little more action. Those stones seem
At
really well
14,000.
sized.
There's still a chance if you'd like. At
Javimal, I don't know. You might be
14,000,
right.
David is
You
otherwise
might be right.
15,000 in the room now. Welcome, sir. Thank you. 15,000.
All right, guys, we got a few
in the
more
room
lots
here, not
here,
with
and
you
then
online
I'm
and
gonna just
ahead of
go
you, Remy,
over
as
all
well.
of them really quickly before we
16,000. It's a
end.
very
Just to
unusual
give you
way
my
of bidding.
thoughts.
16,000.
I want to see what the last lot goes for,
Sure.
though.
At 16,000.
But I would say a very interesting weekend. A lot of things to chew
Not
on.
with you online. Ahead of you.
I think-
17.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
17,000.
It resets a lot of thinking for me
At 17.
because it shows that there's money in the waters, but money's only getting spent as it should be
18,000.
on watches that
19,000.
deserve the money, and brands and retailers who really work on our experiences. If you know, if you
19,000.
guys saw what
Back to
Urban
the room
Jurgensen
leader,
did for their
20,000.
party, it looked like an AP party.
At
So while I
20.
want to complain about the prices of their pieces,
One more for
you
you,
could see
sir.
that they're really trying, right?
Thank
They're
you
at
so
least
much
trying
for
from
your
one
bid.
standpoint there,
You
and of
have
course the
it,
watchmaking
Remy,
is
at
amazing.
20,000. Last chance of for warning online.
20,000 for this
Selling
one. I really
for
thought it would do a little bit more.
$20,000. You got
Remy,
it, Remy.
look at
all
the size
all
of these
yours
are
at
nice
20,000.
yellow diamonds.
Thank you so much, and
thought
thank
this would
you
run for
very
more.
much, sir, for your bids as well.
All right, a couple more
1544
lots. Couple more
is
lots.
the winning paddle. Lot number 104 is the Patek Philippe gold bracelet watch. with the
Vimal says, I want to kick myself for sleeping on Cartier. Many of these limited editions was easy to pick up a couple years ago. You are absolutely right, Vimal. So many Cartier today that are going for insane prices. Dealers are trying to give away, less than 10 years ago, less than 5 years ago. And even the special ones that are going for super duper crazy, they were still at gettable prices. So it's insane what's going on. And definitely that's one. I always imagine myself going back to the Caribbean and like trying to buy vintage watches from all the people who just have this stuff. Like like my grandpa's 70s Rolex. There's so many cool pieces that might be hidden down in the Caribbean, and Lord knows that there's like a Paris signed Cartier worth of 500 grand just sitting somewhere and nobody knows. Oh, that Patek Philippe was passed. Not much action.
is a large
All right,
Eberhard
let's pay attention for these last
multi-scale
two.
single-button chronograph, circa
Nice little Eberhard chrono.
1940.
Let's look at that.
bringing us in at 657,
From 1940s, really good condition from the 40s, man. Wow.
With the absentee currently at 7.5.
This is nice. Let's see what they pay for it.
7.5. Are you joining us online? It's currently with the absentee bidder here at $7,500. Any advance from you online or the telephones 8,000, 8.5 with the absentee bidder still ahead of you online. Try another. At 8.5, the bid is up here with me in my auctioneer's book at 8,000.
Not much love for the Eberhard.
More online. At 8,500, last chance and fair warning. 9,000, 9.5. Back to the book here at 9,005. Would you like to try 10 online? At 9,500, do round us up. If you're keen on this one, please. At 9,005, the bid is up here in my book with the absentee bidder at 9,500.
And then the absentee bidder gets this one.
I am selling now for $9,500.
I just love how she she's and like when in Phillips, the team there did a lot more hand action. Here has been a little bit more stiff, so like that's why I'm enjoying her because she's like the finale. Let's see if we got action on it.
This is the very early Rolex reference 4099. And I can open with interest, of course, for the last
with
lot.
fancy
Here we are
lugs.
at $13,000, $14,000, and $15,000. I have the bid here with the absentee.
That's a cool watch.
At $15,000. Any advance?
Let's see.
15,000.
Duraj loves it.
I took it here first online. Try
I think this is a
17, please.
good chrono.
Here
1947.
at 16,000, not with the absentee.
Approximately 100 of these
With a
made.
telephone at 16,000, 17,000, 18,000. 18,000 here online. Try the next one.
Oh, I think Duraj loved the
$18,000.
Eberhard, excuse me.
Here in the room at 18,000.
Got good action on this Rolex though.
So multiple bidders coming in online. Try now. Thank you. 19. There you are.
Ooh,
at
you're correct,
19,000.
Vimal. Stick around, Vimal. After this lot, I'm gonna go through
At
all
19
the
online, you have it 20.
briefly go through the results, but I want to talk about Richard Mille in particular
Are you coming
because
back
I
in,
think
Remy?
it was
So
really crazy what
20,000.
happened to him today.
One of the online bidders at 20. At 20,000 currently. Would you like the final say, Remy? 22. Online, your turn. 24.
All right, a little bit of a fight here.
At 24. I'll give you a last chance to come back. For the last lot in today's sale, 26. Thank you. 26.
There you go. She got it.
It is. 26
High
has
estimate.
been bid here. Online, 28. 30. 32,000.
Yeah, the Eberhard was cool.
It's back on Christie's Live, 35.
All right, they're cooking for the last lot. Somebody wants it.
At $38,000. 40,000. The bidding continues at 40, 42,000.
Oh wow, slowly climbing up there.
At 42, Remy. 45, thank you. Online, your turn. Come back
Nice little tennis match going on here.
if you'd like. At $45,000, the bid is here in the room at 48,000. Thank you. The screen is flashing again at 48. Would you like 50, Remy? At 48,000.
Did they get it?
50, thank you. $50,000.
Wow.
It's back here. Not
All right,
with
they
you
want it.
online.
They want it. It's a
You have
nice
one more
early
bid.
chronograph.
55.
Ooh, it's 55 now. The dial looks pretty good. Of course, it's a little dirty, but like beyond that, the fading up there by the mile,
And would you like 60,
it looks
please?
pretty decent. Beyond normal patina you'd find.
58.
So I'd
And
say this is a
52
good
for the next
example.
bid online.
and that's why we have
Currency
58,000.
58, please.
I think we're gonna
Here
see
we are.
60.
58,000. Try 60 online. It's currently here at 58,000. Would you like the final say? You've been with us from the start. Try one more. I am selling otherwise for 58,000. And it's the last chance now for the last time. My gavel is up and selling for $58,000.
Hammer it. Nice, nice, good sale, good
Congratulations to you,
sale.
58,000.
58 on the
Thank
last
you so
lot.
much.
Oh man, I want to thank you guys so
Under
much. We
leader
did
there, Scott, thank you,
106
very much,
lots together. You
thank you
guys
all so
are
much
the
for joining us
bomb.
today.
A lot of you
Please
guys
visit
stayed almost the whole way through. I
Christie.com
know
to
Tan
continue to bid in our
chopped off
watches
only when
online
he
sale
had to.
through June 11th.
All right, Celeste, we can meet them. Thank you so much, Helena and the Christie's team. All right, let's look over some of the lots to see if the prices have already been updated. So if you might want to talk about Richard Mille, who did not have a good showing at all, at all, at all. Let's see if we just sort by. Can we just sort by? Let's type in Mille. So we had 3 RM lots. The lot that he's talking about, he said, RM collectors got to get in a gut punch today. Lot 75 has a retail price of 511,000. Talk about losing money. So this is the piece that only got one bid. There was a book bid of 300,000, and that was it. There was no other bids. So with the premium, it came to 378,000, which is still well under retail. And you imagine that the person who originally bought this did pay full retail plus sales tax for it, or 2022, maybe not sales tax, who knows? But imagine they did, and they're getting 300,000, right? They don't get any part of that hammer premium. So not much action on this, and this is a tourbillon, and one would say a special piece from the brand. Then you had the RM37. This also didn't get much action. Price realized 138.6, and then the RM10, which barely got anything as well. Price realized at 100,000. Remember, the seller loses 10% on the hammer. Oh my gosh! So this person is only taking home 280,000 on a watch that they spent 511,000 for, which is it's rough. It's rough in my opinion, and you're not oh, how do I get back to it? And you're not buying watches to sell for profit. But in my opinion, when you spend a certain amount for a watch, you do want to be able to get some type of that revenue back, or a good chunk, especially when you go that high. So let's just do an overall look at Christie. I think a lot of things went around market. Of course, that this this Black Panther AP thing that went for 27 all in. Good price for this reverse mini repeater. I sold a lot of these. 37.8 all in was really good. On the Patek side, things were kind of normal, right? 5711 R non-Tiffany 163.8 all in, kind of makes sense. This JLC Duomet charcoal die, I think this was a steal of the day. And Vimal makes a great point. For them to get the RM that they purchased, they had to buy, that was sold at Turb, he had to buy a lot of other RMs to get it as well. So yeah, the cost of acquisition for certain brands, especially RM, imagine, he's right, you probably had to spend well over $1 million to be offered a watch like that, and then you can't even get action for it on the auction. Yeah, it's really, really tough out there. Patek's did okay. Lange did, market, maybe a little bit over market there. 5011 steel, 107 all in market, 5168G, 94.5. So yeah, most things are go up market. The big, not the star of this show, but one that did really well was this Black Label Calendrier, 453,600 all in. Really nice result for that piece there. Even the Line Sport didn't do too bad at 151,200. We get on to this row. It's tough. This the Divitune 69.3 all in. Yeah, I think it's just not a brand that's getting the auction numbers at the moment. Do you think there's a lot of potential there for it, because there's a lot of good back in there, but yeah, not seeing the strength at the moment. Back to FP Jordan, the Ruthenium dial, Octochrono 302, 400 all in. Used to sell these close to 100. Like, so these are very, very strong. All Jordans are doing strong. Grubel had a good showing today too, capturing this one above the high estimate. And there's also this piece, which is a possibly piece unique piece that went well above the high estimate, hammered for, well, sold all in for 390,000, almost 400,000. I thought that was a really interesting result there. 257.11p, platinum with the baguettes, 365,000 all in, which is market beat for nothing crazy. This big red Daytona here hammered around 50,000 all in for 69.3. So you're just seeing like a weakening, I think, in my opinion, for vintage Daytonas especially. Had a strong result here for this Texano Oyster Quartz, 75,600 all in. Rolex, I don't know if this is a Oyster Quartz, if it's called Oyster Quartz, but it's a quartz Rolex, but really good result for that there. A little bit soft. Another Daytona that didn't do super strong. I'm sure somebody will tell me why. Rolex Daytona, is it pre Daytona? Yes, a pre Daytona Cosmograph on a beautiful gold mesh bracelet. Just, got 138.6 all in, which is still a good number, but hammered around very close to the low end of the estimate. And Daytonas used to just be things you'd see just like explode, and it's just not something you're seeing happen. Beyond that, it's a decent auction. APs again just not doing strong. Royal Oaks are not doing strong. A couple of the mass pieces did good from VC. I was amazed at that, to be honest with you. But then some did a little bit more realistic. Jacob and Co got past. I just think it got, somebody bid on it up to 150. Estimate was 200,000 to 400,000. It's a cool piece, but just I don't know who's paying the money up. A lot of great technology and good gem setting, and the Maitre d'Arts here is really, really amazing. But at the end of the day, the people who want it own it, and I don't think this is something you buy as a gift for somebody. If you're gonna spend that scratch, you just buy a bunch of diamonds. So just not something. I think Jacob and Co is a brand that has a lot of legs for long-term investment value. That's for sure. Rainbow. Everose Rainbow 365 all in. Interesting, these are slowly sliding down. I remember these were 600, 700, 800,000. I remember clients wanted $1 million for these, so interesting to see them kind of floating back down. One of the stars of this show, this is insane. Bulgari Serpenti vintage piece with a Vacheron Constantine movement. $277,200 all in. This thing was just like screaming. I was paying attention, and then I was on my phone, and then I looked up, and I just saw this thing screaming. It looks really, really well preserved. Vintage Bulgari has seen some really strong results. Yesterday at Phillips, there's a really strong result there. So to see this, just amazing, really well made piece, of course, right? It's a really beautiful piece, but 277, I think Cartier, Bulgari, high jewelry brands that do great watchmaking as well, they're being really respected, and collectors are really, really appreciating them. And when you get something like this that's truly special, and then you get to say, hey, it has a Vacheron movement in it as well, you get $277,000 all in. That's before any sales tax, right? So really, really good result there. This Paddock bracelet did good too. Green Dow 5711, these seem to keep trending down, right? 226,000. I feel like these are floating down. Nobody's paying too crazy. You're already paying high up for it, but nobody's paying what they once were paying for those pieces. Asprey Rolex pieces are still performing. What was interesting to me is this is a 116500 steel dial that they put a custom purple dial on, and then you have a white gold, a 116519 that they put a orange dial on, and that one got a little bit lower, 113 versus 119. So I thought that was interesting that the steel dial got more. Vimal asked, CQ, what happens to dealers holding Dibitune? Do they reduce their buy prices based on these auctions? It depends on the Dibitune that you have, right? I think a lot of dealers will reduce some pricing, especially if they had them on the premium side. But I do think Debitoon is a long play. Like all these indies is a long play. Like FP Jordan, like today it's easy to look back and say like, oh, FP Jordan's, it's easy to say buy it, and it's it's easy to see the trajectory. But I'm telling you, as somebody who was in the middle of it, when the uptick started to happen, you really couldn't predict it, right? Like yes, certain companies had a decent inventory, but it still took a lot of people loving the brand, buying into the brand, and the fact that there were so many FP Journe collectors who were holding on to that inventory because they bought the watches because they just truly loved the brand. I think with Debitoon, remember there are some breaks in the history of Debitoon, right? So there's some periods where the brand has went bankrupt or went close to bankruptcy. So collectors who are close to that situation, there were different periods where, as a collector, same way if like you're a big HYT collector, there's a point where you really, really love the brand, and then the brand almost went under, and then you saw everybody dumping HYT watches on Chrono 24 on eBay and all the markets, and they're just closing them out, right? So you, as an old school HYT collector, it's hard for you to jump back into modern HYT, even though I think they look so good and they have a great vision and the aesthetics are in a different place. I think a little bit the same with Debitoon. The strength is there. People love the watches, but they are a bit more avant-garde. They look like this, right? They don't look very traditional. And even FP Journe pieces, while not all of them are very traditionally aesthetically pleasing, with Debitoon, you have to really buy into Denny's aesthetic and his feel and the vibe. Watchmaking is outstanding. The technology and everything that goes into these watches are outstanding. And maybe condition had a little bit to do with it as well, right? Because I'm seeing here a little bit of scratching, and this is a zirconium piece or a treated piece, and then even the bridges has some marks there. So who knows why this particular watch didn't perform? But I think as a whole, Debitoon is a brand that's gonna take a while for it to get where it should be. But the beauty is the foundation is there. This is not a brand that you have to worry about going out of business. So of course you're gonna have low points like this. You're gonna have high points as well when a few collectors, sell some pieces off that do really good numbers. You're gonna see an uptick and a bunch of people jump for it. The big thing here for all independents, right? Beyond FP Journe right now is pretty much locked in terms of there's certain collectors and dealers who deal in the brand, who really only deal in that brand. Not even talk about 1916 Watchbox right now. They probably have very, very light inventory compared to the heyday. But there are a lot of people out there who deal just in FP Journe. So you're never going to see a special FP Journe pop up on Chrono 24 and stay there so long. And they'll always be priced right or priced aggressively or priced a little bit premium because there's so many people who bought very high. There's so many dealers who are involved in just that side of the business. A lot of these other independents don't have that same support. They don't have a lot of brands and collectors or enthusiasts who are just supporting them, right? That's why Grupo Forci can have pieces like this, which are piece unique that a certain collector's like, ooh, I'm gonna pay for this watch. I understand what's going on for this watch. Whereas a normal watch, where did it go? Like this, which I think is excellent as well. That it does good, but not as great as you think it should do compared to the retail. Same thing for Debitoon Titan Hawk is like there's a good watch, but it's very basic for a Debitoon, so it's not something that you're gonna pay up super super high for. So I think right now indies are great buys, not in auctions. Moser here, another DB here that actually did pretty decent because it's a funky piece. I just think you'll see support long term, but short term, people are being very, very smart with how they spend their money, and they're seeing a lot of dealers are not paying them or not offering for certain watches. So a lot of people are not willing to put their own money if they don't have an exit plan. Right now, a lot of people buy watches, but they buy watches with an exit plan in mind. And most of these watches that you see in here, you have an exit plan in mind for them. And I think I think that's what's going to go on. But I do think I won't be surprised to see Debitoon next year or 2 years from now hammer really, really strong results. Oh, was this platinum? I thought this was steel. This is stainless steel. Maybe there's another Moser that you're talking about. But more this thing here, Patek Philippe was 3974R, possibly unique, minute repeater, perpetual calendar. This thing was gorgeous, 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 beautiful, beautiful watch. They need to put that crown in. $1.2 million, basically all in. Worth it, worth it, worth it. Let me talk about that Moser before we leave. I don't know which one. Oh, yes, yes. This was a steal. And these are the ones you could steal, right? Like these Moser, these perpetual calendars. Is this in this Endeavor? Yeah, these Endeavor perpetual calendars, you could steal. A lot of people don't look at them. I look for very fun dials. You can find this, I think, platinum with a blue dial, white gold with a blue dial, a lot of different variations. And perpetual calendar wise, probably one of the best functional perpetual calendars. Let me raise the mic there. All right, raise it up. Let me know if I'm too loud. Yeah, so these are some of the best perpetual calendars you could find. I think for the price, platinum, beautiful dial, great movement. You can go backwards, you can go forwards. You won't break the movement here. There's no type of weird thing to the photo here. Rich Buddy says you got to really be under the radar to want a perpetual calendar with the indication on the backside. Yes, that is correct. The indication for the leap year is on the backside. The leap year is the thing that you're going to use the least on a perpetual calendar, so I understand it. I wish there was a way that they found a way to hide the leap year. Maybe, I don't know how they would have, but that would have been really fun. And this is a Andreas Streller movement, I'm pretty sure as well. So he did an amazing design here. And for those of you who don't know, perpetual calendar is this tells you the month. So this is August right there, and then you have the date there. And again, you go forward, backward, you won't break it. But for $23,940 all in, and if they're smart and they can get it delivered someplace where they don't have to pay sales tax, highway robbery. This was probably one of my deals of the auction, that's for sure. All right, let's see if there's any other lots you guys want me to highlight before I head out. You guys were amazing. This was a 3-hour and 30-minute live, and you guys crushed it with me, and you make it so easy for me to go live every single day, except for the weekends, even though I did do the weekends last time. I don't see anything else. 5168G green, 819 all in. These seem to be floating down a little bit as well. All paddocks seem to be, especially this auction, nobody was paying up crazy, which is very, very understandable. This was another steal. This Gondolo, 32,760 all in. Really good pickup for whoever was buying there. Yeah, this was solid. So a lot of modern stuff. Takeaways are Richard Mille. I don't know. Richard Mille is soft. Indies besides FP Jordan need to work on their numbers there and really connect with buyers. Modern paddock sells, not at a high price. Special vintage paddock, neo vintage paddock doing very, very strong. Vintage Cartier doing very, very strong. And the sleepers, vintage Bulgari. Vintage, like, and I say this because, like, I don't know. You never know if you're what do you call it? You're shopping, your yard sale, your yard sale hopping or something like that, and you run into something unique and special. Like, this is something where if I saw it in a yard sale or something, of course it's valuable, but there's nothing that would have said to me this is worth almost $300,000. Right? So I'm sure the person who paid this probably paid a lot of money, but it's in 1970 as well. How you know how so many things of that era just end up in random places, right? So this is something like now I'm hunting. I'm telling you, I'm going to the islands. I'm gonna start a business just looking for vintage Bulgari and Cartier and vintage jewelry pieces like this, because I know they're sleeping over there somewhere. Nobody's even thinking about this. And I look at this piece for $277,000. Insane. Listen, guys, I want to thank you so much. You are amazing. We will be going live tomorrow. I'll be back with retired watch guy Jay, who definitely didn't want to stick around for this long auction, but you guys have been amazing staying around over 3 hours with me. Please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. It does so much. And if you need truly independent watch advice, check out cqthewatchguy.com. You can see all my services there. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me that you guys show up and just kind of, hear me talk and watch me speak auctions and talk watches. And I will see you tomorrow, probably around 12, 1 o'clock. You guys have a great day. See you soon. And remember, buy what you love.